What's going on, everyone? It is Saturday, August 13th, 2022, and this is episode 10 of Punch the Air. We hit double digits. We got double digits.
Here we go.
And we thought we would have made it this far.
And we also got our first daytime pod as well.
Got a matinee going today.
It's a good one brewing here.
Oh yeah.
All right, I'm back with everyone's favorite T-Bone Buzzsaw, and making his second appearance, coming back, Big
Yeah, baby.
Thank you, boys. Pleasure to be
Big
here.
East
Pleasure
Corner.
as always.
Back in business.
Big East Corner, back in business.
He's been helping
Back
y'all
in
bet the
business.
last couple weeks, and now he's here.
All right. Well, today we got, per usual, loaded NFL pod. We're going to kick things off with the AFC West Breakdown. We finished the NFC, so now we're going to be going to the AFC, starting with the West, moving to a tier list of all the NFC teams that the four of us have done. We're gonna talk about some second-year quarterbacks. We each picked one and how we think they're going to do this upcoming year. Top 5 NFL defenses from the four of us. We're going to break in a little bit of college football talk. Go back to the NBA with some 1v1 matchups. And then we're finishing up with the video game draft and a smoke circle talk.
Don't forget about dude wipes.
And the dude wipe.
And we got a
wipe conversation.
We got a big question at the end.
This is a juicy one.
Yeah, stay tuned.
I'm still right now. I think it's going to be our longest one.
It better
Especially
be. The
since
last
during
couple
the
have been
day,
too
too.
short.
Yeah.
All right.
Good one.
There we go.
Well, starting with the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC West. I mean, they've won the AFC West how many years in a row now? I mean, since
6 or something.
A lot.
Yeah. So, I mean, now with how crazy that division is, I mean, do we see them repeating, or what are we thinking here for the Chiefs this upcoming year?
I don't think they repeat, and I just say that too because of what we were looking at earlier. Have you seen their schedule?
Yeah, it's brutal.
Their schedule's brutal.
the whole division schedule.
The whole division.
It's brutal.
But like
The Chiefs, I think
Denver
the Chiefs
has like 4 or
significantly
5 games where you're like, those are like gimme games. Like they're going to have those. But the Chiefs, there's like, I think it's the Texans and the Jags are the only two who are like, okay, they'll probably win those games. The rest of them, it's like playoff caliber team.
Big Daddy,
Hey, Dick
Big
Mills.
Daddy Mills
Dick
coming
Mills.
in. Hey.
Who
Dick
knows?
Mills. We don't
He just
know.
might. He just might.
Probably not, but that'd be cool. But yeah.
All right, we just
Oh, are we done?
Okay. Yeah.
My bad.
I mean, I have more to say. I was just
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think, the Chiefs, I think, like, if you look on paper, like, all the 4 teams, I think on paper they have probably the least talent. Outside, like, if you go position by position.
the division's
like, outside of
stacked.
quarterback, tight end, and, like, Chris Jones, like, they don't have a lot of, like, big-name guys like everyone else in the division does. They still have Mahomes. They still have Andy Reid. I think they make the playoffs for sure. I'm not confident saying they're going to win the division. I have one other team that's going to win. I have them going, like, second or third, but I, like, 11 wins, something like that. I mean, they're still going to be formidable. They're going to win shootouts. The offense is going to be great. So we'll see how the defense holds up.
If everyone splits the season, if everyone goes 3-3 within the division, I honestly think all 4 of these teams can make the playoffs.
Has that ever
'Cause
happened before?
I don't
Now
know
with
if it-
all 4.
I don't know.
No, but the new format, it is possible though. The new playoff format, it is
'cause
possible.
you have 3 wild cards.
So if they
got
if
all
they go,
3 wild
They're
cards,
definitely going to have 2.
Yeah.
they're
sure,
gonna have 2.
100%.
So
I might
I mean,
venture to say they're probably gonna have 3.
also-
I mean,
also with the Chiefs too, like I don't want to count them out, but I also feel like they're in this weird, like they're not going to tank and trying to rebuild, but they're trying to get young cheap players because they're just paid Pat. They're going to pay Kelsey whenever he's ready to go. I think they're in this weird situation where they want to make the playoffs and they obviously want to compete for a Super Bowl. But I think, like, in terms of what the general manager's thinking, I think he's hoping that they're a few games over 500 so they can get a better first round pick and better picks instead of drafting at the end of the first round. So I'm not saying they're going to rebuild. I feel like they're in a weird position where they have a lot of young players they're trying to play, and then they're trying to get the most out of them for how cheap they are. And then also just trying to kind of set up next season because they didn't do a whole lot other than sign Justin Reed. So other than signing Justin Reed, they didn't add a ton of people on defense. Obviously on offense, they added a lot of speedsters and things like that. But in terms of the defense, which is like the biggest question with them every year, they didn't address that as much. So I really see them kind of struggling early on like they did this year again, and then picking it up come playoff time and getting after it.
I don't
agree with
know.
that
Yeah.
philosophy, honestly.
I think if you have
anytime you have
Mahomes,
Mahomes,
if you have
and Kelsey
Mahomes,
and
you're
Andy
competing
Reid, like
for
you're
a
trying
Super
to
Bowl.
win.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't
yeah.
think they're shedding to get a better pick,
no.
but like
I think they're in like a weird spot right now, though.
They
It's
are.
weird.
Yeah, I think as long as
Yeah.
you have Mahomes and Kelsey, you're going to compete.
If you have Mahomes, you're
And-
competing for a Super
Yeah,
Bowl.
and their
every year.
defense was ranked 8th last year, and they did lose Tyrann Mathieu. I think Melvin Ingram was hurt. They lost Javarius Ward. But yeah, I think the biggest thing is they lost Tyreek Hill because he opened up the whole offense, obviously.
Right.
And they added Valdez-Scantling.
Juju.
And they have Juju, and they also have Mecole. So I mean, Valdez-Scantling and Mecole, I think they're not.
Maybe Sky Moore can produce.
Sky Moore. I thought he was fast. He's actually not even that fast. He's more of like a short route guy.
I thought he was like a
But-
burner.
Shifty.
No,
Shifty.
he's shifty, like between the 20s type of guy.
Like he
But-
would make you miss.
Yeah,
but
but I
he
think
wouldn't just blow by you.
Valdez-Scantling and Mecole will kind of still fill that role, hit the deep bombs there. But
Yeah.
one thing I think that's interesting is I think that we're going to see them run the ball more this year. They were
Their
actually
O-line is great.
Their O-line provided at least 3 yards before contact for the running backs on 30% of the carries, the highest rate in the league. And I honestly think too, Ronald Jones could come in and actually be a big factor because I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire is just
Ronald Jones.
yeah. I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire is
signing
just
for them.
not a good running back at all. And like
I think-
we saw last
Ronald's
year
going to
too.
be that between the tackle guy. in
Oh
my
yeah, I
opinion.
think Ronald's
Yeah.
gonna
Could
be
be
big
a really
for
good
him.
Thunder and Lightning combo for him.
But I think because last year too, like whenever they started to heat up, because they were trying to Mahomes hero ball and all that. When they got good, they were running the ball, they were dumping it off to the running backs, and they were hitting quick slants, quick drags. The defense was firing. Because that's the thing with Mahomes, like we still haven't even seen a good running game yet for him.
Mhm.
And any running back that's been on
Kareem
an
Hunt
Andy,
when he was there. I mean,
Yeah.
he was good, and that was scary.
great.
Yeah.
Mahomes is even
Yeah.
better now than he was then, and like I think that they could be scary come playoff time if they have like a legit running game, and the O line's going to be great. The defense is pretty legitimate, and I think that could be scary. And then they have Juju and Sky Moore that's going to be those quick routes, those quick easy in and out routes. Like I think they're going to look a lot different, but like I said, I think if they can get that running game going, which I think Ronald Jones is actually going to boost that running game, Jerick McKinnon could be a pass catching back. I think Edwards-Helaire's only like a third.
He
down
honestly
back.
could get filtered out. If
He
Ronald
could.
Jones and
Yeah.
you could do
Yeah.
Jerick McKinnon and Ronald
Just
Jones.
the eye
and
test
that'd
does
be
not
fine.
lie. Like when you watch him play,
He's not. Yeah.
he looks like a he looks like a JV player playing on varsity.
Yeah.
Like he just
I mean,
he looks
And he
not
always gets
that
hurt like
bad.
a
He always
JV
gets
player
hurt, but
does.
he's not
I don't-
horrible. He
he's
averages
not
four,
good.
But
he
he's not-
averages 4.4 yards a carry last year. I mean,
did
that's
you hear
not
that?
bad.
Did you hear the stat? I just 33 yards per carry before contact. Like I think any running back that has Patrick Mahomes, a top 5 O line,
You're
and
not-
an Andy
you're
Reid
facing like
offense,
5 or 6 in the
that
box
running back
every
should put up
time.
at least 1,100 yards if they're like getting a good workload. And
Yeah.
every running back before too that's been in the Andy Reid offense pops.
Well, he's also
This
he
is the
has
first
been
time,
hurt.
like
he
all
hasn't
those
had a,
old Eagle days, like Brian Westbrook, all these guys were popping. Like we
LaShawn
haven't,
McCoy.
we haven't seen one pop, and I think Rojo, like fantasy wise, I'm
He can get a lot of
fantasy.
touchdowns.
Yeah,
the problem with Rojo
I
is he just
just-
can't catch, but he'll
I
be a good
just see the
fantasy
Chiefs
option.
because I still see them as a playoff team. I'm not saying they're trying to rebuild, but I think they're in this weird position where they obviously want to compete, but at the same time they want to add on better younger players because they don't. Other than Pat Mahomes, other than the Trent McDuffie guy they just drafted, other than Justin Reed, who's 25.
George Karlaftis.
Karlaftis.
We'll have to see. That's what we don't know yet, but we'll have to see. But it's just like I feel like in this weird position where they want to win, obviously, but if they're not contending for a Super Bowl, because I don't think they're really going to be contending for a Super Bowl this year. I think they'll be a playoff team. I just think with that in mind, I think they're going to try and get some draft capital building up because they are going to be kind of strapped with paying Mahomes in the long run for how much they paid him. So I know they want to compete, and you're going to compete with Mahomes. It's just I feel like they're in this weird spot where they're not the most talented team in that division. They didn't they didn't have the most additions in the offseason. They didn't change a whole lot up. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So that's true. But they're just in a weird spot purely because of how good this division is. They'll smoke everyone else. It's just when it comes to the division play, I'm wondering how they're going to do.
I mean, if
Because
you have
that's
Andy
really what's
Reid,
going to hurt
if
them.
you got
If
Andy
you have
Reid,
Andy
Travis
Reid, Patrick
Kelce,
Mahomes. I think as long as you have Patrick Mahomes, no matter what else you have, you can compete for a Super Bowl. And like I think to your point, kind of like they see the big picture, like they're trying to build for the long term. And obviously they're like, we know we have Patrick for the next 10 to 12, maybe 15 years, and every year that he's healthy, we're competing for a Super Bowl that year. And so obviously they're not going all in right now because I think they're going for like that big picture.
And that contract
longevity
he
of it.
signed too in 3
Yeah, they
years.
have-
That
yeah.
contract is going to look.
Oh, it's like a steal.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
And
my
what was
god,
it was a 10-year
it's a
deal.
10-year
right?
deal.
Yeah.
Like 4 years into the deal, it's gonna be like this guy's severely underpaid.
Oh yeah,
so it's gonna help.
I mean, the
them a lot build their
quarterbacks just
team.
go up every year.
I mean, I think Dak makes as much as him now.
Yeah.
you're gonna see Lamar
That's
make
wild.
more. Deshaun Watson makes more.
no, they got a steal with that deal.
Well, I think we're definitely going to see a different Mahomes Andy Reid offense here without Tyreek
that's
Hill.
the thing. It's
The
gonna
offense
be
is gonna look different.
Yeah, It's
I
going to
think
look a lot different. That's
it's gonna
what
be a
I'm
lot
wondering.
more like short intermediate throws, I'd imagine. Like I'm curious to see how Mahomes adjusts to that because he's always
That's
been
the
a
thing.
go big guy.
But
with
that's the thing,
Tyreek.
Is
last year,
if he
too-
can adapt and be like, I'm gonna check it down. I'm not gonna
But we
roll
saw
out and try
last
to
year
chuck
too.
it.
Like I think it was the Cowboy game was their kind of like turning point of the season when they started hitting those short routes. They started running the ball because forever it was
That
like
was
I
a
remember
low-scoring
on
game,
Twitter
too.
everyone was infuriated all the time because Mahomes would be playing hero ball and you would see Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Jerry McKinnon. Right, just running a little drag route out of the backfield, wide open.
Well,
and
they
like
were
in the
like,
NFL
what, 3 and
nowadays
4
too,
to start
like
the year
that.
last
Those
year?
are the easiest yards to get.
Mhm.
And I think Mahomes will kind of settle down because like they don't need him
Yeah.
to be hero ball. Like they
Well,
have good
and you don't have
pieces
the threat of
around.
Tyreek Hill now too. It's like when you
Yeah.
have Tyreek Hill on your team, there's like a little voice in your head that's like, I got to get the ball to
Yeah,
him
it's
60
like
yards
I
downfield.
want to make a highlight reel. I
There's
want
no,
this to be on ESPN.
there's no one on the team now that commands that attention to where like I have to throw it. To
I almost
him a
wonder if
certain amount of
that's
times.
gonna help him in a way.
I was about to
Yeah,
say
I
that.
think
I
it
was
might.
thinking of that too. Remember
It's gonna
how
help
we,
him grow.
we were talking about like with Aaron Rodgers losing Devontae Adams come playoff time, it could be a kind of thing to where all right, you're forced to spread the ball
Right.
out more. You have more ways to attack. You're not as predictable. Like I low key think that could be like a philosophy for the Chiefs here this season to where come playoff time, like yes, they lost Tyreek. But you have to worry about them running for 5 yards a carry.
Right.
You have to worry about Patrick Mahomes hitting his running backs out of the backfield. You got to worry about Juju going in and out, Sky Moore going in and out, Valdez Scantling,
doing
or
what Kelsey
Cole
does.
Hardman hitting a
Yeah.
60-yard bomb. Like they can
They still have
attack you.
tons of weapons.
They can attack you from. I think their offense is going to be like just fine.
Yeah,
I think
me
it
too.
half the season it may be like a learning curve because it's going to be
Yeah.
a new offense. It's going to be different. But I think they'll settle into their role just fine.
Yeah,
I think
you
so.
could even like you remember how the Patriots with Brady, like those first couple years when Brady was cheap, they were how many Super Bowls they win? 3, and they had that like 10-year lull. And when I say lull, it means they didn't win a Super Bowl. They were still like arguably the best team in the league.
yeah.
I mean, they were going to AFC Championship game.
Yeah,
after
they went
AFC
16-0
Championship game.
that one
Yeah.
year with Moss, where they lost to the Giants. But like
Mhm.
maybe you even see the Chiefs like do sort of that same trajectory. Like they're up here for the first part of Mahomes' career. They'll dip a little bit and still be super competitive. And when Mahomes gets a little older, then you'll see them rise back
Yeah.
up and be that dominant.
I think that's
superpower
exactly
team.
the path they're taking. Because
Yeah.
like when his first few years he's on his rookie deal, that's when you load up. You get
That's
pieces
what they
all
did.
around. And now, yeah, they're paying him fat money. I have to pay Kelsey fat money. I had to let Tyreek walk.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like the longevity of it. They're like, okay, we can do this. This is a legit, true dynasty. We can do this for the next 10+ years.
Yeah.
Like we can't go all in right now. We got
Well,
we got to.
I mean, they've
spread this.
They've
around.
also made the conference championship every year. Mahomes
Yeah.
has been the star.
Yeah,
like
like,
they've gone to 2 Super
Yeah.
Bowls. They've lost twice in the conference championship. They've won a
Yeah.
Super Bowl. And they've lost a Super
This
Bowl. So,
division's gonna be fun though.
like, this
man.
division's gonna
Yeah,
be a blood. It's
that's-
gonna be a blood.
I think this is the most talented division ever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
and
you'd have
that's
to like
why-
go through like records and like look
Yeah.
at history,
And
but I mean,
yeah.
at least in the last 10, 15 years, no doubt.
That's why I think that's why I'm basing most of my like how well I think they're going to do this year is how they play in that division. Because if they're better than 3-3 in that division, then they're a contender for sure. But if
Well,
they go
if-
2-4 in that division, or if they go 1-5, something like that, it's just going to be you wouldn't want to play them in the playoffs, but it wouldn't be an ideal seeding for the Chiefs, which is
And next, we got the Los Angeles Chargers. They made a lot of additions. Coach made some questionable play calls this past year. How do we think, or what do we think about the Chargers?
I love the Chargers this year. I think Staley, obviously learns from mistakes a little bit. I think he's going to dial it back. And I think just like on paper, you look at their roster, the team, like if you just put it in like
Loaded.
whoa, you put it
Yeah,
in
it
like
is
you
loaded.
put it in like Madden, they go like 15-2.
Yeah.
Like the team, like every position, everywhere, Pro Bowlers, all pro guys. Like the team is stacked. I think as long as Staley keeps it in check, lets Herbert do what he does. I think as long as you have Eckler and now Isaiah Spiller in the backfield to help run the ball up between the tackles, you let Eckler kind of cook, do what Eckler does best, play out of the backfield, run zone, outside stretches, all those sort of things. I don't see any hole in this Chargers team outside of external pressure and coaching mishaps. I think that's the only reason this team isn't going to be dominant. Like as long as they stay in check, they don't get ahead of themselves, and they do what they can do, and they do what they do well, which is they should. I mean, the O-line's great. Everything is, intact. I don't see any reason why this team can't win 12, 13 games and push to be the 1 seed in the conference.
Yeah, on paper, this team's crazy fucking talented.
Yeah,
on paper.
super
It's
good.
Insane.
They're
And,
my favorites to win the division, honestly.
Mine too.
Yeah, I think Herbert's ready to make that next step as well too.
Herbert
and
for
I didn't even
MVP.
realize this. Like their defense was ranked 29th in the league last
It
year.
was awful.
Their defense was fucking terrible.
That's the one
So
thing is
bad.
their run defense.
Yeah,
they
that's the
haven't
only
addressed the run defense as
They-
much as you would
yeah.
have liked. So
And the
that's the
linebacker
one question mark.
But now they have a crazy good pass rush duo in Khalil
Yeah.
Mack and Joey Bosa, and their secondary's fucking loaded too.
Oh, yeah, as
like I
long
think I
as
said this
health
once, but
permitting.
like, is there another 5 in the NFL that you would take defensively than Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, J.C. Jackson, Derwin James, and Asante Samuel Jr.? Like that's a scary. That's like half your defense right there too.
Literally.
I think the biggest
And
thing is
Asante.
health. Because their
Yep.
defense
Yeah.
cannot stay healthy. Like I don't know what it is about them, but like they had so many injuries last year.
Bosa and Derwin are both injury prone. Especially
Derwin's,
Derwin.
big
Derwin's
way.
so injury
Yeah.
prone.
Derwin's
But
very injury
if this
prone,
defense
but
can
he's
stay like
cold.
relatively healthy, I think we could see like the biggest like year-to-year jump in like a defense.
Yeah. Well, how many?
Like from 29th, like this defense has the upside pending health to be like the best defense in the league.
Easily.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Especially with an offense that's probably going to run the ball a lot, milk a lot of clock. Like the defense probably isn't going to be out there that much. They're not going to be asked to
No.
do too much. If they can just do their role, like this defense is fucking scary.
And especially if they're playing with the lead most of the time too,
Exactly.
assuming they will be.
Unleash
Yeah.
the pass rush.
Unleash the
If you know teams are passing, as long as they can keep them behind the chains and keep them in 2nd and 8, 2nd and 9, 2nd and 7,
Yeah,
3rd and
they'll
6s.
be good.
I mean,
as
if
long
they-
as they're
And
not
Herbert
short
doesn't
yardage.
really make mistakes either.
No, Herbert's arguably top 3 quarterback in
Yeah.
the league. Like Herbert's incredible.
And their defense too was ranked 12th in pass yards last year, even with Derwin James hurt.
Yeah.
And now you have Asante second year. You have Derwin James pending health. J.C. Jackson, one of the best ball hawks in the league, and then Joey
Yeah.
Bosa and Khalil Mack collapsing the edges.
Yeah.
Like that's scary. Like J.C. Jackson, what do you have? Like 7 picks, 8
7.
picks
I
last
think he had
year on
7,
New
right?
England.
Yeah.
Great scheme.
Yeah.
But like if those pass rushers can get after the quarterbacks, like he could very well replicate that this year.
Yeah,
Especially with the pieces around him,
And
too.
Derwin coming back, he's great in run support.
Oh,
He's an
yeah.
awesome run
Yeah.
support safety.
He's
so
just
if
a great
healthy
chess piece
In the
on any
box,
defense.
yeah.
in the box,
Yeah.
and then if Kenneth Murray, who I think's really good, I loved Kenneth Murray
He-
out of
he
OU.
just- he needs to
mostly
step up. He
I
needs
watched
to
him
step
like
up, though.
destroy
He's been
Texas.
hurt a lot too.
Yeah, but if
Yeah,
he can
he was
step
an
up as
animal.
their middle linebacker, that they could really revamp that pass or that rush defense, which is really their only kind of like hole that you could pinpoint
Yeah.
on their team. If they can fix that issue, I mean, they're going to go into every game favored, or at
I
least
want-
at an even line.
I want them to trade for Roquan Smith so bad because if they get Roquan
Holy
Smith,
dear
they
God.
are
I don't-
set.
That
That-
would be terrifying.
Dude, that would
They
that
would
would
be
be
so
smart as
sad.
hell.
I didn't even think
Yeah.
about
Like
that.
they
that
should
would be
honestly
that would
they
be
should. I
terrifying.
mean, you have
Them
Herbert on a
or the
rookie
Raiders.
deal.
Them
Like
or
this
the
is the
Raiders
time
need
to
to
do
go
it.
after Roquan.
And they're already proven
Yeah.
they got Khalil Mack, they got J.C. Jackson. Like they're trying to win right now.
God, you anchor
And, like,
the
that's
middle of
what
your
you-
defense like that.
Yeah,
Holy
and that's what you
hell.
do in the NFL. Like when you have these young
Imagine-
QBs on the rookie deals, you gotta take full advantage of
absolutely.
that.
That's
I
how
would,
people
I
win-
would
don't-
love to see them get.
That's how people
Roquan
win
Smith.
Super
That would be
Bowls.
fucking awesome.
I just don't
Imagine
know if I want to
Roquan
make.
Smith
Yeah.
and Derwin James in the box. Just imagine that. That's
And
terrifying.
Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa collapsing
the
the
edge,
edges. You got J.C.
that's
Jackson ball
terrifying.
hawking, Asante Samuel. Oh my god.
But yeah, if you trade
Scary.
for Roquan Smith and you're paying him like $22 million a year, which is
I don't think he's going to make $20 million.
well, that's what he's
a mid-
asking for.
that's what he's asking
The-
for.
He's
yeah.
asking for 20
Yeah,
as
he's
a middle
asking,
linebacker.
He's asking for Fred
Yeah.
Warner money
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's the problem.
It is a lot,
Pass
but they
right?
because the
They
Bears
should
offered him
consider it.
16.
I mean, he is one of the best middle
Yeah.
linebackers in the league. He's just a middle linebacker.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
I mean, the Bears offered him 16 mil, and he said no. and
I mean,
now he
he's
wants
as
to get
good.
the hell
Really?
out. Yeah.
He's
Oh
as good
my
as you can
God.
get linebacker for run defense.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
and he's young too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he could get better from how good he is now. But that's just something.
Price
If
tag.
they did something like that, he'd be an animal.
I mean, you say price tag though, but it's like if Herbert's still on his rookie deal for 2-3 more years. Like I know Khalil Mack's deal's coming up at some point. I'm sure they'll let him walk eventually
Yeah.
when his deal comes up.
Well,
JC
they can
Jackson's
always-
older, so like if you time the contract right to where it's like maybe we have Roquan Smith for a 4-year deal for $20 million, and like you pair
The
it to
way you
where when
structure
Herbert
it.
leaves, when Herbert's deal is up, and then you can like Mack walks, J.C.
Yeah.
Jackson walks.
Yeah,
and you
there's
can
ways to
mold the
manipulate
cap.
the contract.
You can mold the cap
like
that
we saw
way.
with Amari's contract.
Absolutely.
You just front load it.
I mean, just the way
yeah,
we've seen.
and then guaranteed
Yeah.
money too.
I mean, the way we've seen so many contracts now, especially the Rams,
Yeah.
who are the kings of
Well,
doing
and
it.
it's the thing with the NFL. Like we see the Saints every goddamn year. Somehow they go out and sign Tyrann Mathieu, Marcus May. There's ways to
And
finesse.
Jarvis.
There's
Yeah.
way to, in the Rams.
Yeah.
Like they signed Bobby Wagner. They lost pieces, but like there's ways to finesse the cap.
Well, yeah, the
where,
Saints were
you
like
can
minus
make
60.
You can
in the
make
cap.
it
Like,
work.
it was nuts.
My only
Or the
worry with
Saints.
that is like the fact it's such like an arms race right now in this division, to where it's like if they don't win, like let's say they trade for Roquan and they like don't win right now, and then they're kind of tied up for the future.
I don't know how they
But-
don't win. I mean, like
Yeah.
you're gonna at
They're
least
still set for the future.
Well, yeah, they're
right?
making
just
the
at
playoffs
least
for
like
sure.
they could cakewalk to 9 wins. If they, I mean, like if just off pure talent,
Oh,
like
yeah.
just physical one-on-one matchups, you're gonna win 90% of the time.
Well, the fact that they were literally one of the worst defenses last year in the league. They should have been in the playoffs if Staley doesn't make that bonehead move against the Raiders. And now, like, oh my God, on paper, this defense is fucking so scary.
Yeah.
Well, keep staying with that defense. Well, their biggest addition, arguably, getting Khalil Mack. Is that Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa pairing on the edges the best edge rushing duo in the league?
It's up there.
Probably. I mean,
I
you
think
could
it's
say
up
Chandler
there.
Jones and Max Crosby,
Yeah.
but
In
Yeah,
the same
it's up
fucking
there.
division.
yeah,
It's
I mean,
up
who-
there
trying to
for
think.
sure.
I mean, maybe if no, because the Rams don't have anyone else.
I would say T.J. Watt and Cam Hayward, but Hayward's
Cam Hayward,
interior.
he's more inside.
interior.
Just purely
Who do they-
edge. Purely edge.
Who does the Browns have opposite Myles Garrett?
Jay Davion, I think, again.
Okay, so
That's
no.
still pretty.
I mean, you
the
still have
Nick-
Myles
yeah.
Garrett.
Nick
but, like,
Bosa, D Ford.
Miles Garrett's
I mean,
a fucking monster.
Yeah.
They cut D
I mean,
Ford.
I'd probably say
They cut D Ford.
They cut
Yeah.
D Ford.
When they do that?
Like last week.
Recently,
Oh,
yeah,
fuck.
recently.
I
yeah.
would probably say Mack and Bosa are the best.
Yeah.
Probably.
I think
If
so.
Mac's healthy.
Yeah,
Mack's
If
healthy.
yeah. If
Or wants to
pending
play.
health,
And then after that, it's probably Crosby Jones.
I would say Crosby Jones.
I saw
Bosa,
one bet.
Bosa
I saw
also
one bet
needs to stay
today.
healthy too, though.
Yeah,
he
Bosa's
always
got
gets
injuries.
I
banged
saw
up.
one bet
too.
today. I think it was on Twitter. This guy was saying Defensive Player of the Year, Max Crosby plus 6,000. You know, he was like top 3 in like QB pressure, like
He was an
quarterback
animal.
hits.
I think he
His-
was all pro
his
last
sack
year.
numbers weren't great, but the guy was like, "Dude, hammer this." Like, he's gonna have Jones on the other side now. Like, they can't. They
I mean,
can't
plus
just focus on him
6,000.
solely.
I mean,
Yeah,
plus
That's good
6,000.
value.
60 to 1 odds.
I was
I mean,
like,
that's
shit, I might
incredible.
sprinkle a few on that.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason he couldn't have 17 sacks, 18
Yeah.
sacks, and if the Raiders are 12-5, he's their top player
Yeah.
on defense. He absolutely could win it.
now we're going back to the Chiefs. Now we look at both the Chargers and the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert. Which team do y'all think has the better future?
I personally think.
Who would you rather?
Okay, so like short term or long
Like short
Yeah,
term,
we're talking
yeah.
5 years or 10
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, let's say 5 years. Who'll be
I'd
better in the
probably
next
say
5
the
years?
Chargers, just because
I'd say
of
the
contracts.
Chargers.
I would say the
They-
Chargers too, because the
yeah.
Chiefs are the Chargers are kind of where the Chiefs were like 3 years
Yeah,
ago.
exactly.
When they have their
And
QB
the
on
Chargers
the
have
young deal, they're
better
loading
younger
up talent all
players.
around. Now the Chiefs are kind of in like a
With-
new philosophy and a new thing to where like
Yeah.
they're kind of backloading
well,
for the
with
future. In a
with
sense.
Herbert's 5th-year option, they have this season and then year 4 and year 5.
Yeah.
So they have the next 3 years of
Yeah.
Herbert getting
Yeah.
nothing. So that just right there, like
Yeah.
you have the
I would
ability
take
to stack
Mahomes
it.
over Herbert.
I would
Still,
too.
obviously, but yeah, for
Yeah.
the talent they're gonna have around Herbert
Yeah.
because of the cap reasons.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're built to win right now.
Yeah, their window is really the next 3 to 4 years.
Yeah.
I mean, they
'Cause
should be able to
once
get
you-
it
in
done.
any team. Once
or
you get
you'd
that
ideally
QB on
hope.
that fucking giant ass contract, it's hard, man.
It is.
It's
Yeah.
hard. There's some stat out there, but it's like QBs.
Super
that-
Bowl winning quarterback.
Yeah, it's always
I've
they
seen
take
that.
up like a small like percentage of the cap every time.
I think this year with Stafford was like the first year that a Super Bowl
Yeah.
winning quarterback made over like it's like the 25 or 30 million dollars or something.
And
that
won
just
it.
shows like NFL obviously QB range, but like at the same time it still is just like a
Yeah.
team.
I mean, it's
game,
it's almost like a
Mhm.
cheat. It's like because these quarterbacks are so good when they come out that it's like if you hit on a quarterback, you have
Yeah.
now 5 years of not being able to pay him,
Yeah.
and you can just stack the deck
just go
for
all
your
in.
team. And you see that's, I mean, even the Ravens. I know they haven't won, but like they've been able to stack the deck
And
with Lamar the last 3 years.
Yeah.
and
The
they're great.
Chargers. The
And
Chargers
what
have
the,
been.
and what the Bengals are doing now.
Yeah.
We saw the
The
Seahawks
Chargers
do it
have
to
been
us.
doing.
Yeah.
the
The
Chargers.
Rams did it with Goff.
The Chargers have been
Sorry.
doing really good in the draft of late too. I mean, Rashawn Slater could be the best tackle in the NFL this year by
I mean,
far.
he was all pro.
Yeah,
Like,
He was all
great.
pro last year. Yeah.
He's great.
Yeah, I mean, he could be the best offensive tackle. Asante Samuel is fantastic. If Kenneth Murray takes that step up, he's going to be really good. But that's a big if because he hasn't performed as well as he should. But they are good at drafting. They know what they're doing when it comes
They
to
are.
the
They-
draft.
they can
Who did
develop
they
players.
take
They
this
drafted
year?
Zion Johnson, the guard.
That offensive
and
lineman.
their O
Get
line was
protected.
ranked.
Their O-line is-
Their O line was ranked 7th last year. Their
Yeah.
O line had a because their O line 2
It
years
was
ago
terrible.
was not
No,
good.
Herbert's
Yeah.
and then
rookie
they
year was
and then they got
awful.
Slater and Lindsley, and it was like
Yep.
bam, totally.
And they
different
have
line.
a
Yep.
then they
Apparently
have
that Zion
Balaga,
Johnson
too.
guy's looking pretty damn good too. No, they
I mean-
lost Balaga.
Oh, they did. Oh, damn.
Yeah,
I
they
thought
have a
still had him.
guy. Their right tackle, I think it's Storm something is the guy's name, but the right tackle is their only weakness.
Storm Johnson?
It might have been Storm Johnson or Storm Norton, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But their
It's a
O-line's
cool name,
fucking.
so
their
hopefully he's
O-line's
good.
I mean, you
solid.
got arguably the best center in the league, and you have Slater locking down the left side of the line.
I think what it's going to come down
so-
to is, number one, the health for the defense, and then Brandon Staley.
Yeah.
Like, if Brandon
Yeah,
Staley,
that's what it is.
Brandon Staley is the reason they didn't make the playoffs last year. If he doesn't call a timeout,
he can't get in his
against
own
the
way.
Raiders, then they're taking
tie.
the tie and they're going to be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like that's on him, man.
I mean, let's pull
Like, you
back
can
on the
pull-
fourth down conversions.
Yeah, like you can do all the analytics shit you want, but sometimes it's like it's football. You got to like look away from the computers, the numbers.
Yeah.
gotta
You need to make a
football
judgment
Exactly.
call. Yeah, it's a judgment call.
It's a judgment
Yeah.
call, and it's like
4th and 12. Like,
where
just maybe
there's-
not go for it.
It's just not logical in any sense why you call that timeout. Like they are in
Of
the
course.
playoffs, that doesn't happen. And I think that he has a lot of pressure this year now too.
Absolutely.
Because if,
he'll be
like-
fired if they don't make the playoffs.
Oh,
100%.
100%.
Should be.
I think
Oh, yeah,
even if
especially
they,
with that
if they have a
roster.
good year and they make the playoffs and he loses first round, he's probably going to have a few bonehead moves throughout the season too. Like I could see them getting kind of, flustered and maybe wanting to kick him out even then.
Good.
Because
Yeah.
this roster arguably has the most talent.
I think it's the most
I think
talented
anyone
team
that's
in the
ranking
league.
Yeah,
talent in
both
the league,
sides
I'm
of
gonna
the
put
ball.
Chargers one.
Yeah.
Both sides talent everywhere.
I think an
Both sides of the
underrated
ball.
move for this team too is Isaiah Spiller, the rookie out of A&M.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
If they can
He's a
if they
monster.
can utilize him in a ground and pound between the tackles option. So one,
Hey, don't forget about Josh Kelly.
Josh Kelly still got Justin Jackson too.
Oh,
They,
yeah.
they lost Justin.
Oh.
Yeah.
But like if you can utilize him between the tackles and you can let Eckler reduce his load because we know Eckler's had injury problems and you let Eckler do what he does best, one, you're going to get the best out of Eckler. Two, you're going to keep your defense off the field more. You're going to be able to play ball control more, and you're going to be able to take the pressure off Herbert too.
Yeah.
If you can run the ball efficiently up the middle, let Eckler cook, and then let Herbert do all the bootlegs, all the play actions, and use that Hauser he has, I mean, the offense is going to be almost unstoppable. You're loaded with weapons outside. The O-line's great. Like, as long as Staley doesn't get in his own way and they can run the ball, I mean, they're going to be almost unstoppable, both sides of the ball, health permitting.
There's a lot of good fantasy players on that fucking
Shit,
team.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, there is.
Yeah, there
Who's
are.
their
There's even
tight
some
end?
under the radar.
I was
under the
just
radar
I think it's
guys.
guys.
I don't
Darnold
know.
Parr. Is Donald Parham?
They lost Jared Cook.
Wasn't that
That guy's
XFL
6'7".
guy.
XFL guy?
Yeah, I think.
guy's
Oh no,
6'7".
it's Gerald
Yeah.
Everett. I forget.
Oh,
From the Rams.
That's a good sign.
pretty
That's a good
solid.
sign.
He's
That's a
probably
good
better
sign.
than Jared Cook at this point.
Yeah,
he's good receiving
He can
back.
get the
Yeah.
job done.
he's a
Yeah.
good receiving tight end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, they're
And then you got Keenan and Mike Williams. I mean,
their expectations
Palmer,
are sky.
too.
They're
Josh
in LA
Palmer's
now
pretty
too.
good
They're in that
also.
new stadium.
Yeah.
Like their expectations are sky.
I mean, they were kind
high.
of
Should
they were
be.
kind of high last year, but this year they have no excuse.
They're putting all their chips.
They're
in one
all
team.
in.
They're going
Yeah.
all in, bro.
yeah, they should. Yeah.
All right, let's move to another team that made a lot of big additions. The Raiders.
I love the Raiders.
I
The
mean,
Raiders.
they added arguably the best receiver. They added Chandler Jones, one of the best edge rushers. They got a big head coaching hire in Josh McDaniels. This was the one he actually picked.
Yeah.
What do we think about the Raiders?
So I know I have a different view than y'all on the Raiders. Yeah. I like the Raiders, but I am slightly scared. Their defense was ranked 26th last year in the league, but they were the second-ranked red zone defense. So they were very reliant on the red zone defense, which got them out of a lot of sticky situations. And kind of like I said about like the Rams and the Cowboys, like I think they're also kind of top-heavy as well.
Yeah.
Their O-line is bottom 7 in the league. Their offense was ranked 18th. It was mediocre statistically. They got lucky last year, honestly. A lot of
They played
more
well
times
in
than
big
not.
spots.
But they're literally their secondary is not very good. Like I think if one of their DNs goes down, which Chandler Jones has been injury prone, or Devontae, like they're very reliant on a few players to play massive roles. And
Yeah.
pending health, Chandler Jones and Devontae Adams and Waller and these guys, they're going to be good.
Renfro.
But they don't have the depth, and that's what scares me for like the rest of this division. You see depth everywhere. Chiefs, you may not, but they have Patty Mahomes at the end of the day.
Right.
But Chargers and Broncos, like
Chiefs
they
draft
have
well,
depth.
too. They'll
Yeah,
be able to fill guys
So
in.
the Raiders are my least favorite team in this division. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. I think they're going to get last in the division. I still like them, but compared to the talent that's spread out elsewhere, I just think they lack it.
Yeah, I think definitely one, defense. Obviously, that's a huge concern, and
Yeah.
then two, like both the
They
concerns
got
you brought up.
lucky last year.
Yeah,
They,
well,
they
and I
weren't
think that's a
supposed to-
testament
they
to
weren't-
Derek Carr. Like that's just
Yeah.
how good Derek Carr is.
He's a good quarterback.
He's incredible,
Yeah.
and he was able
He's
to
clutch.
he was able to make a mediocre team into a playoff
Yeah.
team.
And they had
last
Rick
year.
Bisaccia. Let's not forget about Rick.
And-
Bisaccia.
Derek Carr's got some pretty damn good numbers even before last season. His numbers were pretty damn good, and he was doing pretty damn well with a lot less than other quarterbacks of his
Yeah.
caliber were. So I
Derek
mean,
Carr slept on.
Derek Carr's
He is,
really
he
good.
is.
He's a good
arguably
quarterback.
Really
top
solid
10
yeah.
quarterback. Yeah.
he's very
Yeah.
slept on too. So I mean,
But
they're
even
just,
so,
it's
like
iffy.
They did add Jones, but they lost Yannick Ngakoue, who Chandler Jones is better than him. But it's like, I don't know how much better at this point. He's better. I don't know how much better he is than Ngakoue. And so I don't know if like just the Jones-Crosby pass rush duo, I don't know how much it really like elevates your defense.
I don't know if that alone can
I don't know
control
if that
the
makes it
defense,
from 26 in the league to like, what, top? No way it gets top 10. I think it'll be middle of the pack probably.
Yeah.
And their linebacking core, their secondary, they don't really have any very solid players. They're relying on those two edge rushers. Those two edge rushers are the heart and soul of that defense.
I think
you get those two edge rushers like that. That means you're practicing to play with the lead.
That's what I was just about to say.
You have to.
Yeah.
If
and
you're
they
not
can't
playing
run.
with
They
the
can't
lead-
run the ball though.
They do have Josh Jacobs though, who's a perfect playing with the lead.
And
ground
Zamir
and pound
White.
Josh
back.
Jacobs is a good running back, but his whole career their O-line's been bad.
Yeah.
And their O-line still is bad. It was ranked 20. Like, their O-line's not good. Like, Derek Carr, and I think just pure luck is the reason they got in the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much swapping Jones for Ngakoue. It helps. Devontae
I
Adams helps,
think if you have all the
obviously.
weapons outside that they do, it's going to help the run game somewhat. I mean, when you have
gonna spread
Waller,
it out.
Devontae, and Renfro,
Yeah.
like the defensive coordinators going in each week, like, we got to stop the pass.
Yeah.
Like, they have way too many weapons. Derek Carr's too good. Like, we need to make sure we stop the pass. So if they can get the lead, unleash the pass rushers and pound the ball. And then, third and
they're
shorts,
gonna have to
they've
play
got
with the lead.
I mean, they've arguably got two of the top 5 best short yardage receivers in the league with Renfro
Yeah.
and Devontae.
And they
Adams.
also-
say what you want about Renfro.
Yeah.
The
No,
guy
he's
can run a
good.
hell of a
He's
squirrel
really- yeah,
route.
he's great.
Like, he's
Yeah.
amazing. So, like, short yardage situation, Derek Carr's really good in those two. He's a clutch guy. Like, we've seen him do it
Yeah.
in tight spots. I think they're going to be really good. I just, like you said, can the defense hold up? And health. Like, you're right. They are top heavy. If Devontae goes down or Chandler Jones goes down or Crosby goes down, that is going to be a really big problem for them.
I just don't
think-
like their upside as much either. Like, even if they're fully healthy versus like the Chargers or Broncos, like let's say they're all health isn't a thing. Like, I like the Chargers and Broncos a lot more than the Raiders. They have way more talent, probably better quarterbacks as well.
I definitely the Chargers. I mean, honestly, the Chargers upside's like 16 and
But the
1.
Broncos,
Like,
yeah.
though, like if everyone's
They could
healthy,
be the Bills. I mean,
if
from
everyone's
last year.
healthy, like I think the Broncos are definitely a better team than the Raiders.
I think the Raiders have better players. Like I
Yeah.
think if with the roles that the players are in, like if they play up to standard and aren't injured, I think they could be right there with the Broncos. And that's also with the Broncos playing up to their full potential. Because if you have Max Crosby and Chandler Jones combining for 30 sacks, and you have Derek Carr doing what he does, Devontae going for 1,500 yards, Waller going for 1,200, Renfro going for 1,000, Jacobs running for 1,000. Like, I think that's all within the realm of possibility for them, especially with McDaniels calling plays and bringing
Yeah.
his scheme in.
I was about to say.
I mean, yeah, they got
I
the
like
golden boy.
McDaniels over Nathaniel Hackett. I think
No
that's-
doubt. I mean,
Yeah.
McDaniels has been arguably the number one coaching candidate for five seasons.
He's just been waiting.
15
He's
years.
just
Yeah.
been waiting
He's
for
just
the right
been waiting.
opportunity.
Yeah.
And then
just
this
been
is the
waiting.
one he picked. And
Yeah.
like, I mean, you trust him doing that. I think if they're star players, like you said, like it's depth and they're relying on these guys to produce massively, but they can produce massively. And if they do, this team should be really, really good. So,
Yeah.
All right, and then so with adding Devontae Adams, they have Devontae Adams, Darren Waller, Hunter Renfro, Josh Jacobs, Derek Carr. Is this a top 5 offense now?
I think statistically, number-wise, it could be because, like we said, they're
O-line's
going to have
the
to
only
play with the
thing.
lead. But
yeah.
if they get down, like, I think they are going to be top 3 or 5 in pass attempts. Like,
Probably.
I think they are going to
Mhm.
throw the ball so fucking much. How can you not with those weapons
Yeah.
and an O-line that can't really produce that many holes for Josh Jacobs? I think statistically, like fantasy-wise, like Derek Carr is going to be a monster, and I think Renfro, Waller, and Devontae are all going to eat equally.
I mean, Renfro is literally a replica of every good Patriot slot receiver.
Yeah,
Like,
Oh, yeah.
Waller, Edelman,
Yeah.
Amendola, that's who he is.
Yeah. And I think like when you say a top 5 offense, if you're saying statistically like how the Cowboys were the
Yes.
number 1 offense in the league last year, I think the Raiders will totally be in that conversation.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
when,
they
if you
will.
actually look at like, give me an offense for a game, I don't know if I'd pick them over like the Chargers or maybe the Chiefs or
Yeah.
the,
I wouldn't
the
either.
Bucks
I'm
just
saying
because of the
from
offensive
from
line.
a numbers statistical
perspective,
standpoint.
absolutely they'll probably be in that top 5.
I also think too,
They'll be a
with
fun
the-
fantasy team.
absolutely.
I think with the Raiders too, they also made one addition that's it's very slept on, but if you think about it a little bit, it's really smart because those Devontae Adams in the red zone, Darren Waller in the red zone, and Hunter Renfro and Josh Jacobs in the red zone, that's a scary duo. but they also added Mac Hollins, who's not a crazy good receiver, but he's a 6'5" wide receiver who can go up and get that. So they're going to have 5 red zone threats every time they're in the red zone, and that just makes their offense even
Mac
better
Hollins?
to score more.
Was he
Now,
on
I'm
the
not saying
Eagles
he's
last year?
Yeah,
don't know
no,
about
Dolphins.
that.
No,
Yeah,
no,
I don't know if I'm buying that.
no, I'm not buying into him like being a beast, but I'm saying in terms of being in the red zone and when you need to score, they're going to have 5 to 6 options in the red zone every time. If Matt Collins gets a below size corner with his 6'5" frame, and he made plays last year on the Dolphins too, he was an addition added to the team for depth and for scheme fit, because in the red zone, who the hell are you going to stop? Who are you going to stop with those 4? And then if you add Hollins in there with his frame and his size, that's just a red zone threat, in my opinion. But there's more options. There's more to it than just those big 4. But also they had some other unheralded signings too, and on the defensive side. But at the same time, they have a scheme to where once they get in the red zone, they're going to be pretty impossible to stop until that O-line needs to get it.
Jacobs has a nose
on
for the
red
end zone,
They're
too.
going to be
Yeah.
scary red zone offense.
Yeah, and I'm not saying Mac Hollins is going to have like 1,000 yards or anything. I'm just saying you put his 6'5" frame out there
He's
along
another
with
layer.
Catch a couple touchdowns.
He's another
Hey,
layer.
Exactly.
Matt Collins had 4 touchdown catches last year.
on the
14
Dolphins.
catches,
okay.
4 tubs.
He's-
I guess he's
That's great
he's
efficiency.
something that
Love to see
defensive
it.
coordinators they'll have to mention his name.
especially in the red zone,
Yeah.
though, not in the open
He's not going to be the
field.
focal point. But
Yeah,
you'll have
inside
to,
the
you'll
20.
have to be like, this guy is
Not
here.
losing
We
sleep
have to
over Matt
account for him.
Collins.
Yeah, and he has to do that on top of those 4 guys. So, I mean, they're going to be
Yeah.
an animal in the red zone this year. That's all I know. Good luck
He's an
stopping them in the
afterthought.
red zone.
The only thing too, though, with back to their defense is like I am very worried about their secondary.
I am too.
I mean, especially against Russ, Patty Mahomes, and Herbert.
I don't even know anyone in their secondary.
They got
They
they
got
got
Jonathan
They
Abrams.
got
got
Rock
Rock
Yassin.
Yassin. They traded Naganu for Rock Yassin.
Yasin
outside of
fits
him,
their scheme, too. So,
They
physical,
just
physical
their
man-to-man
secondary
corner.
is very very talent deprived. It's not very good. That's why I'm scared. In shootouts, it's like okay, like yes, like
I feel like a
their
good- I
offense
feel like
is
a
going to be
good
good,
running
but
team,
it's like
too,
if you're
could
facing the
expose
if you're
them.
facing the Chargers, you know, it's like you have Herbert going against this Raiders secondary versus you got Carr going against Derwin James, J.C. Jackson, and
Yeah.
like these other. Like I'm taking this
Yeah.
other team, even with the Broncos, like Russ versus their secondary versus Carr versus Surtain,
Surtain,
Kareem Jackson,
Simmons.
Justin Simmons. Like the Broncos
Yeah.
might have the best secondary in the league.
Yeah, it's arguable.
Well, let's move into them then. They made arguably one of the biggest additions in NFL history, getting Russ. How do you feel about the Broncos?
I
I
like
mean-
him a lot, but they have a McDaniels is not a first year coach. He's been a head coach. They're the only team in that division with a first year coach. So that's why I wonder how successful they're going to be this year.
I think you could probably say Staley's pretty much a first-year coach too. I don't know how much.
That's-
I mean,
that's-
Staley's pretty.
He's got a
so-
year under his belt though now at this
Yeah.
point. But I'm saying
I like Hackett. I think Hackett was a
He-
good sign. He's offensive guy, smart guy.
Who knows?
Yeah, I mean,
that's
we'll
what I'm
see.
saying. Who knows? We'll have to. That's the only thing is we'll have to see how that works out because like everything else, I mean, they're loaded in terms of especially with their defensive scheme too, and on the offense they have very sneaky good weapons for Russ. So
Yeah,
sneaky good weapons.
They're gonna
Cortland.
have a good. They're gonna have a good run game. I mean,
That
Yeah.
I think that's the key for the Broncos.
Exactly,
Like, I
yeah.
know you got Russ, and it's let's let Russ cook. Like
They have
if the
great run
Broncos
game.
are going to be really good, which they very well
Are we
could
talking about the
be.
Broncos now?
Yeah,
Yes.
which they very well could be. It's going to be because of Javonte Williams and to a lesser degree Melvin Gordon, and them pounding the shit out of the ball.
and we
Like,
saw
that's going to be their bread and butter, and letting that defense eat, and them pounding out the clock and pounding teams into the dirt. I mean, Javonte Williams, I mean, like just runner is one of the
Javonte
best
Williams,
runners in the league. That guy runs harder than almost anyone. He
Yeah.
is a punisher.
Dude, and their O-line last year, they were ranked 13th in rush yards last year. That's honestly shocking as fuck to me. They were ranked 13th in rush yards last year with Teddy
Who was at
Bridgewater
quarterback?
and
Yeah.
Drew
You
Lock
know
at
they're gonna run the
QB.
ball.
Like
Yeah.
they're going to be top 5 in rushing this
Absolutely.
season
Yeah.
easily. And I mean, Russell Wilson when he has a great run game is fucking scary. And we've seen Russ take Tyler Lockett, who is considered like a gadget guy, and make him a Pro Bowler. We saw him take Doug Baldwin, who's an undrafted free agent, and make him another Pro Bowler.
Baldwin.
Like,
Great fantasy
imagine
guy.
what Russ is going
I
to
mean,
do with
Jermaine
Jerry
Kearse,
Jeudy and
there were-
Cortland Sutton.
Yeah.
Like Russ elevates people around him all the time. Like I think the
Both
Broncos,
super
I
talented
think the Broncos
guys.
are going to be fucking scary. Their defense was ranked 3rd last year as well. They didn't really lose anyone. They added Randy Gregory. Like I think the Broncos are taking the division.
Who else do they have in pass rush other than Greg?
Chubb. Chubb, but
Bradley
he
Chubb.
gets
Their
He's got a
hurt
lot
all
of
the
lot of
time.
Their
injuries.
strength
Yeah.
is their secondary, though. I
Yeah.
think they may have the best secondary in football.
They got Justin Simmons. They got Patrick Surtain. You said they got Kareem Jackson?
Kareem Jackson.
He's pretty old. That guy's
I think
like
he's still decent.
37.
Kareem's a good in the box safety though.
That guy's old. I mean, because how long was he with the Texans? That guy was with the all for
5,
10
6
years.
Hold on,
yeah,
hold on.
5, 6 years.
Let me look. They got hold on.
Who's their other safety?
They got Justin Simmons, Kareem Jackson, Pat Surtain, Ronald Darby.
Darby. Okay. The slot
That's a
corner.
pretty good. That's a pretty good
Yeah.
cute corner too,
That's
or slot
pretty- yeah.
corner. Yeah.
I mean,
got-
Surtain's awesome.
They got
Yeah.
DJ Jones from the Niners last year. He's actually a
D
pretty
lineman.
solid player.
Yeah.
D-tackle.
Yeah, I mean, they also they have all the tools to be good. I personally have them. I have them third in like my ranking in that division, purely because of the first year head coach thing, like with Staley too. I think Staley learned from his mistakes last year. I just wonder how that's all going to unfold. But they do have Russ at the helm, who would help any first year quarterback being able to coach Russell Wilson. So
Yeah.
they have that to their advantage also.
I think there's one thing about the Broncos, and I know like it's a schedule thing, and I know looking at schedule
That's what I was
is
about
you
to
know
say.
their last 7 games are brutal. Their last 7 games are awful. Now their front 10 games they're nice, but like let's see how typically new quarterback, new coach, it takes a little bit to kind of get filled in,
Exactly. Yeah.
get everything on the same page. If they aren't just wrecking teams in that first 9 to 10 weeks of the
They have
season,
to.
they're going to get steamrolled. I mean, not steamrolled the last half of the season.
They don't have to wreck. They just got to win. You just got to win.
Okay, but let's say they're 7
Well,
and their last
I have
7
their schedule
games.
pulled up right
Yeah,
here.
what is it like? It's like
Okay,
it's like
here.
Cardinals.
So I'm just gonna go over like they should for sure win these games. Okay.
Okay.
Week 1 Seattle.
Yep.
Week 2 Houston.
Yep.
Week 7 Jets.
Yep.
Week 8 Jags.
Yep.
Week-
Jackson,
they're going to be a heavy favorite. They're
Jacksonville's
going to
gonna
be
be
a heavy
better
favorite.
this year.
Week 12 Panthers.
Yep.
And then like after that, it's pretty. They got the Cardinals week 15, but that's 5 games. And I looked at all of them. Every other team in this division, like they have 2 or 3,
Yeah.
and that's where I think it's gonna be the difference maker in this because this division is gonna beat up all over each other. They're all gonna probably go
Yeah.
damn near 500.
Yeah.
And they have the most gimme games out of all of them.
My only thing is new quarterback, new coach. I think they have to start well. I think because
Absolutely.
you hit those last 7 games. It's like Ravens, Chiefs twice, Chargers twice. It's like
Cardinals.
the
The dog
Cardinals
days.
and
Yeah.
another good. Oh, the Rams. Like,
But I would
in
I
those
would rather
7
than
games,
have those easier games up front too to get it working. So by the time it's late in the season and you're facing
Sure.
these division foes,
Sure.
like you're firing at all
But
cylinders.
let's
you're
say
molded.
you run in. So you're in week. I guess those are the last 7 games. So you're through week 10. Let's say you're 6-4 through 10, right? And then you run up against Ravens, Cardinals, Chiefs twice, Chargers twice, and Rams.
You have to go
What are
4-3.
You're hoping for 4-3 probably.
Yeah, you have to go
You're
4-3.
I mean, you're gonna go
But
3 and 4,
I
4
think
and 3.
through I think through the first 10 weeks they're going to be probably. I think they're going to win more than 6 games.
Okay. I mean, I think they're going to have to be almost 7. They're going to
there's-
have to win at least 7 or 8
There's-
through those
in
10.
First 8 weeks, there's like half of them are locks.
They got Niners week 3.
They do have the Niners. They got the Colts week 5. They got Vegas week 4. But also too, I have the Raiders schedule pulled up here as well. So
The thing is, all those gimme games, it seems like every team loses one of those gimme games for some reason.
Yeah.
every
but
year.
then if you make
Chargers
say that,
lost
then
to
you
the
can say
Zans
that
last
about-
year.
yeah,
always
there'll
beat
be
a good
another
team.
game that they win.
But I'm
they
just
shouldn't.
saying, like if you're trying to project
Yeah.
this, like
The
you know,
best you can on
foresight, it's
paper.
Are we
you're-
going to do record predictions for all 4 of these teams?
yeah.
Yeah, we can. But like I have the Raiders pulled up here too, right? Okay, so I'm just gonna run through it real quick with y'all because I'm interested. So week 1 Chargers, who knows? Week 2 Cardinals, week 3 Titans, week 4 Broncos, week 5 Chiefs, week 6 bye, week 7 Houston.
God, week 6.
We'll give them that one.
I'll say 3 and 3 through those 6. Just like whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Zans
So
catch
3
a
and
dub,
3.
baby.
Week
Zans
8
with the dub.
Saints. I mean that.
That's a pick 'em.
Week 9 Jags will for sure. So they have 2 gimmies in the first 9 weeks.
Okay.
Week 10 Colts. Week 11 Broncos.
Okay.
Week 12 Seattle. We'll give them
Okay.
that one. Week 13 Chargers. 14 Rams. 15 Pats. I mean,
I'd probably take them
They're
over
going to be
the Pats.
favored, but
Yeah.
it's still the Pats.
Yeah.
Week 16 Steelers.
probably take them over the Steelers. But yeah,
Then again,
Steelers could totally win that game.
And then
Yeah.
Niners, Chiefs.
So they have 3 gimme
So they
games.
have 3 gimmies. And that's why like Broncos had 5. They have 3.
Yeah.
I think Chiefs have 2. And then I think the Chargers had 3 as well.
Yeah.
That was my main reason I picked them is because of the 5 gimmies. They have.
I mean, and with such a close division, that does make a big
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing, my thing is with the Broncos, if they're not firing on all cylinders and they haven't wrecked the first 9 to 10 weeks through the season,
It's gonna be
and
dog
they
days.
go into that
Yeah.
week, and they
They're
go
gonna
into
have to
week
play well to
11
start out, for
shaky,
sure.
they could end up missing the playoffs. I don't think.
Yeah,
I think
they
they
could.
they absolutely could make playoffs. They could win the division. They're just as they're talented as almost everyone else, if not more. But like, they are gonna have to be. Russell Wilson's gonna have to figure it out quick. Nathaniel Hackett's gonna have to get the team ready quick. They're not gonna have much time to make these adjustments because if they drop a couple games early, they're gonna be fighting an uphill battle all season long.
It's gonna be dog.
I
It's gonna be dog
totally
days.
agree. I
Yeah.
agree. But I think if there's one QB that can step in and make it happen, like I'm confident
It's Russ.
can do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
It's Russ.
Especially facing Jacksonville, Houston,
Yeah.
all these teams
It-
early on.
Does anyone have any question? Like, do we have any concern that Russell Wilson isn't the kind of quarterback he used to be?
No.
No, not
I'm
at all.
curious.
I
He's
think
always
I'm
there was
not,
slight concern
but
about
I think
that
there's a
last
little
year.
concern because he
But the
looked
team
rough last year.
But he was coming off an injury.
Right.
It was only like 2 after.
He also
I think
rushed
it was the last,
that
It
injury,
was like
too.
the
He
last
rushed it.
4 or 5 games he played. He was rock solid.
Yeah,
Like the team was just shit.
the defense.
Yeah.
Was just
Yeah.
abysmal.
And then that Pete
all
Carroll,
lines.
The O
that's-
line bad. Yeah.
the Pete Carroll still wanted to run the ball like the whole time. Like there's nothing wrong wanting to run the ball, but when you have Russell Wilson, like you want to balance for sure. But they were running the ball more than they were throwing the ball when they had Russell
Well, and you know,
Wilson.
and your offensive line's terrible.
And it's horrible.
Like if
yeah.
you have no offensive line and no running
Javonte
game.
Williams is gonna fucking run wild.
I'm
Yeah.
so
He's
pissed
gonna
off
run
that Melvin
wild.
Gordon is back with that team.
Just for fantasy
Just for
purposes,
fantasy.
yeah.
If Javonte Williams was the spearhead of that backfield with no one
Monster.
else,
God.
Monster.
He's a
Oh.
monster.
he's incredible.
He's a
Well, the
beast.
fact too that they had the top 12 rushing offense last year with Teddy and Drew at QB.
Yeah.
And their O line wasn't even good either.
Yeah.
Like that was solely on Javonte Williams being a fucking
Melvin Gordon was
monster.
pretty good last
Oh,
year
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Melvin
I
Gordon was
think
good.
Melvin's honestly kind of slept on.
He
So
is slept on.
He's still a
He's a
very
good
trying to
running
use him as
solid
like a
ass running
pass
back,
catcher.
yeah.
They want to use him as like a pass catcher a little bit this year, which I don't really mind at all, but it's interesting.
But Melvin Gordon's honestly, I feel like he's a very underrated. He's never really talked about that much, but he's been
He has
solid.
Consistent. He's
He's been
Chargers
solid
years.
for a long,
I
he's
had
been
him-
good for a long time.
I had him like back-to-back years when he was on the Chargers. He had like 15 touchdowns each
Yeah.
season. He does have a nose for the end zone.
He does.
That guy gets in the end zone.
He's a
more
really,
than
he's a
most.
really good
Javonte.
player.
Yeah.
They both
I mean,
are just
Javonte is
monsters
just
in the
an
red
absolute.
zone.
Yeah, he's a dog.
He's just an absolute battering ram. That guy
Yeah.
is like up there with like Nick Chubb, guys that you just don't want to tackle.
He's like 225, and he runs into you just full, like with all
And he's
that
got a
momentum, and he's
burst on him.
fast, and
Yeah.
he can make you miss. He doesn't just have to run by you; he'll make you miss, and he'll just run your ass over.
Yeah.
So you don't know what's going to happen when you're on open field with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he was a pro football like focused favorite in like almost every category for running backs
Yeah.
last year.
Mhm.
Now, going back to Russ, if y'all had to put money on it, does he replicate what Peyton Manning did with his time in Denver?
No.
He has to put.
Are you saying like year one Peyton Manning where he
Well,
was
just out of the entirety of it, what
statistically a
they made 2 Super Bowls. They won.
Okay, you're talking
yeah,
about the
Yeah,
entirety.
the entirety of it. Like they went to 2, won
Okay, I
1.
think he could, but I don't. I'm not going to bet on that
Yeah,
because
the
that
potential's
those
there, but-
Broncos teams were
Yeah.
fucking
Well,
loaded.
that's a hard thing to predict because like there was the mountaintop of that was like almost unseen.
Best
like no one had
offense
seen
ever.
that
Yeah.
before, and the low
And the defense was really
and the
good
defense
too.
was really good. But like the low when Peyton Manning was there, I know they won the Super Bowl, but it was like
That was
this
bad.
guy can't throw.
But that just goes to show how
Like,
good that fucking
that
roster.
that
They won.
defense was
Peyton
so
Manning looked
good.
like he should have been in a wheelchair, man, and they
was
still
throwing
won
ducks.
the Super Bowl with them.
I know.
Like,
yeah.
and I think the thing too, obviously now is like the division that they're in. Like in those days, it was
It was
the
their
so
division.
competitive.
The Chargers had Phillip Rivers. The
Yeah.
Chiefs had Alex Smith. Like it was a decent division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was nothing like it is now. Not even
No.
close. Or even
No.
just the AFC as a whole.
The AFC is so much
Yeah.
better than
The
the
AFC was
by
wide
It's
open.
insane.
Yeah.
The AFC is
ridiculous.
so much better than the NFC this year.
That's why I'm just glad the Cowboys.
Yeah,
are in the
thank God
NFC.
we're in the NFC.
Oh my God, we'd be a
No, I was just gonna say, like, I think you could drop any one of these 4 teams, the NFC East, and they win the division.
yeah.
No
I think
question.
you could make a case you drop any of these teams in the NFC North with the Packers and the Vikings, they could win the division.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
I think
could.
if you drop the Raiders in there, I think the Raiders would be competing neck and neck with the Packers for the
Yeah.
division.
I mean,
Yeah,
probably.
I think the Raiders are almost like a slightly better.
That would be awesome to see
Vikings.
Devontae Adams
Yeah.
go against Green Bay too, if that
Right.
was possible. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, so like all these teams are awesome. Like unfortunately, like probably one of them isn't going to make it. I think there'll be two teams from the AFC North. I think you're going to see either. I think Bengals. I think the Ravens are coming this year. I think Lamar's.
I think
Lamar's coming.
I think it'll be Ravens Bengals.
I think Ravens.
I don't think the Browns are getting in.
I don't think so either.
It's going to be too
And
late
the
when Deshaun
Steelers-
gets back. He hasn't played in 2+ years.
Yeah.
Like
Steelers will be competitive, but I don't
Yeah.
think they have enough fire.
with Tomlin, they're always competitive.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if Pickett, Trubisky duos.
That would be
Don't get him in the
wild
playoffs.
if all four were able to make
But
it.
yeah,
though.
this division, dude. I've
Is
said
it-
this so many times, but the fact that we're going to get to see like how many games of this division are we going to see this year? I mean, what is it?
It's
4
8.
teams, 8 games.
Eight,
Like
yeah.
every
games.
one of those games are going to be prime time, like must watch football.
Absolutely.
Every
Yeah.
single fucking one.
Well,
Yeah.
going off that, I know you mentioned it earlier, Cole, but is this the best division in NFL history?
I think it
From my
is.
memory, it is.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
enough.
Obviously, we don't know the 80s,
I'm
90s.
sure there might have
shit.
been
We weren't
a
alive,
division in the 90s that
Yeah.
was like, oh my god. But from my memory,
but
from
for
all
our
I
recent
know,
memory.
yeah,
Yes.
from my entire
Yeah.
knowledge, absolutely.
I mean,
I mean,
the
if
NFC West before Russ got hurt last year was like we thought we were saying that was the best last
Yeah.
year, but this is better than that.
This
I mean,
is better.
no question.
Yeah.
This is
This is better because I mean the NFC West you had Russ and then you had the Niners, Rams, and the Carr.
Yeah.
That was a really good division. Yeah, I think this division's better
I do too.
because that division had all great quarterback play around. They're not great, Jimmy G, but the roster made up. But this division, it's like great quarterback play and
And
great
great
personnel
teams.
around that.
Yeah.
And for the most part, looks like it should be good.
I think the
coaching as
biggest
well.
thing about I think that's the only thing about this division that you're maybe not like. it's
Hackett,
coaching.
Hackett and McDaniels are first year. McDaniels
coaching,
knows his
yeah.
staff.
I trust McDaniel. I think
Hackett's
if
the only
you
coaching
rank, obviously
question
Andy
mark.
Reid's the best coach in the division by far.
Mhm.
I'd pick
Yes.
McDaniel second, and then you can throw around Hackett and Staley.
Yeah, actually, I don't know if I'm very high on the coaching in this. I think
See, that's the thing. I'm
that's
not.
That's
Yeah.
the only
That's
thing.
the
I mean,
weak spot of this
Reid
division.
obviously is the
Reid's-
mecca.
yeah,
of
yeah,
it.
That's where the
But
Chiefs
rest
have the
of it-
edge on the
rest
division.
of it,
is
the
the
rest of these
coaching.
rest of these guys is I know McDaniels is offensive coordinator great, but like the rest of these guys is like head coaches haven't proven anything.
Yeah,
And I think
absolutely.
if anything, Staley's proven if anything that he
I would rank
shouldn't be a
Staley
head coach.
last. I would rather have
Yeah.
Hackett than Staley.
So I guess
personally,
that'll probably be the biggest factor when you break it all down. Is like how are these coaches going to make these calls? Like
And
how,
that
Especially
what are
come
they gonna
playoff
do?
time.
that
too.
comes full circle back to what we were talking about with the Chiefs. Like, regardless,
Yeah.
they might not have the most talent. You still have
they
Andy Reid. You still have Patrick Mahomes.
And that's all you need.
It's really like
if you have Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, you will compete year in year out. Throw
You will-
whatever else you need around
yep.
there.
You'll
Give them
either be favored or
Yeah.
at most a 3-point dog in every game.
I think this is a funny question. If let's say you were to swap. Let's just use the Jags. Let's say you were to swap Trevor Lawrence and Doug Peterson for Patty Mahomes and Andy Reid, and you put Patty and Andy Reid on the Jaguars.
Yeah.
How do you think the Jaguars? You think they'd be the favorites in their division?
I think-
Colts are
You
still
just
fucking
swap those
good.
two.
Colts are still
I-
fucking
You-
good.
I, mean,
I don't know.
The Jags
That's
kinda got
iffy,
some
though.
talent this offseason, though.
I
Yeah.
like the Jags this year.
Yeah.
I like them this year.
I think if you were to do that, I think the Jags would win that division. I think that's how great.
I think it's them.
I think
it's
that's
them or
how
the
great
Colts.
that head
Yeah.
coach QB duo is.
Yeah,
It's fabulous. It's one of the best we've ever seen.
absolutely.
Like-
yeah,
No,
yeah.
without
That's a
doubt.
good question. I mean,
Yeah.
they would definitely. I mean,
Yeah.
I would say they would at least win 9-10 games.
Or even drop them on the Giants.
Yeah.
Oh, they'd win that. They'd win that
Yeah.
division.
I think
They'd win our
I think
division.
you could plug those two on like any of the bottom
God,
five
the Giants
dumpster
would be
fire
scary.
teams.
That'd be fun.
You'd
And,
have
like,
a whole
that
new
team would
outlook
be
about
very
Kenny Galladay and
competitive.
Kadarius Toney and
Oh, yeah.
Saquon if Patty Mahomes was the quarterback.
Don't talk.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Don't
Don't talk about it.
Everyone would be jerking off Saquon
Yeah.
all year. Oh my God, Mahomes and Saquon in the same backfield.
He'd be like
Kenny
Brian,
Galladay?
he'd be like
Yeah.
Brian Westbrook 2.0 for fantasy.
Yeah. People would be
Jesus.
talking about Kenny Galladay like
God,
they
I
talked
would-
about him when they said baby Megatron.
I would
Detroit.
love to see the Chiefs trade for Saquon.
Oh God.
Oh my god,
That would be-
That
I've
would
always
be
thought like
wild.
Saquon or like Kamara. I've always thought if
Yeah.
you could put Kamara on the Chiefs,
What if the Chiefs just had
give
Nick
Mahomes
Chubb?
a good running back. Like,
What if the
fuck,
Chiefs
man.
they
had the
should
old
just trade.
Chubb?
They should just trade for Kareem Hunt.
Get him
They
back?
should
get him back.
Bring him back.
Get Kareem Hunt back.
Bring
We,
him back.
we forgive.
Yeah, we never saw that. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're back.
You're back. You paid your dues.
Yeah.
You're back.
I'm still
All right, do
naming
we
my
want-
fantasy team after Kareem Hunt, by the way, this year, in case you boys were wondering.
Yeah.
You're going down, big man.
Couple years running.
That's the one. I love
Do
it.
the record.
Yeah. All right. Y'all ready to do some record predictions for this division?
Are we just gonna want
Yeah.
each
Yep.
of us to a team? I call Chargers.
No. We're just gonna each do the 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
Wait, are we not going like through the records and picking game by game?
No. We're just gonna do our record.
Can
predictions.
I mean?
we
I
can.
kind of want to do it.
just for fun.
Yeah, just for fun.
For
Let's
every
do it.
for every team.
We'll each do a team.
All right, well, let's do that first then, so
Yeah.
we have an idea of.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll do.
Who wants to go first?
I'll do the
I'll do-
Raiders.
I'll do Broncos.
Yeah.
Chargers.
Well, let me pull up their schedule.
So, I'll
So
do
you'll do
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
All right, week 1, Cardinals in Arizona, Chiefs.
Okay.
Chargers in Kansas City. I'm just gonna say their win. I'm gonna have them split with all the AFC West teams. So, I'm just gonna say a win. for
So
the
2
first
and
one.
0.
Yeah.
Okay.
Colts. I'm gonna say loss.
Okay.
Bucks in Tampa.
God, that's a brutal.
Yeah,
first
not
4.
great.
Jeez.
Here are the next 4 too.
I'm gonna take the win. Raiders in Kansas City. Win for the first one. Bills in Kansas City.
Oh.
I'm gonna take the Bills. Niners in Santa Clara.
Oh.
Give me the Chiefs.
5 and 2 through that 7 is pretty. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's fine.
But you
That's
did have them winning
tough.
all the division games. So if you're gonna have them lose,
Yeah.
So.
So then bye week and then Titans after a bye in Kansas City. Give me a win.
Yeah.
Jags win. Chargers second time loss. Rams in Kansas City. I'm gonna say a loss. Actually, no. Give me a win there. They play the Bengals in Cincinnati. That's a loss.
So they split Rams and Bengals.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Broncos in Denver loss.
Okay.
Oh wait, no. Yeah, whatever. I'll pick them to win the next one. Texans win. Seahawks win. Broncos second time. What I had in the first?
You
win.
had them losing.
Okay, so then win the second one, and then Raiders second time. I say loss just to even it
11
out.
and 6.
11-6.
That's why I picked him to go too.
Yep.
That might be the hardest first 8 games.
That is
Ever.
insane.
I mean,
That is
all 8 of
nuts.
those games, those are like all like
That's probably
legit
the, like,
playoff teams.
Those are like 8 of the top 10 teams in the league.
Yeah.
That's terrible. And the Chiefs are one of those other 2.
I mean, who's the worst one? The Titans?
yeah, probably.
Probably.
Like what?
Yeah,
Who did
They were
probably.
the
Week
they were the,
one?
they were the 1 seed last year.
They
Like,
got week. They
Who
got
did they play week 1?
Cardinals.
or maybe the
They may
I
have
mean,
been
hey,
Cardinals.
Still,
early season Cardinals are good though.
That's true.
they
Early
want to
season
hop
Cardinals.
though.
Yeah. Pre Call of Duty drop, Cardinals are real good.
I love that stat. That's so fucking funny.
All right.
Whoever found that, shout out to that guy.
Yeah.
Like,
All right. You got
that's fucking
Chargers.
creative.
Yeah, I'll do Chargers.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. Are you keeping track of it?
I can keep track of it.
Okay. Raiders in SoFi.
Win.
Chiefs in Kansas City.
L.
Jags in SoFi.
Win.
Texans in Houston.
Win.
Browns in Ohio.
Win.
Broncos at SoFi.
Win.
Seahawks in SoFi.
Win.
Bye. Falcons in Atlanta.
Win.
Niners in Santa Clara.
L.
Chiefs back at SoFi.
Did I have him beating him or did I have him losing?
Fuck, I
I
should
think
have
I
paid
had.
attention.
I think I had him losing.
I think you. What do you have him at? Right
Wait.
now?
Yeah, no,
He's
yeah.
making
'Cause
sure
I
I
had
get
him. I had him at 1-1.
Okay.
So I have him winning that one.
Okay. So then
8-2 right now.
Okay. So then
Him at 8-2.
Yeah.
Cardinals in Arizona.
Win.
Raiders in Vegas.
Take the L.
Dolphins at SoFi.
Win. 10-3.
Titans in SoFi.
Win.
Colts in Indy.
Take the L.
Rams at SoFi.
L.
And wrapping things up with the Broncos at Mile High.
Win. 12-5.
12
You're gonna start 10-3.
Yeah.
That'd be a hell of a start. Shit. I mean, they got
Yeah,
the potential.
shit.
I
to do
honestly,
that.
I kind of want to put him at 13-4, but this got me to 12-5.
It gets it's fucking Staley's though is the X factor here.
Yeah, without a doubt. All right, Biggie, you got the Raiders, right?
Yeah, I do.
Biggie and the Raiders.
The Raiders.
All right. 9-11. Chargers.
That,
SoFi.
Who's keeping count? You mean you just keep count?
I was gonna just do it. Yeah, I was gonna do it. I got them taking an
Okay.
L to the Chargers.
Cardinals in Vegas.
I'm taking a W.
Titans in Nashville.
I'm taking a W.
So long, man.
Broncos at home.
I'm taking a W just because Russ is still gonna figure it out.
Chiefs in Kansas City.
I'm taking an L on that one.
Bye week. Texans in Vegas.
L. Just kidding. No, they're gonna win for sure. They're gonna win by 40. Yeah.
Saints at the Superdome.
I'm taking an L on that one purely because of the Saints defense.
Jags in Jacksonville.
W.
Colts in Vegas.
W.
Broncos at Mile High.
Let's see. I had them winning earlier, but they're gonna lose this time.
Seahawks at Lumen Field.
That is a W.
Lumen.
Chargers at home.
That is a W. Get it back at home.
Rams at SoFi.
That's a L.
Pats in Vegas.
W.
Steelers in Pittsburgh.
W.
Niners at home.
L.
Chiefs at home.
L.
10-7. That's what I have them at.
Yeah, that's what I
10
have.
and 7.
Wild card potentially. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like they could be better than that, but their schedule's very tough at the end too. So
It all sucks.
All right, big dog.
T-Bone.
Bronco it
You
up.
ready?
All right.
All right, Broncos schedule.
Let's ride.
that's
Monday
right.
night. Monday night in Seattle.
Dub.
Texans in Denver.
Dub.
Niners at Mile High.
At Mile High. Dub.
Raiders in Vegas.
L.
Colts in Denver.
Are you keeping count?
Yeah. Give me the win.
Chargers at SoFi.
Have they played the Chargers yet on this?
No.
Okay. L.
Jets at Mile High.
Dub.
Jags in London.
Dub.
That's London. You know the Jags play in London.
Yeah.
Bye week. Titans in Nashville.
Dub.
Raiders at Mile High.
Did I have them beating the Raiders the first time?
I can't answer that question, honestly.
I think I did, so we'll do an L.
Okay. Panthers in Charlotte.
Dub.
Ravens in Baltimore.
Do an L there.
Chiefs in Denver.
Dub.
Cardinals at Mile High.
Dub.
Rams at SoFi.
L.
Oh, it's a Nickelodeon game. Fuck yeah. Chiefs at Arrowhead.
The slime.
L.
And Chargers at home.
Dub.
So yeah, 11-6.
I think 11-6. I don't know. 11-6, 12-5. I don't know. I think the division is gonna be like a tiebreaker thing.
Yeah,
I
have
honestly-
I have my rank.
I
right
would
here,
love
like,
to
it's all-
see
Anyone that
all four of these teams make the playoffs because they all are the talent to be playoff
they'd
teams.
all be great.
Yeah.
And yeah, anyone that says that they know it's gonna happen is lying. Like, they're
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
lying to their
Absolutely,
teeth.
yeah.
Like it's all speculation.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just going to do that for the record. So we're going to go over our picks.
We can do
So
our own.
do our own.
Yeah, even though mine's different now, but
Yeah, I know mine's a lot different. Okay. All right. My AFC West predictions. Chiefs win the division at 12-5. Chargers 11-6. Raiders 10-7. Broncos 10-7.
See Broncos finishing last.
Yeah, I think I have the Raiders win the tiebreaker.
Okay.
Whoever wins the tiebreaker.
Yeah. All right, I got Chargers winning the division 12-5. I have Chiefs coming in second, 11-6. Raiders and Broncos both at 10-7. Raiders with the tiebreaker, so Raiders 3, Broncos 4.
I got the Chargers winning a division. I have the Chiefs finishing second in division. I have the Raiders finishing third, and I have the Broncos finishing fourth.
I got the Broncos winning the division at 12-5. I have the Chiefs 11-6 at second place, the Chargers 11-6 third place, and the Raiders at fourth at 10-7.
All right.
Those 16 picks, everyone over 10 wins or more.
Yeah.
That's playoff caliber.
Not one of us said a
One
single
of, I bet
digit.
one of them goes 9-8.
I bet one of them goes 9.
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
Because of the division.
Someone's going to drop two, possibly. In
Those
the
are some
division.
toughs. That schedules for all four of those teams are tough.
All right. Now we're moving on to our NFC tier list. We finished up talking about the NFC divisions last week, so we decided to tier all 16 of them off. Buzzsaw, why don't you kick us off?
You want me to kick us off?
Why not?
All right.
Go crazy.
NFC tiers. Starting at the top, we have the cream of the crop tier. This is the Rams
Good name.
and the Bucks. These two teams, we know what they are. We know what they're going to do. They're going to come into this season 11-6, 12-5, maybe 13-4. These two teams, they're going to be fighting for
Wait,
the
I'm sorry. What was your tier name?
cream of the crop.
Okay.
Best teams in the conference. Not a lot of question marks. You know what they are coming in.
Rams, Bucks.
Rams, Bucks. They're going to be like the two top powerhouses in the conference. Next tier, the terrifying tier. There's only one team. It's 49ers. I have them in this tier by themselves because if Trey Lance hits, this team could be the best team, arguably in the league.
Yeah.
Definitely in the conference. We don't know about Trey Lance yet. I have them third just because I trust Shanahan. The team is loaded. I think Trey Lance is going to be good. Even if he's mediocre, I still think the team will be good. But if he hits, this team is going to be arguably the most terrifying / best team in the league. So I have them just a tier below. Third tier is meh with potential. This tier includes the Packers, the Cardinals, the Eagles, the Cowboys, the Vikings, and the Saints. I don't think any of these 6 teams has potential to win the Super Bowl, maybe even get to the Super Bowl. But I think all these 6 teams, like if they won a playoff game, maybe won 2 playoff games, I don't think you'd be shocked if any of these teams won. Like Packers, obviously they have Aaron Rodgers. They're going to have easy schedule.
Did you say they have no shot at winning the Super Bowl?
Then on a not no shot, but I think they had like the title's man with potential. They have potential to do something in the playoffs. I wouldn't pick any of these teams to make it out of the conference, but I think they could. Like it's a possibility. I think these 9 teams that I just listed are the only teams that have a chance to make it out of the conference. So Packers, Cardinals, Eagles, Cowboys, Vikings, Saints. I don't think they will, but I think they have a shot, basically. Next tier is just meh, and that's the Commanders, the Lions, Panthers, and the Falcons. I think these teams, I don't really think they have a shot to do much in the playoffs. Maybe the Commanders have a chance to make the playoffs. Maybe if Dan Campbell fires the boys up, maybe the Lions, maybe the Panthers, probably not the Falcons. But these teams are going to be, I think they'll be competitive. I don't think you can walk into against the Commanders and be like, we're going to roll them, or the Lions, like we're going to roll them. But it's like there's not an upper echelon tier or potential that they could possibly hit this season. The 5th tier, the sell the team tier. This is the Seahawks and the Giants. These teams, they're going to be terrible. Like, there's not really much outlook here. You're looking at maybe a top 3 pick. And then the 6th tier is titled the Bears, including the Chicago Bears. I think Chicago Bears are arguing they're going to be the worst team in the league. I think they're going to be awful.
The Bears.
So that's it. 6 tiers, Bucks and Rams up top, the Niners right below them, the 6 competitive teams that could make it afterwards, and then after that, it's just, see what happens. What do you think?
What did you have the Falcons in again?
The just meh. I could have put them in sell the team tier.
I would have them in sell the team.
I would too.
I could put them in sell
I think
the
if you're
team.
starting Marcus Mariota
Or Desmond Ridder.
like, you don't have it. You don't like. Do you have them the same as the Giants?
I have them above the Giants.
Oh, you do?
I have the Giants
Okay,
and
see,
sell the
You
team.
son of a bitch.
I at first was about to put the Giants in my last tier, but I think the philosophy of the Giants is like I think they're trying to win right now. Like they got out and signed Galladay. I know that was last year, but they signed Galladay. They brought in Dable to try to win right now. I think otherwise they would have cut. I think the Giants believe and are still trying to win right now. I don't think they're fully like tanking for the 1 pick like the Bears or the Seahawks or the Falcons.
I think they might be trying, but I think they're still going to be one of the worst teams.
I think they're bad, but I put them above 1 just because of the philosophy of I viewed it more like kind of as the philosophy of the team, what they're trying to achieve.
I mean, I think as a Giants
I think they're just as bad.
I think they might try to. I think they're going to be terrible.
I mean, with the new regime,
I think they're going to be bad, really bad.
With the new regime, it's going to be we'll see if Daniel Jones works. If he doesn't, we'll suck and get a new quarterback next year. So it's like they are using this year primarily as a rebuilding year. Like they didn't do anything.
I think you could see Tyrod Taylor starting.
Oh, it wouldn't shock me. Like by week 6 or 7.
If Danny Dimes blows through the first 10 weeks, I think
Tyrod Taylor is
Tyrod
the same
Taylor.
thing as Daniel Jones. Maybe even
better.
a little bit better.
He's probably better.
He might be slightly better.
I don't know who's faster, though, Danny Dimes or Tyrod Taylor. I think Danny Dimes might be faster.
I think
Danny Dimes
straight
got some
line.
wheels on him.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Straight
saying.
line.
I
Give me
don't
Danny
know.
Dimes.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
also,
think
too,
Danny Dimes wins in a race.
What did you? The Packers won. How did you do the Packers?
Man with potential.
I just don't think it's fair to say meh I get it. Like I get like they've choked it away. Like they've had all these expectations. They haven't lived up to the hype. But I actually kind of have them in the same type of tiers. I just named it differently. But
I mean,
I have them in that.
I guess I understand.
I don't trust them in the playoffs, and they got worse this offseason.
I agree. I just worded my
like
tier
I think
differently.
like them and the Saints, the Vikings, the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Cardinals, like all could be good this year. They all could win 11, 12 games. Probably none of them will win 12, but could win 12, could win a playoff game or two. Maybe could knock off the Rams or the Bucks. But like I don't really see any of these teams making the Super Bowl.
Did you get me?
Gotcha.
Okay, that's the only thing where I disagree is I think the Packers could make the Super Bowl.
They definitely, if they have Aaron Rodgers, they can.
I think they could. I would not.
I wouldn't pick them.
The thing is, like,
but they can.
because they have Aaron Rodgers. Like, if they had anybody else but Aaron Rodgers, I mean, besides a few guys.
Yeah, but we
sorry.
say Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers.
I know.
He's been awful in the playoffs.
But they're still like competing for the NFC.
It's cooler, baby.
I mean, they're still competing for the NFC Championship year in year out, regardless. They
were
are
last year.
I mean, they were
If
competing.
They were the
for
one
it.
seed.
If their
They were the
special
one seed,
teams doesn't blow it, they're in the NFC Championship.
Well, they got to score more than fucking how many points they score?
Like
Like
7 points.
yeah, they
But
got.
I mean, their
at
special teams
home?
3
Yes,
they lost.
that was massive.
And it was snowing. The Niners' defense was fucking ultra talented.
Yeah.
But yeah, I totally agree with the Bucks and Rams as like the unanimous 1 and 2. That's how I have mine. If you want to hear mine real quick, how I have mine is I just favorites, same as you. Bucks, Rams. I think it's pretty straightforward. Everyone
No
would agree with
holes.
that. Yeah. And then my second tier, I called it "Prove Me Wrong." And I think all of these teams, like the idea of this team is like they could be really good, but year in year out they kind of falter and fall below expectations. But it's there, but they haven't proven to the world that they can really do it. And I have the Packers, Cowboys, Vikings, and Cardinals. Obviously for the Packers, like we had just mentioned, the talent's there. Rodgers is there. They're the 1 seed year in year out, not 1 seed year in year out, but they're right there, the best in the record. So, yeah, they got to prove to me that they could actually make the Super Bowl again and win it. Yeah. Cowboys, they're literally the Packers, just like a light 2.0 version of them. Vikings, I think a lot of people are high in the Vikings this year. We saw them make the NFC Championship with Case Keenum a few years ago. Can Kirk Cousins put it together this year? They're getting Daniel Hunter back. They have a new coach in there. Prove to me that you do belong.
McVay system.
Yeah, prove to me you do belong in a top-tier contender role. And then Cardinals, they were started off really hot last year. They have Kyler. They have Cliff. I think they're talented. They could make the playoffs, but you got to prove to me. Yeah. All these teams they got to
prove it.
They got to prove it. Like they have.
So you don't have the Niners in that tier?
Well, okay. I have the Niners like just with these teams are ahead, but they're my next tier. It's high risk, high reward.
Okay.
And it's Niners, Eagles, and Saints.
Okay.
And Niners, obviously, like we've talked about, like the Niners could win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But then again, I think they could go 7-10. It's all depending on Trey Lance.
Right.
And I didn't want to put them in the favorites because they don't belong there yet. But I like them in like the top tier of my high risk, high reward. And then the Eagles, I think kind of the same thing, right? With Jalen Hurts, if Jalen Hurts can take that next step, they could make some noise. And then the Saints as well. I think if the Saints say what you want about the Saints, but I think if Jameis Winston could throw 20 attempts a game, they could run the ball, their defense plays locked down, like they could be a dangerous team. Definitely. So I have those 3 in the high risk, high reward. And then my 4th tier is Show Me You Belong, and it's the Lions, Panthers, Commanders, and then the Giants running that out. And for that, it's all of these teams I think have the philosophy of they're trying to win right now. I could understand why the Giants shouldn't be in here, but like I said, I just think the Giants' culture and philosophy is like they're actually trying to win right now in a weak division. Yeah. And I almost put them in this last tier as playing for the 1 pick, the Seahawks, Bears, and Falcons. I think these teams have made it very obvious with their offseason moves and their philosophies that they're not trying to compete right now. They're just trying to play for the highest draft capital they could get.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty similar to mine. Yeah, that's especially how you set up your tiers. That makes a lot of sense because I wouldn't have the Cowboys being better than the 49ers, but how you set up prove me
your
wrong.
Your
reasoning, that's fair. That's very fair. So I agree with a lot of that.
I didn't because the first tier we did, I think I did it as a ranking kind of, but I kind of wanted to get away from that and just
more group the
categorize
teams.
them. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I like the teams.
I think that's interesting that you have the Niners with the Eagles and the Saints because I think you have high risk, high reward. Niners could win the Super. Could win the Super.
Yeah.
What about
if Trey Lance
Saints
pans out?
Then
they could.
Do you think they have the same ceiling?
No, I think the Niners' ceiling's the highest. That's why they're the pinnacle of the tier.
Yeah.
But I think if the Eagles if Jalen Hurts really proves that he's a franchise quarterback, I think the Eagles could make the NFC Championship.
I do. Yeah,
Or
they have
even-
an easy schedule and they can run the
They
shit out of
do.
the ball.
Even with the Saints too. Any team that has a good defense and can run the shit out of the ball,
yeah.
as long as your quarterback can throw 15, 20 attempts, maybe not 15, but 20, 25 attempts a game, limit his mistakes, good defense, that team could make a run.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so, obviously I have the Niners like the pinnacle of the highest upside.
Yeah.
And then Eagles,
Okay.
My tier, I mean, mine's almost the exact same. I just have little. It's
Yeah,
organized
we-
differently, but it's the same
it's
reason.
Yeah. We just categorize them different titles.
Yeah, I agree.
Big E.
All right, cool. So I call my first tier. It's the hate us because they ain't us tier. I got the Rams and the Bucks up there purely because everyone wants to be on their level because they are the front runners for this season. So everyone's trying to be as good as them. Next, I have the can I sit with y'all tier. This is the Packers and the 49ers. And this is because if they made the NFC Championship or the Super Bowl, you would not be surprised. But also at the same time, I don't think they're as good as the Bucks or the Rams. So it's one of those where it's like it wouldn't surprise me to see either of those two potentially make the Super Bowl. The third tier I have is the this looks fun tier. I have the Cowboys leading that off. Then following that, I have the Eagles, the Cardinals, Vikings, and Saints. And all of that is because all those teams are either going to be playoff contending teams or they're going to be a team that is competing with the top teams. But at the end of the day, I don't see them making a Super Bowl run at all this season. Next, I have it could be worse tier. This is consisted of the Commanders, the Lions, and the Panthers. Could be worse in Washington. They have some decent players there still. Defense has a lot of talent. But at the same time, Carson Wentz is your quarterback, which is an upgrade from last year, but still Carson Wentz. Lions, I really like what they're doing. I really like the attitude that the whole team's bought into. That's something that they're trying to just instill in everyone that they draft, and it's kind of going in that direction. So it could be worse. Panthers, it could be worse because they do have very talented offensive players. They have Brian Burns on defense. They have Jeremy Chin also. They have some pieces to potentially build around. But at the same time, you got Baker Mayfield or Sam Darnold at quarterback. So could be worse. Lastly, I have the at least we tried tier, and this is consisted of the Giants, the Bears, Seahawks, and Falcons. I see
Not a lot of love for the Giants.
I put in my last tier too.
Yeah.
I know.
I just
appreciate
see
it, but
they obviously they have a lot of big holes in there. Arguably,
their secondary is atrocious.
Yeah,
we might break the record for most.
You could pit these four people and these four teams and the 10 worst
but
teams.
There's nothing.
Yeah,
our corners are horrible.
4 of these teams
it's
could end
really
up being
bad.
in the top 10 of the worst teams. So based off that, I have them at least we tried. So there we go.
Yeah, pretty much the exact same. Yeah.
All
All
around.
right, I'll roll through mine real quick.
Yep.
I got my NFC Championship front runners. I put Bucks, Rams, and I threw the Packers in mine. And then these are the two teams I think that are conference championship game. They have the talent to get there, and if they get hot, they definitely can go ahead and go to the Super Bowl. And I put the Saints and 49ers there. And then
Saints, some good Saints love.
my thing with the Saints is I think that defense could carry them.
I like the Saints.
I like the Saints.
Yeah, Saints
And
defense
they have
amazing.
and they have so many weapons on offense now. I mean, between Mike, Olave, Jarvis, Kamara. And then these are my wild card division game hopefuls. This is my third tier. I put the Cardinals, Cowboys, Vikings, and Eagles in there. And then for average Joes, I threw the Lions, Panthers, and Commanders in there. And the top 5 guys, I put Giants, Bears, Falcons, Seahawks.
That's pretty much
We
all
pretty much
around.
have almost
Yeah.
the exact.
Yeah,
the
we all
only
have the same
difference was
idea.
just Cole's
They're different.
reasoning.
They're named
Yeah.
different.
Only
They're
difference
named
was Cole's
differently.
reasoning for why he tiered it, but other than that, we all had them in the same spot. So that's pretty
Yeah,
spot
well,
on.
yeah.
Yeah,
One thing I noticed was we all have the top 9.
yeah,
Like the top 9 of
It's
Bucks,
set. Yeah,
Bucks, Rams, Niners, Packers, Cardinals, Eagles, Boys, Vikings, and Saints. We all have them in maybe
but we all-
you have the Packers up or you have
Yeah.
the Niners up or low, but that's the first 3 tiers. We all have those 9 teams.
Yeah.
And actually, the 4th tier we all have Commanders, Lions, Panthers,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it-
I had the Giants.
and I had the Falcons. But
Okay,
pretty
yeah.
much
Yeah.
almost the exact
I mean,
same
yeah, that-
across the board.
Nothing really to argue on these, honestly. All
Yeah.
the same thing.
we're all just
It was
we're all
pretty
just so
easy to
smart.
kinda
Yeah, we're all just so
classify,
smart that we
honestly.
agree. So yeah,
Exactly.
That's right.
All right. Do we want to roll through these real quick?
Yes,
and just
but
go
I gotta
around,
go.
or-
I gotta go. Oh, are we doing it again real quick?
Well, yeah, we're gonna do it again real quick. We got 11 minutes left, so I think we're gonna stop it after we go through it
Okay,
real quick.
go ahead. I'll wait to go to the bathroom.
Quick summary.
Yeah.
Yeah, just quick. Just do your thing. Just do your list real quick.
All right, NFC tiers. Tier 1, cream of the crop, the Rams and the Bucks. Tier 2, the terrifying tier, the 49ers. Tier 3, meh with potential, Packers, Cardinals, Eagles, Cowboys, Vikings, Saints. 4th tier, just meh, Commanders, Lions, Panthers, Falcons. 5th tier, sell the team, Seahawks and Giants. And the 6th tier, the Bears, the Chicago Bears.
There we go.
I love it.
End of story.
I have the starter. I have the hate us because they ain't us, Rams and Bucks. Next, I have the can I sit with y'all. I got the 49ers, Packers. And then next I have in the this looks fun tier, got the Cowboys, Eagles, Cardinals, Vikings, and Saints. Then in it could be worse tier, Commanders, Lions, and Panthers. And then lastly, the at least we tried, Giants, Bears, Seahawks, Falcons.
T-Bone.
All right, so
Important business text.
so my NFC tiers I have is the favorites, Bucks and Rams, and then in my second tier it's called Prove Me Wrong. I got the Packers, Cowboys, Vikings, and Cardinals. My third tier, high risk, high reward, the 49ers, Eagles, and the Saints. Fourth tier, show me you belong, Lions, Panthers, Commanders, and Giants. And last tier, these teams are playing for the one pick, Seahawks, Bears, and the Falcons.
All right, my NFC tiers. My first tier, NFC Championship game frontrunners, Packers, Bucks, Rams. And my second tier, Conference Championship game talent, Saints, 49ers. My wild card game hopefuls, the Cardinals, Cowboys, Vikings, and Eagles. My fourth tier, average Joes, Lions, Panthers, and Commanders. And my last tier, the top 5 guys, Giants, Bears, Falcons, and Seahawks. All right. Next. We all picked, the 4 of us picked a second-year quarterback and how we project him to play this year. Big E, why don't you kick us off, huh?
Excellent. I've been looking forward to this one. So my quarterback that I chose was Davis Mills. Big Daddy,
Mills.
long neck, Davis Mills in this bitch. I really, honestly, he had the second best rookie season of all the rookie quarterbacks, other than Mac Jones, obviously, in terms of numbers, like touchdown to interception ratio. Touchdown to interception ratio, all that was really good. Also with him too, he did a lot better than Trevor Lawrence and some of the other rookie quarterbacks did. All he had was Brandon Cooks, and literally the rest of the Texans offense was just like rookies that we threw in there last year. So with that in mind, he was able to make those guys better players by the end of the year. Next, he took a step as a leader this offseason. He's been much more vocal this year because he knows if he's going to be, not saying he's a franchise quarterback, but if he's going to be the quarterback next season, he has to do that sort of stuff. And he's been addressing that this season. And all the wide receivers are all on board with him being not a leader, but being more of a vocal presence in the locker room and in the offense. And that's been the talk of camp with the Texans this season. Next, also, it's just his tangibles. He has the arm talent. To start out the year, he was just scared to make mistakes because he was learning the offense, learning what playing in the NFL was like. So then with that also, he has the arm talent. He's also sneaky athletic. He's not going to take off and burst you like for 20-yard runs, but he can avoid pressure. He can throw on the run. He can evade tackles. He is decently athletic and definitely above average as your typical pocket passer quarterback because that's what he is. Next, once he felt he was like understanding the offense, you saw how he got better as the year went on, especially the last 5 games of the season. I mean, he was at around 68% completion percentage, almost 70% as a rookie quarterback with the Texans of how horrible our team is. He was averaging 250 yards a game with those last 5 games of the season when he got acclimated. 250 yards a game. That's not bad. He had a couple 300-yard games in that stretch too. He had one bad game where he was sub 200, but overall he was averaging 250 yards a game. His touchdown to interception ratio was almost 4-1. He was at 9 touchdowns and 2 interceptions in the last 5 games. And then with that, he finally was figuring out the offense, figuring out the speed of the NFL. You saw him get better as games went on. We had an upset one over the Chargers where he had a fantastic game, over 300 yards passing. And then next, he had 7 games last season as a rookie quarterback with a QBR over 90. And anything over
Dick
80
Mills.
is pretty solid. Yeah, anything
pull.
over
Good pull.
anything over 80 is pretty good for QBR. He had 7 games last year where he was over 90 on
I didn't even
QBR.
realize
In
that.
fact,
That's actually kind of impressive.
he had 3 games where he was over 100, and the highs he had was at 124 QBR, which is damn near perfect in terms of QBR as it gets. And then lastly with that, he understands if he wants a future in the NFL and he wants a future as a starting quarterback, this is the season he needs to prove it. So in my eyes, I'm honestly looking for him to take a step because he may do with the weapons that the Texans had, which are, other than Brandon Cooks, it's pretty abysmal. But my logic is because those are all young players, those young guys, I don't see them getting worse than they were last year. I see them improving. I'm not saying they're going to be difference makers, but I see them improving. So I see the talent around him getting a little better. And so in that's being the case, he still has Laramie Tunsil on his blind side. He led the league in false starts last year, I'm pretty sure. But at the same time, he is a above average, if not a solid starting left tackle. He has that on his blind side. We're still going to suck. We're going to be a bad team. But at the same time, if he takes a step and is better, if he carries over that momentum he had in those 5 games to end the season, he could end up having the better second-year season of the other rookie quarterbacks. Because I see, in terms of numbers, not success, in terms of numbers. Because I see Mac Jones. I don't see Mac Jones lighting it up this year. I think he's going to do great for the Patriots, but I don't see him lighting up the stat sheet. I could see Davis Mills lighting up the stat sheet a little bit in his second year with the garbage time that we're going to have. And then obviously Trevor Lawrence is my favorite to have the biggest jump of all the second-year quarterbacks. But I would take Davis Mills over Justin Fields at this point, in my opinion, from what I saw, purely because of what he was working with was not as bad as the Bears. And Justin Fields still had moments where he just looked totally out of the league, like shouldn't have even been starting, but he was forced to. And in that same mindset, Davis Mills, like if he does take another step this year, the Texans, they don't have to take a quarterback this next draft. It would be ideal if he was bad for the Texans' future. But at the same time, you have a quarterback you can build around and is above average in the long run for his career. You can win games doing that. But right now, it's not going to do a whole lot. But I see his numbers being very good this year. I see his interceptions being very down this year. I think he's going to start slinging it a little more because he started doing that at the end of the season. So in my opinion, I think other than Trevor Lawrence as having the biggest uptick in numbers and success, like overall, like success as a quarterback, I have Davis Mills as my second favorite to do so ahead of Mac Jones, purely because Mac Jones is playing to the Patriots scheme, and that's not going to let him air it out all the time. While with the Texans, we're going to have
Patricia calling plays, baby.
Yeah, and we're going to have
out.
We're going to have the Texans. They're going to be losing games. His numbers are going to be there, and that's purely because of the lack of talent on the Texans. But at the same time, with all that in mind, the last 5 games of the season, you saw what he could do when he got comfortable, and he beat He beat the Chargers last year. We put up 40 on the Chargers last year with Davis Mills. Okay,
I remember that game.
Yeah, literally.
I think I had the Chargers in a teaser. They fucked me.
Yeah, we put up 40 on the Chargers. We were in that game with the Seahawks, and there's also the game we had against the Rams. We only lost by 10 points to the Ram, and they scored the last 14 of those points in the second half because they were losing going into halftime against us. And that was all because Davis Mills, he had 330 yards in that game. So with that in mind,
awesome the second half of the season.
Exactly. So with that in mind, if he carries that momentum over into this season, I personally see him having the second best or second year quarterback season of all the second year quarterbacks other than Trevor Lawrence in terms of stats. But Mac Jones will have the most successful team and better career long run. But in terms of just actual numbers and production, I think Davis is second in that group other than Trevor Lawrence this year.
I think that's some interesting you brought up for like a second was when you said the Texans, if they're bad, they'll have a early pick, but if Mac Jones is good, you keep him. If that's the case with Stroud and Bryce Young and probably some other random quarterback from some small school that's going to be pushed into the top 5, you could then trade that pick for a mother load of
Oh,
picks.
yeah.
If you're like
You can
picking
build.
second, and it's like
Yeah.
we can build around Davis Mills. Like I think he proved last year he's an adequate quarterback. If he comes out this year and it's like builds on it, I mean, you're still not the Texans still aren't going to be good, but it's you see promise again, and you're like, let's build around him. You're picking second or third overall. You trade that pick to a team, I don't know, that needs a quarterback, whatever team it is, and you get a mother load of picks back. That's like a franchise reboot right there almost that like
and that's
propels
what
you for the next 5 years.
Yeah, that's what the Texans need is more draft picks, more draft capital, more opportunities to hit on draft picks. Like it does, you're not going to hit on every pick, and the Texans don't hit on a lot of their picks from what I've been experiencing lately. But at the same time, you get yourself more picks, and Davis Mills, say we're a top 5 pick because we probably will be a top 5 pick, and Davis Mills has a solid year. There's no reason we should use that 5th pick on a quarterback because at that point, what happens if that quarterback we draft isn't up to the standards or up to the level Davis is and the offense he's been in? At that point would be 3 years in the offense. The offensive coordinator for the Texans too, Pep Hamilton. He's not going to save us or anything, but he is a fantastic quarterbacks coach in general. You can look at his resume if you want to, but in general, his as a quarterback coach, he has developed young quarterbacks. And he showed what he could do to develop Davis last year. And this year, he's the offensive coordinator. So him and Davis are in unison this season because if it doesn't work out for him, he's going to get replaced. But if it does work out, the Texans have something to build on and have some capital coming out of him. And then they get more out of him than what we were expecting. So with that, that's why I have him as having the second biggest leap of the second-year quarterbacks this season. In terms of numbers and general success, QBR, yards, TD to interception ratio, all that. But I still have Mac being the better of all the quarterbacks because he's in the best situation of all the rookie quarterbacks or second-year quarterbacks.
I mean, I like Dick Mills.
I like him too.
I like him. He played really well down the stretch last year.
He really did.
I mean, the problem is going to be the early going is, like you've mentioned, is the Texans.
That's
exactly
my
around
worry.
him.
That's my concern.
That's the only thing.
I think he showed he's adequate, and I feel like if he flops this year, it's going to be more of the fact that he's on the Texans. Like, who outside of Brandon Cooks, who's y'all's running back?
Well, this year, from the way that camp's been playing out,
I don't even know who their
apparently,
running back is.
I don't. Who is it?
It's going to be, from what camp is saying, it's going to be Dameon Pierce, the rookie we drafted in the 4th round out of Florida.
I've been seeing stuff about him. Yeah.
So with him, he'll probably
Who
end
else
up
do y'all
taking
have
the
at
job.
receiver?
Brevin Jordan.
I mean, who's y'all's
Brevin
tight
Jordan's
end?
Brevin Jordan's our tight end. He's a very talented vertical threat tight end.
Matthew
But
Berry said something about
Buddy
him.
is not working with
Okay, who's
anything.
other receivers other than Cooks?
Nico Collins, he's
Jeez.
horrible. But
This
he
guy's up shit's creek.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, so he has Brandon Cooks and Nico Collins, but I don't see Nico Collins being worse than he was last year. I don't see him being a difference
Kinda
maker
hard to
at
do.
all.
I don't even know who that is.
He was from he went to Michigan, right?
He went to
I hope he's not
actually-
worse than he was last year.
Yeah, he
Didn't hear about him last year.
He didn't play his senior year because he withheld so he could get prepared for the draft. He skipped his senior season at Michigan to prepare for the draft because of the COVID shit. So with that, I don't see the weapons getting worse. They're not great. They're still
It's
pretty
hard
bad.
to get worse. I'll tell you
It's
what.
hard to get worse.
Philip
It's
Lindsay
hard to
last
get
year.
worse.
David
Yeah.
Johnson.
But-
That's my concern is like
There's
whether he
nothing
could be
there.
adequate enough or not. But I mean, y'all's O-line isn't good. Your
Oh, it's
weapons
not.
outside of
We have-
Cooks are
we have
worst
one
in the
Defense is
league.
trash.
Defense is trash. There's not a lot of support. You hired Lovie Smith, who's a defensive coach.
Minded, yeah.
Like you don't. The Texans. It almost seems like despite
be a good
how well
fantasy
he
play.
played
He might. They'll
last
probably
year,
be down a lot.
They'll be down all
it
the
seems
time.
like the Texans haven't really put anything into his basket
Yeah,
of
I
like,
don't-
let's
Exactly.
develop this guy.
I don't think the Texans
Because-
know the direction of the franchise where they're really headed.
No.
And
I mean,
a lot
even
of
with
that,
with Deshaun back in the day, they never really put good pieces around Deshaun.
They were
yeah,
just
'cause
lucky enough to
fucking
have drafted
Buttons
two.
Fuck O'Brien.
and
over there
then we saw.
calling
Do they
shots.
still have the? Do they still have the same regime that had all this racist stuff and all that?
Well, that's
in
the
office?
owner.
That's
Is
the
that-
owner,
so
but
it's-
it's
okay,
still
still
it's
the-
still like Bible thumpers are
But
in charge of the team,
Casario,
basically.
is a GM. He's been pretty solid so far, right? I
He
mean,
was also
it's just
very
like
covered. He was the Patriots' assistant GM, so
But
he
it's
was
like- it's
very
just-
coveted as a GM.
it's
I thought
hard
he was
to
their
like.
like chaplain.
No, that
I
was
feel like-
I feel like the
Easterby.
Patriots.
That was
G-
Easterby.
Easterby.
Honestly, I'd like with the you say that he was coveted because he's the Patriots assistant GM. I feel like the Patriots
haven't done a very
GM
good
isn't
GM
that
job.
very well.
No.
It's more
Well, it's been
coaching.
Bill.
They don't draft
Yeah, I mean,
or
Bill's the GM
sign.
too.
Yeah.
It's Bill, but the Patriots also hit on guys who people don't expect to hit. And the Patriots probably have some of the best.
The Patriots
success.
outsmart themselves every draft.
Yeah.
They try to pick a guy that no one else
in terms of
is
the early picks, the early picks, they always outsmart themselves, but they always get some late round guy who ends up being a contributor to their team. So all I'm saying is they're not going to be good. Davis Mills actually I'm predicting he's going to have a very productive season in terms of numbers, but it's not going to be anything crazy. But it might keep the Texans.
Hell, Dick Mills for fantasy. They're gonna be down.
It might keep the Texans from having to take a quarterback if he does improve, because that's one of the things. Like the Eagles, they didn't give up on Jalen Hurts after his second year because he made improvements from the first year.
But they dumped assets into helping Hurts, which is what the Texans haven't done.
But
the thing is, like, would you really want? They have so many holes. Would you go through free agency and just start giving money to shit players? Like,
no, but I would do a little bit to help him out. Like,
you could do a few things.
Go get a couple more receivers.
Sign Jarvis Landry. Get a piece on defense.
Just get
an offensive-minded head coach. Mm-hmm. I think as long as Dick Mills can just like prove that he belongs in this league, then they have no reason to draft a QB. And like you said, if they are picking top 5, trade that pick to a quarterback needy team, get draft capital, and build, because it doesn't matter who you've got quarterback if the rest of your team's dog shit.
I think the Texans have the worst roster in the league.
I mean, even with Deshaun Watson there, put up great ultra stats, y'all still went 4-12 because the roster was terrible.
It was
I would hope the regime there. Yeah, if Davis Mills has a decent season, which I think you're right. I mean,
y'all drafted Derek Stingley, right?
That one stat. He's been doing really good in camp.
That one stat you brought up, he had 7 games with over a 90 passer rating. That's actually pretty impressive.
He was great last year.
I think he's got real legit upside, and if the regime, and I think maybe if he doesn't succeed here, then maybe another franchise snags him if Texans wants to move off. But
and then
I just think the Texans regime and their
it's horrible.
It's
horrible.
And that's what it boils down to. I think
you go off what they show you, and they've shown no commitment to him really yet. Yes, they didn't draft anyone at 3, but there was no quarterback to draft this year. But they didn't show a commitment like, let's trade for AJ Brown, like let's go get Jarvis Landry, let's shore up the O-line, let's get him a running game. But they haven't done anything to show that they want to commit to him.
I agree. I don't think they should have made a bunch of splashes.
No, absolutely not.
But maybe a few, maybe a low key signing here or there, just to give them a little bit of help, because they still do want to be in that top 5.
I guess a good thing to like an optimistic outlook for if you're a Texans fan is like, we're gonna be terrible, so either around April of next year we're either gonna be trading our top 5 pick to get a motherload of picks to build up for the future, or you're going to be drafting either Bryce Young or CJ Stroud.
So
now I'm excited about this new guy. If Davis Mills flops, we're going and getting those guys.
After this year, you got shit to look forward to.
Or it's like, okay, let's build around Davis Mills and let's load up on assets to make this team better.
And that's why
I think that's an optimistic way to look at it if you're a Texans fan.
That's probably part of why the Texans didn't do a bunch of splash acquisitions or anything like that this offseason to help Davis. Is they want to see if he can build off of what he did last year, because the weapons really can't get worse. So if
Brandon Cooks, good
Lord. Like if the weapons just improve a little bit, his numbers will improve also. So I just think, as a fantasy quarterback, I think he could be honestly like a good little backup quarterback to have in fantasy because of all the garbage time he's going to have.
12 targets a game.
Yep. So it's just one of those things where it comes down to obviously the Texans, but if he picks it up, we're good.
Yeah.
All right. Which one of y'all want to go next?
You want to go?
Yeah.
Okay. So my second-year QB was Mac Jones. I like Mac Jones. I think he's a good quarterback. I don't think he's great. I don't think he has tremendous upside, but I think he could be a solid quarterback in this league for the next 10 to 12 years that maybe is ranged from 12 to 18 year in, year out. I don't think he's going to be above. I don't think he's going to be below. I think he's a system guy to where if you have the right pieces around him, he's going to succeed. And he had a really good rookie year. For starters, he's on a short list of rookies with 3,500 yards and 20 pass TDs. The only other QBs in league history that have done that are Justin Herbert, Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield, Dak Prescott, Winston, Andrew Luck, Cam Newton, Peyton Manning, and Jim Kelly. Now, when I looked up this stat, the one thing I noticed is we have Peyton Manning and Jim Kelly, right, that did it a while ago.
Everyone else is recent.
So that's why we see these stats and everyone getting crazy about Mac Jones. But we're in an era to where we quarterbacks teams, we pass the ball. We don't run the ball. We pass.
Right.
So I kind of take these stats with yes, it is impressive, but I take it with a slightly more grain of salt than maybe we would have 10 years ago. I mean, Baker Mayfield's on that list. Cam Newton's on that list.
Jameis Winston.
Yeah, Cam Newton's never been a good passer.
Yeah. Dak.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Dak.
And then
Dak's
you,
good.
Well,
but he's
you
not
want
an
to hear
amazing passer.
another how I'm going to compare him to. So another stat, he had the second highest completion percentage by rookie quarterback, one slot below Dak. Dak had the highest, and it was Mac Jones. I see like a lot of similarities in Dak to Mac. I think Dak's a little bit more athletic of a Mac Jones. I think they're both quarterbacks that, they can get the job done in the right system. They're not going to overpower you with their arm talent, but they're going to be accurate. They're going to make good throws. They have high IQs, but the upside is kind of capped at some point.
Yeah.
But with my outlook for coming into year 2 with Mac, I am worried because I don't know what New England's doing right now. They have Matt Patricia. And
The play calling
they have
is
that's going to be
Patricia,
really
they're-
iffy.
What?
Yeah.
Matt,
I don't know.
Matt Patricia has never been an offensive guy, so I don't know what the fuck they're doing, letting him calling the plays now. And I think Bill Belichick, honestly, is getting in over his head. Like, I think Bill Belichick was successful for so long with Tom Brady that he's like kind of stuck in his own ways and ignoring like modern day trends and just doing what he thinks is right. And it's like, I'm worried about the Patriots' future. And the Patriots, this is going to shock y'all too. They have spent the most money on their wide receiver tight end group in the league. They have the most expensive group in the league.
what?
Can you name one good starter? Okay, Jonnu Smith and Henry. They're not bad. But the receivers are all meh.
Kendrick
I mean,
Bourne?
it's Kendrick Bourne, Aguilar.
Devontae Parker.
Devontae Parker.
Devontae Parker's decent.
He's a number 2. He could be a number 2. But the rest of the guys are like 3s or even 4s.
Yeah.
Bench
And they have the most expensive group in the league. And they have Matt Patricia and Joe Judge calling plays. Like, I just don't think that Mac's in a good system at all. And I don't think they're setting him up for success. And I wouldn't be shocked if the Patriots have one of their worst years in recent memory this year. And then after this year, people are like, oh, is Mac the answer in New England? Because we see this year in year out with like certain quarterbacks and teams, the system's just not right. And like it's NFL is so much about fit and what's around you. And they're setting Mac up to fail. Like Mac had a really good rookie year with not that much offensive pop around him. And now they have Matt, and that was with Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, to go from Josh McDaniels
to
to
Matt
Patricia
Patricia,
is
who's never been known
like
as an
cliff.
offensive guy. He's literally a defensive guy that, I don't
That's
like
going from the mountaintop of
I see,
offensive
yeah.
coordinating / play calling to the valley,
the
of,
bottom, the gutter. Like, to wrap it up, I mean, I like Mac Jones. Like I said, I just think for his second year, I wouldn't have high expectations. I don't even have high expectations for the Patriots at all. I don't think they're going to be. I really don't think they're going to be that good this year.
I don't know. I mean, I think the
agree with
defense
what
will
you
be
said,
good.
Cole.
Yeah.
They'll be competitive because of the Patriots.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
like
I
I
don't
just
think
see
they're
him
making
being
the playoffs.
so systematic,
No.
just
I think the
super
Dolphins.
systematic.
I think they'll probably finish
Yeah.
third in the division. I would assume the Dolphins probably have a better record than them this year. Honestly,
I don't know.
I think the offense is going to be stagnant.
I mean,
The offense is going to be bad.
I mean, I'm not ready to say it's going to be horrible. Just
They lost Shaq
not yet.
Mason too. I mean, that's a big loss.
The O line's
too.
deteriorating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give him a
If you
chance.
can't run the
here.
ball there, good luck.
I mean, I'm gonna give him a chance and before I see anything. But yes, I don't love Matt Patricia and Joe Judge sharing offensive play calling duties.
I'm worried about Matt
Pretty
Jones.
horrible.
And the thing that sucks is he was so good last year for a rookie.
Yeah.
Like he had one of the
Yeah.
best rookie years we've seen.
in mid-season.
I mean, there was
like,
points to where people were like, "Could the Patriots make the Super
Oh,
Bowl?"
yeah.
Everyone was talking about, it's 2003 again,
Yeah.
like with
Yeah.
Brady.
Literally.
Like
Yeah, they were. Fuck, it
And
was
they
like
haven't done
mid-season.
anything. And I just think like the fact that they had the most expensive wide receiver tight end group just goes to show like
the
What are-
incompetence of the GM.
exactly like what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like you're
And the
I-
ability to not
like I
draft
get it.
at
Like
all.
last year, you're signing Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry because you have the most cap in the league. You want to get people, but it's like you're setting yourself up for failure in the future. And you
Right.
drafted Mac last year, and so you want to put all your eggs in this one basket. And it's just you signed Kendrick Bourne, you signed Nelson Aguilar to these big deals. Like what are you doing if you're the Patriots right now?
Yeah.
It's like you win with Tom Brady all these years, and like you can't just like think you got it figured out. Like I believe Tom Brady was more of the reason that dynasty was great, and it's going to show now for a fact that Tom Brady was the reason. The fact that his first year at 43, he wins with the Bucks, and now Bill Belichick and Mac Jones are fighting an uphill battle, and fucking Matt Patricia's calling plays. What the hell is
Those
that?
dynasties were also built around the defense first, too.
About
Yeah.
just the dynasty, I think the first 3 championships were more about Belichick, and the last 3 were about Brady.
Yeah.
I think at the
Yeah.
beginning it was more Belichick, and as it progressed, it was more about Brady and McDaniels. I think McDaniels is
Yeah.
severely underrated to what they did, and I think, going from McDaniels, who's probably been the best offensive coordinator in the league the last 10 years, to Matt Patricia, as your play caller / whatever the hell his role is, what is OC, whatever, is probably the biggest drop off in the entire league across any coaching position there's been.
Yeah, I'd say.
So, yeah,
It's not
I'm
good.
worried about Mac.
So we like Mac, don't like what the Patriots are doing.
Yep. Kind of
Yes.
same thing with the
Texans.
Texans, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't really like what they're doing. Don't know what they're doing. Like the quarterback, but
It's like if you
Not
have
really
if you
setting
have
him
a
up
young
for success.
if you have a young QB on a rookie deal, like get pieces around him. But then again, it like pulls back to just incompetence GM work because they don't even have cap now because they shelled it out to 2 tight ends and a few crummy receivers.
yeah.
So it's just it's from the top to where they're just making bad moves. But yeah, get you one of those bad boys.
All right, time for T-Law.
I need a fucking
Time for T-Law, baby.
chair.
Huh?
My back's killing me in this chair.
Yeah.
I
Doing
had
too
Trevor Lawrence.
much. Here we go.
And unlike the first 2 quarterbacks, who I'm not exactly sure what their team is doing and how they're going to do this year, I am ecstatic for what Trevor Lawrence is going to do this year. I think, one, start with Urban Meyer. Going from Urban Meyer to Doug Peterson, like just how we said McDaniels to Matt Patricia is the biggest drop-off, that might be the biggest increase of coaching experience
Yeah.
and knowledge just from
On
your
a
head
Super
coach.
Bowl.
And
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, like just
Yeah.
going from knowledge as a head coach, especially being an offensive guy like Peterson is. Peterson's been super successful with Wentz and Nick Foles. That by itself, huge increase. I think, one, you get Etienne back. I think that's going to make a massive impact in the running game and in the short passing game. You got Christian Kirk for whatever it is. You still have Marvin Jones there. They don't have great receivers, but they have competent enough receivers to, if the offense is flowing and the run game is working, Trevor Lawrence will be able to pass the ball around. And like Trevor Lawrence had a terrible rookie year.
Yeah.
He had more picks than touchdowns. I think he had 17 picks and 13 touchdowns.
Yeah, what was they showed earlier the other day? It was
Yeah,
like 17 and 12 or something.
It wasn't good.
I think you're
bad.
looking at the biggest jump out of all these quarterbacks, and it's going to be with Trevor Lawrence. I think you're going to
agree.
see this. I think
I
you're going to
agree.
see this completely flip,
should,
and I think
yeah,
it's going to be
you
mostly
should.
because of Peterson. I think the system he's bringing in, the experience, the leadership of that locker room,
The
like
visor.
You're hearing Jags players come out. They're like, "This feels like football again." Like last year, we had no clue what was going on.
It was
like
a joke.
and like people have been saying, like, can we even evaluate what Trevor Lawrence did last year? Like, I don't even know how to evaluate it. Like, it was like he was playing with a JV team and a JV
his
coach.
coach was fingering buttholes.
Urban kept
Yeah.
trying to run him all the time, too.
Kicking players. Yeah, I think I'm high on the Jags here. I don't think Jags are going to make playoffs or anything, but I think you're going to see Jacksonville go from a team that was drafting first overall to a team that's going to be. I think they're going to go second in the division. Personally, I think they're gonna.
Second.
I think they're gonna
They're
win.
gonna jump the
sec-
Titans?
I think they jump the Titans this year.
That's bold.
I'm big on Jacksonville this year. I
That's
think Trevor Lawrence is
bold.
going to make a big enough
You
jump.
think they're gonna go second in the division?
I think they're going second in the division.
It's a
this
pretty
year.
horrible division. So.
I could
It's a
see it
bad
because I don't
division.
like Tannehill.
I don't
but
like the
I
Titans.
think the
this
Titans
year.
are still gonna be better than the Jags. Though.
They still got the king.
I could
They
see
still
it.
got-
I
on-
can see it.
I am
I
on the
don't.
Jacksonville bandwagon this year.
Tennessee has a pretty damn good defense.
It's okay.
Defense is-
It's
it's
not
okay.
great.
Defense
Okay, it's
is
not
good.
okay,
front
but
four's
it's
good.
it's
The front
it's,
average.
it's hovering top 10. It's near top 10.
It's,
And they-
close, it's close to the middle of the pack.
I think it's
honestly.
around
And they-
like 16 to 20, something in there. I don't know.
I
I mean, they got pieces on their defense. They got Justin Simmons. They got Kevin Byard.
I
they
think
got-
the revival of coaching is going to make not only with Trevor Lawrence, but this entire team play better. They had such an abysmal year last year that now they're fired up. They're ready to roll for this year. And I don't think there's any doubt, like, Trevor Lawrence is the most talented quarterback in the class from last year. Trevor
Yeah.
Lawrence
Oh,
is
yeah.
one of those prospects that came out and was like,
Oh, he
this
was a
guy
can't-miss
is the
guy.
blue chip
Yeah,
Andrew
yeah.
Luck, Peyton Manning, Joe Burrow-ish
Yeah, he's a lot.
style
He's a lot.
quarterback coming out. Like,
more talented.
we
than
know
Burrow.
he's got the talent. We know he has the leadership. Now they've got him the coach. They've got him a great running back pair. They've got him competent weapons. They've put assets into the team. I think you're looking at a massive jump this year with Lawrence and the Jags.
What about that O line and that defense?
I mean, the O-line is meh. The defense is meh. But I think you're playing in a worse enough division. Your schedule's going to be easy because you were lower in the
They're better
conference.
than the Texans,
AFC
so.
South isn't playing a
Yeah,
super
they're
hard
better than the
division.
Texans.
I think you're going to see them win. I think they could surprise a team. I mean, they beat the Bills last year, which was weird.
Good
That-
God, that was
Remember
really
9-6?
Oh
That
my
was
God!
weird.
I think you're going to see them upset a couple games, and I think you're going to see them at the end of the year winning 7 to 8 games. And I think you're going to see Trevor Lawrence almost pushing for a Pro Bowl nod. Maybe not. Well, maybe not in the AFC. The AFC's got 2 good quarterbacks.
And they're all too good. But he's going to make a
really
huge
bad.
jump.
I mean,
last
he's
year.
definitely. I mean, what's his
He was
odds
bad
for?
last
What's
year.
his odds to win most improved?
It's got to be up there. I'd assume it's up there. Because
Yeah.
I mean, from improvement from where he was to where he can be. I mean, like not to put any weight into the preseason 1-game basket. Trevor Lawrence was really good in that first preseason game.
I mean, man, I think they'll be better, but I still think they're going to be pretty bad, honestly.
I think they're going to
frank
be
with
good.
you.
I think they're going to come out and they're going to make.
I mean,
big
outside of Brandon
improvements this
Scherf,
year.
their O-line's terrible. Yes, they have a few decent, not great receivers. And then, I mean, outside of Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker, who it's to be determined, can you name one guy that starts on their defense?
Still Miles Jack, don't they?
No, the Steelers have him.
And Miles Jack
Oh.
declined actually a lot the past few years.
I don't think he was that good. I just know he was on the team.
He's just fast.
I mean, I'm not
That's
saying
all it
that
is.
they're not going to make the playoffs or anything. I think you're going to see massive improvement, and I think you're going to see a coaching staff get the most out of the team and the most out of the
Yeah.
quarterback.
Well, yeah,
I think Trevor Lawrence is going to have 35 to 4,000 yards passing. I think his touchdown interception ratio is completely going to flip, and he's going to look like that guy we knew he was going to be when he came out of Clemson. I think you're going to see almost like that Andrew Luck trajectory, that like second and third year where Luck really kind of figured it out.
Well, this
And that
year's
team
crucial
started
for him because
rolling.
if he repeats last year, then we're really starting to get worried then.
Absolutely.
And he's
I'm
looking
not
like a
worried
bust.
right now. I think I almost want to scratch last year. I know he was bad, and I know like you
I think
can't
that's
just say it was
very
all
fair.
Urban Meyer, but like I think a
Yeah,
lot of it was
I don't want to
the-
complete. I want to do like a 70% scratch of last year.
Yeah.
I don't want to
He was
completely
bad.
scratch it.
You
'cause
can't completely scratch
because
it.
the eye test and like last year he did not look very good at all. He didn't have
No.
even like Trey Lance, had moments, or even Fields had a few moments where you're like, damn, like
Trevor Lawrence had a few moments.
he had a few, but he also played every game too.
Yeah.
And there was very minimal moments to where you're like, damn, he pops off on the screen right now.
I
Like,
mean,
he looks good.
there's some throws he makes, and you're like, damn, like
No,
that's
you
a
can
laser.
still see it. You still
Mhm.
Yeah.
in spurts.
I'll
but like,
say
I mean,
I'm excited about
What were
him
his
this year, and
stats last year?
I'm excited
Not
about
bad.
Etienne coming
I mean,
back too. I think that's a big.
I think
move.
Etienne's gonna help because that's giving him some comfort from college.
Comfort
And
from
I
college,
think
I think
yeah.
Etienne's going to help.
You're
I just
gonna
don't know
help
how
the
much
running game
he's
in
a
the
running
short-
back. I don't know how much he's going to help though.
But just under
But
pressure,
having
pass out
him
of the
will help.
backfield.
He will help.
Robinson-
But Etienne's not a good pass blocking back either. I said this last part. I think James Robinson's a better running back than Etienne. Like I get like there's
Yeah,
the connection.
I
They're
think
good
I don't
buddies.
know. I mean,
They're
I
good
would
buddies.
say
They
yes,
played
but
at
we
Clemson
haven't
together.
seen Etienne
Haven't
yet.
seen
They're
it.
good buddies. But I know. But I'm just saying, James Robinson's proven that he could be a very good running back in this league.
Yes.
Etienne has it, and like I just don't know how much stock I put in Etienne. Like really,
I'm excited
I mean,
about
running back.
Etienne being
It's been
there.
proven running backs don't really elevate a team that much in today's NFL.
But I think their I think their
He-
connection,
he's gonna
especially.
help. He's going to help. I don't know how much he's really going to
Well,
help
just-
it overall.
I
I
think
mean, just-
short passing and running. I think the duality of having him and James Robinson in the backfield, kind of a thunder and lightning duo in the running game, and then
it
him
takes
helping
pressure
short
off of Trevor.
passing, short passing and short yardage situations out of the backfield plays, dump offs. I think that's going to make a massive increase in some of the debauchery that happened last year with them, where
Well,
there was just no
it's-
clue what was going on.
Especially since he's going to be under pressure a lot. I think just being able to throw out to Etienne in the backfield.
Yeah.
I
I think you have Doug Peterson,
Yeah.
who knows the strengths of his team. He knows where his weaknesses are. He's going to utilize Lawrence's big arm. He's going to use his running backs to their full degree. He's going to use the receivers he has to their
Dude,
talents.
their O line's really bad,
Hmm.
and like
No, I know their
they-
line's not great.
they added Scherf, but they also lost Brandon Linder, who was their best lineman last year. So it was kind of a
Scherf's pretty
subtraction.
good.
But
Scherf's
he's one
still
guard.
pretty
One
good.
guard. Their tackles are both trash. I'm worried about
They
pass
still have
protection.
Cam Robinson.
Cam Robinson was
Robinson-
pretty solid last year.
No,
I
He-
thought.
Cam
he's middle of
Robinson's
the
not
pack.
good.
Yeah, he's middle
He's
of
not
the pack.
good.
I mean,
He's middle
they
of the pack.
tagged him. I mean, he's okay. He's not horrible.
Jawan
He's
Taylor
decent.
had a 60. Jawan Taylor's not good either.
They have
Their
a
O-line, they have their O-line ranked 26 going into this year.
they have an
I think it'll be
upcoming
improved.
tackle,
I
too.
would guess their O line comes in around.
Well, I think just
20th.
coaching alone will help improve it.
That's I
That's the
think
big thing,
I think
yeah.
this team. I don't think they'll be drafting top 5 next season. I think you're going to see them
Top
around
10 though. 8 to 12 range.
I'd say
I'd say-
I'll
I'd say
go as
like
far as say 8 to
11.
14, 15.
I'm
I think
gonna
you
go
could
like
see
11
them
or
push
12.
up to there.
So if you're saying, do you think they could push for like a wild card?
No, I think max they win 8 games.
If they're
But I think
if
they
they're
win.
if
I
they're
think-
pushing 15, 16 pick, then they're pushing
yeah,
wild
no,
card.
that's not in the AFC. They're not.
Could be.
Nah, because AFC, you're gonna have the four teams in the West. You're gonna have 3 teams from the North. You're gonna have the Bills, the Dolphins.
The Jags would beat
even
all
the
the teams that
Patriots,
we
the
had
Colts.
in the bottom tier of the NFC, I think.
Yeah. Like, I would have the Jags if we did
Oh
it.
my
I would
God.
have the Jags with, like, the Lions.
Trevor Lawrence had 9 fumbles last year.
Because Urban
bad
tried to
last
run
year.
him all the
He was
time.
bad.
Urban tried to make him a runner last year, which is just kind of dumb.
I'm excited about Trevor Lawrence this year.
59
I think
completion percentage.
he was bad. Yeah,
12
we know he was bad.
touchdowns, 17 picks.
Yeah, he was terrible. We know he was bad, but
Not as bad. I agree with you. I like him this year too.
I'm big on him this year. I think Jacksonville makes a big leap this year.
I'm
I know you got
I
a
still-
sour taste in your mouth. You drafted him in
I
fantasy
still-
last year.
No, I think Trevor Lawrence is a really good quarterback.
I got Evan Ingram.
I still don't. I just still
touchdown
think.
the other day.
I still
he
think
did.
that I still like with a lot of these guys. I think the system around. I think Peterson's going to help, but I just think a combination of the O line, the okay skill position group, and the shit defense is not a good recipe. I think they're going to win like 5, maybe 6 games.
I am just curious to see with this new culture, this new regime that they're bringing in. I'm
excited. That's
is
the biggest.
massive.
That's the thing I'm
I
excited.
mean, Urban
about.
Meyer he had maybe the worst stretch an NFL head coach has ever had.
He was
He was
terrible.
probably the worst NFL
was-
coach
yeah,
ever.
he-
I mean,
was
4 or
so
5
bad.
games in, he got
So
caught at
bad.
the bar, fucking fingering girls' buttholes. I mean, literally, like, and then they still let him coach after
Some
that.
19-year-old girl that was a Zeta at
his-
fucking
his
Ohio
Florida
State.
State.
Like, at his own shop house.
Yeah.
And then the kicker deal. I mean, regardless, but yeah, I like with that new regime. I mean, there's no reason to think you can't see a totally different Jaguars team. Obviously,
that's
not one that's
what I'm
going to compete like playoff wise, but just a team with something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and I agree. I think they're going to have a lot more pop than last year, but I still think just personnel-wise, they're not a good team.
You're right. No, personnel, they're bottom half of the league. But
And
I
if
think
you have
I think
if you
your
have a
coaching
bottom
combo,
if you have a bottom 8 or 9 personnel roster in the league, I don't care who's coaching your team, you're probably going to be capped at 7, maybe 8 wins.
yeah, that's where I have them at 7-8 wins. I think you'll see. I think they get second in the division.
You're
I think they'll
saying
be
you're
better than
taking
the Titans.
the optimistic outlook for them.
Mhm.
Is what I think it's. I'm taking the pessimistic view of it. I don't think.
I like them this
They're
year.
gonna
I
be
think you're
good.
going to see a locker room revelation. I think you're going to see Trevor Lawrence ball. I'm excited about what they're going to do, and then that brings them into the season after that, where hopefully they'll be pushing for those wild card spot of playoffs, maybe even the division, depending on what the Colts are doing and what the Titans are doing.
So if you're a betting man, are you throwing down a few bucks on Jags to win the division?
No,
No, absolutely
I think the
not.
Colts are going to be really good. I'm excited
Yeah,
about the Colts.
The Colts are going to be.
I
a
think the
good
Colts
team.
are going to win 11, 12 games. I think the Colts are going to be really good.
I like the Colts.
They're a good ball club.
So
I like what they're doing
and
now.
the Colts just
ball club.
physically match up.
And the
I mean,
Colts
they're-
know what
they're
they're
superior.
fucking doing.
The Colts are so
Yeah,
superior.
They have an
talent-wise.
identity.
Yeah,
That's when the Jags.
So I don't think
the
they
Jags
push for
don't.
division.
They still have to get their identity. They don't have an identity.
No.
And that's why, like you said, you take them over the Titans. The Titans have their identity. It's been
It's the
established for
king.
years now.
The king.
It's the king.
Yes.
It's run. We're gonna ground and pound. We're gonna run the ball. Tannehill's gonna hit his little fucking quick check downs.
Yes.
We have Derek fucking Henry.
Yes.
I think that's bold to take the Jags leapfrogging them in the division.
I'll
It is
take them
possible
leapfrogging.
though, because I mean,
I don't-
could see
I
this
don't-
possible.
Titans
Anything's
falling this
possible.
year.
I don't know why. I don't
Anything's
believe.
possible, but I think
We
it's
see
bold.
weird stuff happen each year. I
Yeah.
think this could
Yeah.
be the year we find because everyone each year is like, "Hey, the Titans are the Titans. They're not that good," and they surprise us every year. I think this is finally the year the Titans are what we really think they are, and they come down to earth and win like 7 games.
And they also drafted a
Yeah.
quarterback
8
with the idea like this probably won't last very much longer. That's also
They
why.
took him mid-third though. I mean,
That I
at
mean, he's
point-
got the talent to be a first round talent
He
quarterback.
does, but
they
when you
got
take
him
a
in the
quarterback
third.
mid-third, you're not picking him to
there's
say,
been
okay,
weird
he can,
rumblings from camp.
Exactly.
All offseason
Yeah.
about
But I'm
Malik
saying with the
Willis to-
philosophy of a team, if you're taking a
Tannehill.
quarterback in the third round, you're not taking him. Okay, this is going to be our starter. You're
No.
just throwing a dart. If you're
Yeah.
taking
No.
a quarterback,
But Malik Willis
if you're-
was a guy who
but
was
he
like,
is,
could be a late
but
first
but
round
I'm just
pick.
saying what the league showed and what the Titans showed mid-third round is that's what the league thinks of him. So you're
Right.
not picking him with the idea of this guy's going to replace Tannehill. You're saying maybe
Right.
he could be good, maybe not, whatever. We'll throw a late day two pick on him.
I'm not saying anything about. I think Tannehill is whatever. I
I
think
don't
Trevor.
love
Lawrence.
Tannehill.
I'm not big on-
I think Trevor
I'm not
Lawrence.
big on
I think
Tannehill
Trevor Lawrence
either,
is
yeah.
better than Tannehill.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. But I like the Titans roster a lot more than the Jags.
I mean, outside of Derrick Henry and Jeffrey Simmons, what else do they have other than
Robert Woods, Treylon Burks.
They have a good O line.
No, their O-line's been deteriorating for
Their
a
O-
while.
no,
not-
their
it's not as
O-line.
bad as-
their
It's
O-line-
a run
good
block.
once
It's a
was.
run block O line, not a
It's
pass.
a
It's
lot-
the
block
middle.
O-line.
I bet it's middle of the pack.
It's a lot better than the Jags.
That's true.
So their
I think
O-line,
at the end of the year they could end up.
their O-line here,
decently
dude. They have a
similar.
good O-line. Their O-line on here is what the fuck?
Well, because they run
Who
the
the hell
ball
is
so
it?
well, but they don't pass protect that well. They run the ball very well though.
Well, it's because they got Derrick Henry.
Oh wow, it's
Exactly.
ranked 27th.
Yeah,
Yeah, so maybe it's not
yeah.
great.
I knew it's
Okay,
it's been
but
deteriorating
Taylor
for a while.
Lewan didn't play though last season, so
He hasn't
Yeah,
been
but
playing the
Taylor
past like
Lewan's
2
old.
seasons.
He's getting old.
He's old and
He's
he's
old.
not much. Like I like they're Derrick Henry. Like they don't have a great O line.
It's the king.
We'll see what the receivers do. It's Derrick Henry.
Shit, I'm still curious to see what Derrick Henry's going to be like this year.
That's the thing, Derrick. We know Derrick Henry's been running to the ground for 3.
I
4
think
That
they
years.
said
usage.
he's had 900 carries over the last like 3 or 4 years.
It's
I think
unprecedented.
the
Like,
only
we
it's
guy
talking
really
about, we
insane.
cannot count Derrick Henry out.
No,
until
I'm
he's
not
out.
saying I'm
No,
going
absolutely.
to.
I mean,
absolutely.
we talked about it a couple podcasts. He's still the king. He's the best
Yeah.
running back in the league. But the O line's deteriorating. The defense isn't what it was. I think
The defense is not bad, man.
It's not bad, but it's not anything.
It's not
anyone's
going to
worried
win you
about.
games good. That's what I'll say about
They-
their
they-
defense.
they had
are
stretches
all, they're
last year
Mike
where they're-
Vrabel and
no,
Derrick
they had
Henry.
They have Harold Landry and Jeffrey Simmons. Those two can get after the quarterback.
They are
They
good.
can.
They had
They're
stretches
good.
last year where their defense looked dominant.
I mean, they were the one
And that,
seed
and that,
last
that
year.
playoff was it? Who they play in the playoffs?
Bengals.
Yeah, and their defense.
They
fucking,
sacked Burrow like 9 times.
Tannehill threw like 4 picks.
Yeah.
They almost won that playoff game against the Bengals because of that D line.
Well, they sacked Burrow like
Jeffrey,
8 or 9
I think
times.
Jeffrey Simmons is one of the most underrated players
Absolutely.
in the league too.
Jeffrey
That guy's,
Simmons is
awesome.
that
So is
guy's an
Harold Landry,
all-pro
too.
caliber. He's a monster. Yeah, Harold
Landry's
Landry,
good, too.
Kevin
Harold
Byard,
Landry can be
too.
11, 12 sack guy.
Yeah.
Like they signed Bud Dupree too. I mean, he was hurt, but if he's healthy, he could throw in another fucking 9, 10 sacks.
Yeah. I think they regress, and I think Jacksonville makes the push up
Yeah.
to
I think they
second
regress
spot.
too. I don't want to. I'm not ready to put that. Yeah, you want to.
I'll go bold and take them.
All right, I'm gonna go through Trey Lance pretty quick because we've spent a lot more time on this than I thought we were going to. But I like Trey Lance. I think he's gonna take this team to the playoffs.
All aboard the hype train.
Yeah,
Did
all
you see
aboard
the
hype
throw?
train here.
Did y'all see the throw he had?
I saw the throw.
I
saw the
didn't.
throw.
I actually
That touchdown
didn't.
from
I actually
yesterday?
didn't see
It was
the
a-
throw.
it was
Laser.
beautiful.
Laser.
A
I mean, he was.
laser.
Yeah.
The receiver was open.
But it was.
But
It was
anyway-
It was a
beautiful throw.
laser.
It was
Feet
75
planted, or
yards.
was he on the
yeah.
move or?
I think he was starting to roll out, and
And then he
just
set his
ripped it
feet.
Dart.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
he
was
set
like a
his feet and
75-yard
launched it.
touchdown.
Like you remember
Yeah,
that
I mean-
touchdown to Debo last year when he played for a little bit?
Yeah.
It was literally the same
Yeah.
thing, like wide open,
Yeah.
but he set his feet and just launched that thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's got Shanahan around him. He's got great weapons around him, and I think he's got like top 5 talent. Like just everything he has, if he can put it together, he does have it. And I see him finishing the year as probably around top 15 quarterback, probably average, and probably playing a lot better towards the back half of the year. And I don't think there's any reason, if everything pops, that we're not looking at him as maybe a fringe top 10 guy. So,
Yeah.
I mean, he's also in the best situation the guys we're talking about, by far. Like, not even close.
Yeah, it's not even debatable.
And he might have, you can make the argument for Lawrence, but he might have the most talent.
Mhm.
Just his ability to run, too, it's amazing.
Yeah.
So, I think sounds like we all agree here.
I'm all aboard the Niners side.
Same here.
Yeah,
They know
I-
what they know what they're
I think
doing.
the Niners are going to be really good.
They know John Lynch knows what he's doing too, so
Yeah.
that helps.
Facts.
All right, just one quick question. If they gave an award for the best second-year quarterback, who would win this year?
Trey Lance or Trevor Lawrence.
I'm going Trey
going
Lance.
Trey Lance.
I'm going
Yeah,
Trey
I'm saying
Lance.
Trey Lance too.
The
'cause the
situation's
situation.
too good.
Yeah.
Purely because of the situation.
Well,
He's set up for
I'm-
success.
But I feel like Lawrence could have better stats overall.
Definitely.
That
Definitely.
is.
I think he's going to pass way more.
But then
if
if
Lawrence
Lance
is on a
has-
6-11 team and Lance
Yes.
is on a
Yeah.
11-6,
And
Right.
Lance is also going to have the rushing stats too, which will propel him.
Yeah.
So, no, I'd probably go with Lance as well. All right, moving on, plowing ahead. Everyone did their top 5 defenses in the National Football League. T-Bone, we're going to start with you.
Alrighty. All right, so I got 2 honorable mentions. First one's Chargers. We've already discussed this, but they have the talent on paper to where this defense could make the biggest year-to-year jump in recent memory. My second honorable mention, y'all might question this one, but I have the Eagles.
I like that.
The Eagles.
Yeah, I like
they were
it.
ranked.
Yeah.
Their defense was ranked 18th last year in scoring, so it was middle of the pack. But Brandon Graham only played 2 games last year. They had a James Bradbury.
Jordan fucking Davis.
I think James Bradbury, before last season, when
was
he was
awesome.
the one, he
He
was
was good.
awesome. But I think he got asked to do too much. Now you have Slay as the one. You put Bradbury 2. I think that's a hell of a tandem right there.
Yep.
You put Jordan Davis in the middle.
That front seven.
You got Jordan Davis, Javon Hargrave, Brandon Graham coming back from only playing 2 games last year. Fletcher Cox,
Coxman.
Hassan Reddick. Hassan Reddick is probably my favorite signing of the offseason. Hassan Reddick was 8th in pass rush win rate last year. That guy can fucking get sacks, man. And now you have Fletcher Cox, Jordan Davis, Javon Hargrave inside, and you have Hassan Reddick and Brandon Graham rushing the passer from outside.
Kobe Dean in the middle.
Kobe Dean and those 2 beasts
they have
on the corners.
They have Josh
Like,
Sweat and Barnett still, who are better backups than any team.
who are good
Yeah.
depth pieces. Yeah.
Yep.
Like their front seven's nasty.
dirty.
And then you have a lockdown one like Slay, and then I think James Bradbury is like a perfect number 2 to
Did
pair
y'all-
with him. Safety's their only questionable spot, but if you have the pass rush that's on paper, their pass rush is fucking scary, man. Like I said, I think Hassan Reddick is probably one of the most underrated edge rushers.
Did
in
y'all
the league right
did y'all
now.
happen to see the video of Jordan Davis at the scrimmage or in practice the
Yeah,
other day?
bullying that.
That
guy.
was
throwing the
so-
lineman
that guy
back.
was probably like a third stringer, but that is absolutely terrifying. You put that
Yeah.
motherfucker next to Fletcher Cox. So
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
But yeah, they're my top 5. At my 5th, I have the Packers. Their defense was ranked 13th last year. Not great, but solid. And they're missing Jared Alexander for
was
most of
out.
the year. And now they have Preston Smith, Kenny Clark, Devondre Campbell, all pro. They drafted Quay Walker. They got the other linebacker, the Rashawn Gary. I mentioned this on another pod too, but I think their front seven is also nasty as hell. And kind of a big thing I look at too here when I was making this list is I'm almost basing it off too of if this team's
Potential.
offense can keep the defense off the field,
Yeah.
and let the defense rest.
Yep.
That's going to elevate the defense,
and that's
gonna
what
give
makes
them
the
a big
Eagles
energy
scary.
boost.
That's what makes them
The
scary.
Eagles scary, but even like the Packers too. Like I feel like most of it cool. If you have a good offense, that's going to help your defense dramatically.
Yeah,
But
chew the
then on
clock
secondary, they have
offenses.
Amos, Savage, Jair, very good defense. Number 4, I have the
Devondre.
Bucks. The Bucks defense was 5th ranked last year. Since they've got Brady, they've had a solid ass defense. Another team with a scary front seven, and they add Hakeem Hicks now, who in his last healthy season was like an all-pro caliber player, like that. And then like same thing again with Brady. They're going to run the ball. They're going to put their defense in favorable spots. And then on the back end, you got Antoine Whitfield coming to year 3, Carlton Davis. They added Logan Ryan. They got pieces everywhere. This defense is not lacking any talent, and they're in a great spot. My third defense, this is probably my most controversial defense, is the 49ers. And the 49ers, where I am worried, their secondary is a little suspect. If Jason Verrett can finally stay healthy, that's going to be a huge boost. They added Charvarius Ward, who's a very solid cornerback. But their front seven and their D-line is just so fucking good. And we saw the full peak of that potential last year in the playoffs with Nick Bosa, Eric Armstead. Javon Kinlaw is only going to get better. Fred Wagner is probably the best linebacker in the league. If that front seven can play like they did in the playoffs and late last season, it doesn't even matter who's in that secondary. Like that front seven alone is going to make that defense so nasty, and I'm very high on their defense this year. My second ranked defense is the Saints. They were the 4th ranked defense last year. They added Tyrann Mathieu and Marcus May. Yes, they lost Marcus Williams, but they more than upgraded their safety spot with
Where'd
Tyrann
Marcus Williams go?
Jets, right?
Jet. Or, I thought it was Raven.
No, he is a Raven.
Yes.
He is a Raven. Yeah.
Yeah. But they more than upgraded that with Tyrann Mathieu and Marcus May. They have Cameron Jordan. Like their defense is great, and I think they're going to be in a situation too where the Saints, they're going to want to try to milk the clock, run the ball, quick checkdowns with Jameis. And I think it's insane too how the Saints defense was ranked 4th last year, considering how much that defense had to play on the field with who they had at quarterback. And now they're going to have Jameis and Foreman, who they have Trevor Siemian and Taysom Hill. Like that defense was having to play its ass off last year, and it was still in the top 4. 4th lowest average QB rating allowed, the 3rd lowest TD rate, and opponents averaged the lowest amount of yards per rush.
Marshawn Lattimore.
Marshawn Lattimore,
corner.
yeah. I mean,
Marcus May, Matthew this season.
Mario Davis.
Yeah.
Like this defense has been playing together for a while. They're gelled. They have Dennis Allen, who's a good defensive-minded coach. This defense is come ready to play, and they're a great defense. And then my number one, I don't really know how you can even argue this as number one. They were the number one defense last year in the league. They're probably the best defense on paper. In a favorable situation is the Bills. Added Von Miller. Tre'Davious White barely played. They're the only defense, I think, that – not the only one, but they're the most complete to where at all three levels. On the D-line, you have Ed Oliver. You have Gregory Rousseau, who's going to get better. You have Von Miller. At linebacker, you have Devondre Campbell – or not Devondre Campbell. You have Matt Milano. You have – what's his name? Edmonds. Secondary, they have Jordan Poyer, you have Tre'Davious White, you have Micah Hyde, and they have Doug McDermott.
And they
one of the best defensive coaches in the league.
And they drafted that corner in the first round this year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so they were the top-rated defense last year. Josh Allen's going to put them in favorable situations. They're my number one. Von Miller's going to put them. The Bills are fucking scary this year. They're very scary.
I think they're winning it this year, personally.
I'd bet on the Bills.
I mean, that's why they're the favorite.
Yeah, what do y'all think about that, though?
My only thing is, I'm just about the 49ers. I feel like was their defense like that dominant last year?
In the
playoffs,
I know
towards
the
second half it was.
It was the 9th ranked defense last year.
Well, they really sped that up in the second half.
Yeah, the second half, their defense was top 5.
Okay.
Nick Bosa also didn't play a lot of last year, too.
Yeah.
And I think Nick Bosa arguably is the best edge rusher in the league.
He's up there.
He's up there, especially as a young pass rusher, too.
I think, him and TJ Watt you could put them A and B type of deal.
Shit, I mean, Joey Bosa's up there, too, when he's healthy, but him and his brother are pretty much on the same level already.
I think Nick's better than Joey.
Joey's awesome.
Yeah, Nick will be better, but I'm saying as of right now, they're about on the same level in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously, the Niners. I'm gonna have the Niners higher than most people, but I think I swear to God, whenever your Giants won it way back in the day with JPP, Justin Tuck, and all those boys, I remember when I was like fucking 8, I was like, y'all made the wild card, and I was like, the Giants are going to win it. Like, their fucking D-line's just crazy. Yep. And ever since then, it's like, if I see a D-line that just collapse an offensive line, I don't care about, obviously, there's certain factors, but if the D-line's that crazy good, the defense you could have.
Well, it makes your corners so much better.
Yeah, you could throw fucking nickels and dimes at your cornerbacks and safety. Like, your defense is going to be scary if you
had shitty corners.
But it didn't matter. Y'all went 9.
Corey Webster.
He was solid.
Y'all still won the Super Bowl. Y'all beat Brady, and y'all win 9. Yeah, if that D line can get hot.
Yeah.
No, I mean, absolutely. I mean, I think just 3's a little high on my book. But hey, Big E, you want to go?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll start with my honorable mentions. So to start off my honorable mentions, I have the Ravens, purely because last year there was an injury-railed season. They're known for developing defensive players. They have a lot of good, solid pieces. Owe on the edge was a force last year, and it was his first year. They lost Marlon Humphrey. They added Marcus Williams. They have a very good – they know what they're doing. They're usually a defensive-minded team. So I got them as an honorable mention, only because there's still some holes because they are a younger defense still. Next, I have the Steelers, purely because they've been leading the league in sacks the past 3 years. That's what they do. And if you're able to get pressure on the quarterback, you'll be able to make a difference in games. And we see it come playoff time. If you have a horrible line and you have a pass rush that's killer, it can make a huge difference. Although Burrow did make a difference against that when he played. However, that was a close game still. And then lastly, I have the Chargers as an honorable mention purely because of the additions they made. I would love to put them in the top 5 in terms of talent, but until I see it and can believe it, I have them as an honorable mention. Then to start off my top 5, I have the Pats at number 5. Just because this is Belichick, he knows what he's doing, defensive-minded. Patriots franchise was built off of defenses. So with that in mind, I can't cap them off. They got Judon. They have a great secondary still. They might have lost J.C. Jackson. They won't get as many turnovers. But Belichick's knows what he's doing, and he's going to be able to coach that defense. Next, I have the Rams at 4. This is a little one that I was iffy on. However, when I thought about it, the fact that they have arguably 3 of the best players at the 3 levels, they have Aaron Donald, the best defensive lineman in the league. You have Bobby Wagner, who is still up there as the best middle linebacker in the league. And then you have Jalen Ramsey in the back end as a lockdown corner, and also did a little bit of star play last year where he was playing in the box, playing in the slot, doing whatever they needed. He almost plays like a safety, but he's a lockdown corner. And then Jordan Fuller, too, who is in that secondary, is an emerging player that they really like a lot in camp, from what I've been reading. And so from that, he's an Ohio State guy, too. So he was very talented. He just was underdrafted. So I have them at 4 purely because of how the levels of the talent they have in those units is the top 3, I think, are the best 3. Not the entire unit, but in terms of if you were just to pick the best player on the defensive line and secondary, the Rams might have 2 out of 3 on that. And then next, I have the Packers at 3. They were an amazing defense last year. Devondre Campbell was a fantastic addition for them, too. And then also with that, they were missing Jair Alexander, who's one of the best corners in the NFL also. He's coming back. They got the most out of his secondary were Rasul Douglas, who just revitalized his career from going over to Green Bay. He was made a solid piece that teams actually might want to covet in terms of getting a corner. And so that's why I have them at 3. Second, I have the Saints. You can't go wrong with the Saints. They added Marcus May. They added Marcus Williams. They have Demario Davis. They got Cam Jordan. For what I've been hearing around camp, Logan Hall is absolutely killing it right now for them too. And then Peyton Turner's an emerging physical presence as they have. They have Davenport, who's an up-and-coming pass rusher. So they have the tools. They're always consistent. They get Brady Fitz. So if you can get Brady Fitz, you can be in my top 5 any day. And then lastly, I have the Bills at number 1. Number 1 defense, like we said, Tre'Davious White barely even played last year. You add Von Miller. Gregory Rousseau's at 6'7", 270-pound Ed Threats defensive end. That's absolutely terrifying. He gets off the ball as fast as some like 6'3", 250 ends, and he's a monster. Then you have Ed Oliver in the middle, who moves like – he's not Aaron Donald, but he moves as fast as Aaron Donald in terms of the physical buildup of how he plays. Super fast, super twitchy, can get past the defensive lineman before they get their feet set. And then that secondary that they had, adding Tre'Davious White, adding the first-round rookie they got, having Jordan Poyer, having all those weapons in the back end, there's no reason they shouldn't be number 1. And having Von Miller be the captain of that defense to just make it even better with that Super Bowl experience. So that's why I got them at 1.
Yeah. The only thing I'm not as high on the Steelers defense, I feel like, as most people.
That's why they were honorable for me. But yeah, honorable.
Yeah. They were ranked 20th last year in scoring. Their defense really wasn't that good. They were one of the worst defenses against the run. Like, the reason they, looked good on paper is because of TJ Watt, and they also caused a lot of turnovers. And I kind of put them in like the Cowboys group. And why I'm not high on the Cowboys either is like I don't like defenses that are super high on turnovers, because it's hard to replicate that year in and year out when you're reliant on fumbles and picks and all these turnovers. And like, if you lose TJ Watt, the Steelers defense, you have Cameron Hayward, TJ Watt, and then Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Devin Bush too.
Devin Bush back.
You got Devin Bush. He was out last year.
Devin Bush was out for like 2 years.
He was out all last year.
But that guy's a player right there.
That guy's been out forever. That guy, he had one of the worst knee injuries we've seen in a while. And they got Miles Jack, who is not that good anymore. Miles Jack has regressed dramatically.
But as a second linebacker,
he's average.
As a second linebacker,
I would not put any faith into Devin Bush, though, dude. He had a terrible knee injury.
Their corners?
He's been out 2 years.
They signed Levi Wallace from the Bills, but I think that's like their number 1 corner.
Yeah, Minkah's their only good piece in the secondary.
Yeah.
They're honorable because of their pass rush, in my opinion, because that wins you games with the pass rush.
Yeah, no, and I said,
turnovers.
I know it can.
Yeah,
turnovers are hard to replicate, but you win the turnover battle, you typically win the game.
Yeah,
and so I know they're hard to replicate, but if your defense does force turnovers,
and that's why they're honorable.
A lot of games.
That's why they're honorable for me, Coles, because the numbers last year are not good. That's why I wasn't putting them in the top 5, but I have them as an honorable mention. They're the first honorable mention because of the lack of a strong corner unit, but also Steelers just developed defensive players too.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying because I know a lot of people probably would have them like in their top 5.
Yeah, I didn't put them in there. They're an honorable mention. So, but
yeah,
they know what they're doing with defensive players, and they've been successful with them.
They got Tomlin. Yeah,
so that's why I had them honorable.
Yeah, don't hate it. Kind of like it.
Kind of like it.
Kind of like it.
Buzzsaw.
All right, I'm going to keep this one short. Most of the same teams we've already said, we've already explained. I agree. Pretty much everything. So I'm going to keep this short. We'll just keep it moving. Right. Honorable mention, Chargers, exact same reason. You could argue that at the end of the year, the Chargers could have the number 1 defense. Let's see how the additions do. Let's see how the pass rush does. But just because of that, I'll keep them in honorable mention, keep them out of top 5. I have the Steelers too in honorable mention. Like you said, TJ Watt, the pass rush, Minka. And like you were saying about the turnovers, like I know turnovers, they're hard to replicate. But like I was saying, like turnovers win games. Like that's one of the main stats that like produces wins. It's like, did you win the turnover battle? Did you convert on third down? Like those are the stats that you look at when you're like, okay, that's why that team's.
I just don't like it when defense is relying on turnovers.
Sure, but they also have arguably the top 3 pass rush too.
I mean, it's been number 1 in sacks the past 3 years.
TJ Watt makes it that.
Yeah,
but my thing too is I just goes back to like top heavy, like, and that's my. I love depth, and I don't like being very reliant on one piece. To where it's like, if they did lose TJ Watt, like their defense,
and you saw what happened.
Probably one of the worst
when they lost TJ Watt.
But it's same like if the Rams lost Aaron Donald,
and that's why I'm not high on the Rams either.
Yeah, I keep them in honorable mention. One, and they have Tomlin. Like Tomlin is your coach. He's gonna bona fide your defense, everything. They got one of the best pass rushers. They create turnovers. I saw them in honorable mention. I got the Cowboys in honorable mention too. This is a Micah factor and probably a little bias factor.
He is a monster.
One, we have arguably the best defensive player in the league. We have a defense that takes the ball away. The Cowboys, they don't have like stars. I mean, they have Diggs. You can think whatever you want about Diggs. He is one of the best interception, go get the ball corners. Maybe his lockdown one-on-one skills aren't as, great as Jalen Ramsey or, Trevon White or Tre'Davious White. But the Cowboys defense takes the ball away. They have one of the best defensive players in the league. They still have DeMarcus Lawrence. They have Van Der Esch in the middle. They have Javon Kearse. Javon Kearse was great last year.
He hit so fucking hard too.
He was PFF ranked like top 5 for safeties. You have Diggs.
That fucker will light you up.
And reports out of camp, they've all said like defense is way ahead of the offense. Like I think this year if the Cowboys are going to be good, it's going to be because of the defense carrying them, which is scary. But that's I think the Cowboys defense will be better than the offense this year. Going into the top 5, I have the Packers. I think losing Zadarius Smith is a knock on them. Y'all are right. Like, they're loaded at every position. All 3 levels, they've got players. Javondre Campbell was awesome last year for them. Jared Alexander was out last year. He's back. You still have Amos. You have, Kenny Clark. You have everything up front. I got them at 5. I have the Niners at 4. Same thing. Niners secondary is rough, but that front 7 is disgusting.
They know what they're
you
doing.
Can get after the quarterback like that. Yeah. And you saw it last year. Like, despite the secondary not being good, you saw the impact of having that front 7 and almost winning the NFC Championship. Yeah. You saw them hold Green Bay to 7
they were
points
right fucking
at home
they were right
in Lambeau, playing in weather that the Packers want to play in. They shut down the run. They completely obliterated Rodgers.
I also
sheerly because of their front 7.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I also think that's crazy. No, you got the California guys who have never seen snow in their fucking life unless they played in up there in college days. The fact that they beat Green Bay with their defense at the same time, you
remember the weather in that game?
It was so horrible.
It was like minus 10 and snowing, and that was like. If there was ever a game, the Packers are like, we have a humongous home field advantage. It's that game.
Yeah,
you're playing a San Francisco team.
I just wanted to bring that up.
How much do you think nowadays, though, weather is an advantage? I feel like because a guy like Aaron Rodgers,
I think it depends on your quarterback. I think your quarterback. Like if you have a strong arm quarterback, Big Ben, I think
Josh Allen's the perfect
quarterback. Like Mahomes, and he can run, guys who like Justin Herbert. Like that's the thing. Like the Chargers are obviously a West Coast California team, but it's like bring the Chargers out to Foxborough in a cold game. Herbert's still going to sling that thing. Yeah. He's got the gun to do it. Now bring the Eagles there, make Jalen Hurts throw through the wind and the snow and the rain.
Not going
to work out well. Same thing with Dak. I think you can make the argument you bring Dak up there, it's going to be an issue. No. So Niners at 4. I got the Rams at 3. I have the Rams at 3 strictly because you have Ramsey and Aaron Donald and Bobby Wagner. Like you can go through if you give me a top 3 on any defense. I think that top 3.
I agree with that, Bez. Yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking.
You have the best. You have the best defensive player in the league in Aaron Donald. You have the best secondary player in the league, Jalen Ramsey, and you've had the best middle linebacker in the league the last 6 years, Bobby Wagner. Maybe he's taken a little bit of a step back.
Still up top.
He's still
5.
Top 5 middle linebacker, and that's at each level of your defense. So you have a leader for each of those position groups, each of those levels of your defense. I got the Rams at 3, Bills at 2. Tre'Davious White's coming back. Von Miller's getting added. The defense was awesome last year. Everyone else y'all said Ed Oliver, Matt Milano. The safeties are great. Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer. defense is loaded, and you got McDermott at the helm, keeping it all together, keeping a tight ship. Bills' defense is going to be great to go along with the offense. They're going to be wreaking havoc all year. Number 1, I got the Saints. I think the Saints. I mean, all y'all all had Saints at like 2 or 3.
I had Saints at 2.
I had the Saints at 1. Their defense was awesome last year. They're bringing everyone back. Now they lost Marcus Williams. They replaced him with Marcus May, and then added arguably one of the best playmakers on defense in Tyrann Mathieu, which I think that's kind of what they were lacking last year. Like they're sound defensively, but they don't have the guy that can go out and like go get the interception, punch the ball out, which is that's what Tyrann Mathieu makes his money on, is being that kind of guy and being like that Swiss Army knife on defense. Yeah. You got Cam Johnson, Davenport on your edges, Demario Davis, another badass middle linebacker anchoring the run game, anchoring the middle of the field, and a great secondary. Then led by Dennis Allen, who's been there for God knows how long, keeping the same system. Now he's the head coach.
And then
I got Saints at 1.
Also with that too, it's like because for how shitty the Saints offense was last year, that defense had to play more, and they were fully capable of playing more. So it's one of those things where the offense is better this year, and they're going to have to be on the field hopefully less than they were last year, and they're still going to be as solid. So that's why I got them at 2, but I mean I could put them at 1 if I wanted to also. There's like a strong,
I feel like Bills Saints.
I had them at 2 too.
I think Bills Saints.
It's just a unanimous 1 2.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the biggest. Yeah, the fact that they had Trevor Siemian and Taysom Hill at QB, like
Ian Book,
atrocious offense, like that defense.
They're all the field all day.
That defense was on the field so much.
Yeah, you could have done
that's the thing too. Like defenses get tired when they're out there playing and play off and to bust their ass, and like this defense did not falter or blink an eye.
They were holding it. They were giving.
I think
a
game that perfectly explains what they were in last year was the Cowboy game. You remember that Cowboy game where we played the Saints, and it was like 13-10 through the first like 3 quarters, and our offense had like 10 drives, and they had like 6.
Yeah. Well, I think we had
thrown
like,
a ball into the stands.
We had like 2 or 3 turnovers too, and it didn't matter. Like the
Taysom Hill, he had like 4 picks that game, and it was like 13. It was a close game going into the fourth quarter, it was low scoring, and then we ended up scoring like 2 or 3 touchdowns in the fourth to blow it open. But it was like, give that team a capable offense that doesn't like throw the ball into the dirt and go 3 and out every play.
Their defense
is
scary.
Yeah.
So
no, I like that a lot, Bez. I gotta agree with you on that. I agree with that a lot, honestly.
All right. I mean, I'm just not going to talk about the same teams over and over again, rehash the same stuff. So I'm just going to, I have like 6 teams, my honorable mentions, because I feel like there are a lot of teams.
There's a lot of, like the Ravens, Patriots, a lot of teams that you can
my honorable mention, because I just feel like these teams all have chances to be top 5 defenses, and that's the Steelers, Colts, Chargers, Pats, Eagles, Niners. So
Eagles one was a good one.
Yeah. They all deserve their respect. And my list is just, I got Packers 5, Rams 4, Bucks 3, Saints 2, Bills 1. I have the Bucks higher than y'all.
I kind of forgot about the Bucks, honestly.
Where'd you put the Bucks?
3.
Okay, I had them at 4.
You look at their.
I just feel like the Bucks second.
My only thing with the Bucks too is they're aging.
I mean,
they're aging.
Carlton Davis and Antoine Winfield, those are both two solid
bad
players.
Is Carlton Davis that good?
He's pretty
good.
He is.
So is
Winfield's a beast.
Winfield's like I said, but he's more of a run. He's like a run, like heavy.
But their front seven.
It's insane. Vita Vea, Akeem Hicks, JPP, Shaq Barrett, Levante.
They lost JPP.
Where'd he go? Did they cut him?
I don't think he got signed.
Oh, that's tough. And then, then Levante David, Devin White next to each other.
You got to come back to
their front seven is
victory.
Their run defense is
because you can't run the ball at all.
No.
And then they have Shaq Barrett, and now they added. They have Shaq Barrett on the edge.
Oh, who's that guy they drafted last year?
Hicks can get after the quarterback too.
Yeah, Tyron Shinka.
I just think the Bucks. You have a minor concern in the secondary. I think you saw that they got exposed a little bit in the secondary last year, and I think you're relying a lot on your pass rush if it's all on Shaq.
My only thing with the Bucks,
I think Shaq Barrett's good. He's a good pass rusher, but it's like if he's your ace pass rusher and you don't have like a suitable, capable second pass rusher, I think that could be an issue.
I mean, Akeem Hicks can get out. He can collapse the pocket after the quarterback if he's healthy.
Yeah, but how many sacks?
He won't get sacks, but he causes enough pressure to where you have to worry about him. If that makes sense.
I think Hicks and Vita Vea.
Vita Vea
might be the best D tackle in the league. So
yeah,
Vita Vea is awesome, but Vita Vea doesn't really do much pass.
But no, I'm saying those two guys open up the edges.
Exactly.
Yes, because you have to collapse on.
To where that Joe Tryon Shanika guy's gonna get 1-on-1s all day. If he can just be decent, he's gonna have favorable.
And he's a pass rush specialist too. So that's kind of what he does.
And Devin White and Levante David, like that's a scary.
Levante David,
coach now.
No, it's Todd Bowles.
Is Lovie Smith still there?
Lovie Smith is
Lovie
with
Smith's
the
with the
Texans. He's the Texans
Zans,
head
man.
coach.
I thought that
You're confusing Todd Bowles for Lovie Smith.
Oh shit!
Todd
yeah,
Bowles
Todd
is their
Bowles.
head coach.
Yeah,
Yeah, Todd
sorry.
Bowles head coach.
Sorry. Yeah,
But hey,
Todd
they
Bowles.
also added Logan Ryan. It's a good
Yeah,
veteran
yeah,
safety.
yeah.
Veteran
Logan
safety,
Ryan.
yeah.
Veteran safety.
And that'll help Winfield get better too in the long
I mean, yeah,
run.
their secondary's like not bad. They have decent talent.
Jamal
in the
Dean's
secondary.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Murphy Bunting's all right. They're all just
Yeah,
young.
yeah,
Murphy
yeah.
Bunting. Yeah.
They're just young.
Yeah, I think unanimous. Yeah, I think unanimous. Bill Saints are the top
Yeah.
two.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. I'm glad we're all
dogs.
smart enough to
I think
agree
we're all
on
high
that.
on the Saints too.
We
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
Yes, we are. And the Niners. Those seems to be the two teams we're high on, and the Eagles to a certain degree.
Yeah.
Yeah, to a degree.
All right,
And the
do we want
Jags.
and the Jags? Do we want to run through these real quick? Just each do our top five. Just
I mean, we can probably just cut it.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just
Fine
go
by
to
me.
the next.
We can cut it in the clips. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Just go to
Okay.
the next.
All right.
Go, buddy.
We got college football.
Let's
next.
go!
We are
back!
introducing this.
Wreck 'em.
I'm not gonna. I mean, we're gonna go through the Texas schedule, the Texas Tech schedule, and the Arkansas schedule.
I know week 2 for Texas is a dub. You can pencil that one in right now. Nick Saban's gonna get his ass kicked back to Tuscaloosa after.
And we're back.
Burned.
All right. Next, we're gonna talk a little college football. I know you guys got some topics on your mind. So, what's tickling your balls?
Texas is back. Woo! Yeah, baby.
Never heard that before.
That's a first.
Are you taking Texas plus 5K to win it?
I don't know about that. I'm taking them to win in Austin on September 11th.
Hey, all you Razorback
September
fans out there,
10th?
9/11?
No, 10th, 10th.
Oh, okay.
Why would
Woo, piggy.
Jesus?
Sark
Oink,
Attack's
oink,
gonna
motherfucker.
kick Nick Saban's butt back to Tuscaloosa week 2.
Real bold Texas Tech Red Raiders plus 50 grand live.
Oh my God!
50 grand.
There's some crazy bastard in Lubbock making that bet. You know
bet
that.
your ass there
There's
is.
a crazy bastard in Houston making that bet. Not even in Lubbock.
You tip miners plus 250K. You tip it.
You tip it. All right. So realistically, college football. I mean, I know you got a hard on for Arch.
Yes,
so.
I do. You're damn right.
So
Damn right.
So with, I mean, he made a verbal commitment, right? He didn't sign officially, right? It was just
He
verbal.
can't sign until next spring.
But I mean, it's verbal. He could still get up and leave.
He's playing his senior year. I mean, like the verbal commitments for one thing, like
They're
he's-
kinda scary.
He's a Manning.
Yeah,
Mannings
he
don't
is
go
a
back
Manning.
on their word.
He is a man.
They're formal. They're proper Southern.
Yes.
Like they're like you. Their word means something. I'm not worried about.
That's fair.
Now,
That's true.
now. If let's say
Texas
let's
shits
say
their pants.
Alabama beats us 90-8 on week 2, and then Texas wins
possibility.
like 4 games, then I wouldn't, totally crucify him. Yeah, that'd be bad.
What's the alternate
I'd be
spread
real
on that?
bummed.
Really bad.
I'd be real bummed about that one.
I don't think
let's
we could
say
talk about Texas for a month.
if Texas were to go like 4-8 and we only beat like Kansas, which would be a big win for Texas because apparently we can't beat Kansas.
Hey, Kansas is
Maybe
back.
we beat a couple teams. I wouldn't, crucify Arch if he's like, yeah, I want to go to Ohio State. Yeah, but like the state, like the ideal trajectory, I'm not too worried about Arch's going back on his
Yeah.
word. The ideal trajectory for Texas is you got Quinn Ewers, perfect prospect, one of the only perfect prospects ever. Texas has actually had 3 of them.
Vince, baby.
Oh yeah.
It has. Well, he also hasn't been like great in practice.
Well, I
He's
mean,
still
they're- I mean-
competing with Hudson Card.
I mean, they were saying that if Ewers and Manning came out of the same class, that Ewers would have been more highly recruited.
Well, they were both perfect prospects. They were like actually like they had 100 out of 100.
Well, Arch is a Manning, so
Yeah.
they're all perfect.
But I mean, so like
Except for Cooper.
the
Sorry,
ideal, yeah, and Arch
Sorry, Cooper.
or whatever. What's
Sorry,
the dad?
Coop.
Arch.
No, what's the dad?
Arch.
Oh, Archie. Yeah.
It's Arch.
It is Arch. Yeah. No, but like the ideal trajectory is like Quinn Ewers comes in, does what he's supposed to do, balls out, is the prospect we all thought he was. Arch comes in, ideally red shirts his first year. Quinn Ewers starts year 2, does amazing, ends up being a top whatever pick in the draft. Then Arch comes in as a redshirt freshman and has 2 seasons at Texas. That's the ideal trajectory for the quarterbacks that are coming in there. And I mean,
That's how it was for
possible.
How's Paul feel about all this Texas?
Oh, buddy, Paul's ready to go. He's excited.
Paul's
He's ready to kick some. He's ready to kick some Sooner ass this year.
Big Mike's all over that shit too, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, Big Mike's all over that shit. Yeah.
Well, we're talking about Texas. I got their schedule up right in front of me.
Give it to me.
I'm gonna go ahead and go through every game. You tell me win or lose. All right.
I
Let's see what
will.
you're doing. Okay. Good push.
You don't have to bother. I can just tell you 13-0 if you want. But
Week 1, September 3rd in Austin.
yeah,
The ULM Warhawks come to Austin.
give me the Longhorns.
Give me the horns.
Week 2.
Was it not on that whole time? I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Anyways, besides Paul.
That is important.
All right, we're gonna restart. Week 1, University of Louisiana Monroe Warhawks.
Warhawks.
Give me the horns.
Warhawks, though, coming to
Week
play.
2, the Crimson Tide.
Give me the horns by 50.
Okay,
Give me Bama.
No, you can come back on your word.
No,
No,
give
he
me
was
Bama.
fucking around.
Horns by 3.
Horns by. I can give you a touchdown. No, I'm taking
He's
Bama.
picking horns.
I'm picking Bama. 1-1.
If your father sees this,
He's gonna be real pissed.
Okay, Week 3.
your ass is grass,
He's gonna
buddy.
stick his foot so far up my ass, it's gonna be bad.
You're gonna be on a wild.
Yeah, I'm
All right,
being,
no longer my
be in the ICU for a week after that one.
no longer a Besney. All right, Week 3, the UTSA Roadrunners come
Give
to
me a
Austin.
dub. Give me the horns.
Week 4, they're going to Lubbock to play the Texas Tech Red Raiders.
Tech's winning that game.
I Texas Tech alum. I
Is anyone
love
keeping
Tech.
track of this?
I am.
Tech's
I
winning it.
love
Tech's-
Tech. Horns by a lot.
Oh,
Next, the West Virginia.
they're winning that shit.
Next, the West Virginia
I need to go back to
Mountaineers
college football
are in
game.
Austin.
Give me a dub. 4-1.
The Sooners at the Cotton Bowl.
Give me the horns. Fuck the Sooners.
We have them at like 6-1,
Yep.
5-1.
5-1. Iowa State Cyclones in Austin. Iowa State always.
Iowa State gives us a good. Now we're in Austin. Give me dub.
Well, you got yours.
6-1.
Come on, I don't even think
Oklahoma State Cowboys in Stillwater.
Give me. I'll take Oklahoma State.
All right,
They're
off.
good.
Dude, I know.
They're good.
Then the
gonna
Wildcats.
How y'all gonna win the Natty?
We'll get there. Don't worry about it.
And then the Kansas State Wildcats in Kansas.
Give me a dub.
Coach Schneider might have.
7-2.
Coach Schneider has y'all's number.
TCU in Austin.
Oh God, TCU always beats us. Literally.
TCU
every year.
sucks though. They got rid of.
Give me a
Patterson.
dub.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Gary Patterson now. He's on our staff.
And
I was
the
about to
8-2.
say,
He
yeah.
is?
Yeah.
They got,
Oh,
they
shit.
got rid of.
Gary
TCU got rid of
Patterson's on our
Patterson.
staff now.
Yeah.
Kansas Jayhawks in Kansas.
If we lose to Kansas 3 years in a row, I'm gonna jump off a bridge. Give me the dub.
And to finish things out, the Baylor Bears in Austin.
I'll take Baylor. So that's 9-3 or 10-3. I don't know. I'm losing 3 games.
I feel like they're going to lose either the I don't know,
I hope
the Tech Mountaineers game or the Cyclones. They're going to lose one of those.
They might
two.
lose to West Virginia.
to be
honestly.
fair, no offense, Biggie, but Texas does beat Tech pretty much
Yeah.
every single time.
I think in the
Right,
I
yeah.
think West Virginia. I mean, West Virginia was pretty bad last year, weren't they?
I don't think West Virginia's very
Texas
good.
just always lose to shit.
Yeah, I
pile
know.
teams.
They always.
Well, we've lost to
Like,
Kansas back-to-back
Kansas.
years.
I feel like Kansas State beats y'all all the time.
No, we typically beat them last year.
It's
We typically
Kansas
beat
more than
Kansas.
anybody.
No,
Or
it's
okay.
Iowa State.
Or what-
Iowa State, Oklahoma
it's
State.
like the middling teams.
Yeah.
like you have problems.
Baylor.
Yeah.
I'm going.
Iowa State. Yeah, that's.
I'm going. How many games is it total?
12, so
So
9 and
9-3.
That sounds honestly about what
Give
it
me
should
9
be.
and
That's
3.
what it
So
should
where
be.
do you have Texas ranked in the year? Like 11, 12?
Depends on the bowl game if we win or lose. Top 25, probably top 15, probably like 14, something like that. Which I'm totally good with that as a Texas fan. That's we need
What were y'all
our
last year?
recruiting class is number 1 or 2 in the
It was
country.
bad last year.
We were 5-7 last year. We were really bad. We lost 7.
No, they fell apart.
No, okay. So we lost to
Arkansas was like 15th.
Y'all were good. No, literally since the Arkansas game, we are literally nosedived.
That was a fucking great.
That was a
game.
terrible game. That was awful.
That was awesome.
No, as soon as the second half kicked off of the OU game,
Oh, it was
our
downhill.
season just spiraled.
The
We
whole
lost-
season went
we
down the
literally we
shitter.
blew the OU game and then we lost I think 6 straight. It was terrible. Or 5 straight. It was awful.
Hey, would you
Like
call
all the
Coco?
confidence was lost after that game.
It was bad.
Yeah, no, that was. I remember watching because they were kicking the shit out of OU.
Burn through these next two.
Okay.
I want to go get my food.
Okay, all right.
I know it.
All right.
I know it.
We got an
Oh,
Arkansas
yeah.
boy here.
Woo pig.
Pigs.
Blue Pig. So
Go pigs.
I'm gonna go through the schedule for this upcoming season, and we'll see what the record is.
All
If
right.
Week
hold on,
one.
if Texas does beat Alabama, y'all better hide.
Oh, dude, oh Jesus.
I'm
I
gonna be
don't-
an absolute menace.
I don't
No,
want.
I know you will.
That's gonna be tough. Yeah, jeez. Okay.
All right. Hit me, bro.
All right. Week 1, Cincinnati Bearcats come to Fayetteville.
Cincinnati was good last
That's
year.
a tough
They lost Desmond Ryder though.
and sauce.
Give me the dub.
South Carolina Gamecocks in Fayetteville.
Dub.
Missouri State Bears in Fayetteville.
Dub.
3-0. There you go.
A&M in Arlington at AT&T.
We got their number.
A&M's
Fuck
ranked
the
like,
faggies. Dub.
Fuck the faggies.
They're like ranked 6.
They're a good
We're
team.
ranked like
they have
12.
they are a
Y'all
good
are?
team.
We were like 14th last year.
What are y'all ranked?
I have no idea.
Hold on,
They're
let me look.
top 15. I know they're top 15.
Dude, we're good. We're pretty fucking good.
I mean, A&M was good last year. They just needed a quarterback.
A&M's ranked, I think, like 7.
Well, everything besides their
No,
quarterback is good.
Even like we were like completely dog shit a few years ago. We won like 2 games. We only lost A&M by it was a 1 possession game.
yeah.
That game, like we may not win that game, but if we lose, it's gonna be like it's gonna be 1
Yeah.
possession game. But no, hold on, look, they have us ranked. This is SI.com. They have Arkansas at. Come on now, give it to me,
1 sec. I'll pull it up.
bruh.
They have them at 23. Arkansas's at 23 in the coaches rankings. Or the
Well, they haven't
coaches
released
poll.
the official poll yet.
This is the one on ESPN
This has
from the
Texas
coaches
at
poll.
7 on here.
Oh, God. What?
They have Texas at 18 in the coaches poll.
I've seen
Preseason.
Arkansas like 14, 15 on some polls. They're all different right
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
But yeah, give me the dub. Give me the dub.
Okay. Bama in Fayetteville.
That's a loss.
Mississippi State in Mississippi.
Dub.
BYU in Utah.
Dub.
Oh, you got to go up to Mormon country, buddy.
Yeah, we ain't worried.
All right.
The Mormons, they're coming. The Mormons are coming
KJ,
out.
Bye week.
KJ, BJ, Mormons in 4. Come on.
Okay. Auburn Tigers in Auburn. Or at Auburn.
That's Auburn. Auburn's always a tough game for us, but
in
it's in. I know it's in Auburn, but I'm feeling really good
Jesus,
about the Razorbacks
Arkansas is about to have a
this
good year.
Give us the dub.
What is your record?
We've only lost 1.
7-1.
All right, and then the toughest game of the year, the Liberty Flames in Fayetteville.
Dub.
Oh, wow, that's bold. LSU in Fayetteville.
Dub.
Ole Miss in Fayetteville.
Dub.
Wow.
Missouri at Missouri.
Dub.
So 11-1 for the
11-1.
So they're going to be
Competing for the
4
championship.
seed. We're 4 seed and we're facing.
Going to the playoff.
We're 4 seed and we're facing Bama in the football playoff and we lose to Bama, but we're making it in. It's 4 seed.
All right.
might be a glass half full outlook.
Might
don't
be.
know. Might be.
Might be a slightly juiced
A little
record
bit.
prediction, but you
All
know
right.
what?
Biggie,
Good confidence.
Biggie,
That's what
Tech
you want
boy.
from your fan base right there.
I got
they
the Tech.
Texas. I expected more confidence from you for Texas.
But why?
I've had too much confidence for Texas every year.
You can't have too
Not
much
to.
confidence
No.
because when you have too
We
much
won
confidence,
5
it's
games
with,
last
with
year.
college football,
They're
I'll
like
be
the
more
Cowboys.
optimistic. But no, but I was about to say, no, with NFL, it's more personal. It means
Wow.
more to me.
That
It
was a
means
good
more to
take,
me,
bro.
so I don't
I
want to
like
get
that.
like heartbroken. It's like when you fall in love and then you get dumped and then you're heartbroken. But with college football, I'm not as invested emotionally. So I can be fully torqued and fully confident, and then if they fail
Fully
me,
torqued.
and then if they fail me, I'm like, whatever. Cowboys though, I can't get that invested. Then I'll get heartbroken
All right. Well, we got
I just
food to
get
get.
mad.
We got food to
Or
get.
mad.
So
Whatever. Yeah, same
Biggie.
thing.
All right. We got the Texas Tech schedule right up in front of you.
I just get mad.
There we go.
Week 1. Week 1.
W. That's a W. Murray State Racers are
The
losing
Murray
by
State
50.
Racers. Yep. All right. Want to know
Raiders by 50.
Houston Cougars coming to Lubbock.
Houston Cougars are
It's a
going to
tough
take
one.
the dub on us this year. Yeah.
Hey, well, you gonna be
Hey.
drinking some Brandy Alexander's,
whoa.
watching the Houston Cougars versus the Texas Tech Red Raiders?
Cougars.
You're
I'm
taking
gonna be-
the Cougars at Jones Stadium?
Yeah, I am. They're
Oh,
Okay.
Cougars are like
You
a
better
top
get
15
yourself a
team.
Brandy
Yeah.
Alexander that night, Biggie. I'll tell you what, boy.
All right.
I'll give me one.
NC State Wolfpack in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Upset alert after losing to U of H. We're going to make up for it.
I
We're
love
getting
it.
the dub.
The man's
we're getting it
confident. I
done.
love it.
Longhorns
getting
in
it
Lubbock.
Longhorns in Lubbock. Fuck it. We're fucking winning.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
fucking
fuck
winning
them
that shit. I'll tell you
Longhorns.
that.
Fuck them
We'll
Longhorns.
see about that one.
Kansas State in Manhattan, Kansas.
We will lose that one. We'll be too high off the victory
Absolutely,
from Texas.
yeah. Oklahoma State at Boone Pickens Stadium in Stillwater,
We're gonna
Oklahoma.
lose that by
Boone.
about 35. Yeah.
Boone
All right.
Pickens.
Off week. West Virginia Mountaineers in Lubbock.
We're gonna get the dub. All they got is JT Daniels. Nothing special. Nothing special.
Yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like.
Boone Pickens.
Baylor
Boone
Bears.
Pickens.
Baylor Bears in Lubbock.
We're gonna lose that one too.
That's definitely an L.
TCU in Fort Worth.
We're gonna win that. TCU's rebuilding the program. We're gonna win that one.
Kansas in Lubbock.
We're gonna win that motherfucker.
Iowa State Cyclones at Jack Trice Stadium in Ames, Iowa. What are you doing?
Shit. We're gonna lose that one probably.
Oh, Big
most
8-0.
likely.
And wrapping things up, OU in Lubbock. Whew, that's going to be a tough end.
OU, yeah. I mean, we're probably gonna lose that, but we could win it at the same time. But we're probably gonna lose. So I'll take the L on that
what's the
one.
grand total here? Next
That's
segment
a
we
ball
got
game. That's a ball game.
we got an NFL Hall of
over 5.5.
Fame or
That's
not.
over 5.5.
We got 15
That's all
players
I know.
here. We're going to decide if they deserve to be in the NFL Hall of Fame or not.
Let's do it.
First guy up, old Phillip Rivers.
I say no. I know the stats are there, but not enough playoff success. I think to be in the NFL Hall of Fame is harder to get into. I think if you're a quarterback, you either have to have like a Drew Brees-esque stats in the regular season, and you have to have at least some.
Have you seen his stats though?
I have.
He's top 5 in almost every major category.
I don't. I think it's inflated. It's obvious. It's inflated because of the era, but
God damn it! I agree. No, I honestly said no too. I wanted y'all to say yes because everything I was looking.
He's
up,
also been
everyone-
starting since
these
day
analysts
one.
and stuff. They
so.
say yes, but I say no too for the same exact reason. Even though he is top 5 in TDs, yards, played 240 games in a row. He was 5-7 in the playoffs. Never made a Super Bowl, lost in the conference championship, and like you said, that
how many
era,
conference championships did he even get to?
he won.
That's
He only
it?
made one.
No.
And he wasn't, and he played it. He played in an era to where passing was the thing. It is the
Right.
thing. So it inflates his stats. And also, there was never a period in time where Phillip Rivers played in his career to where you're like, this guy's like
He
top
was the
3,
best.
maybe
No.
even top
No,
5.
yeah.
I mean, you had Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Drew Brees. Those were like the 3.
Rodgers.
And then after that,
Brett Favre.
Rodgers and Ben Roethlisberger. You probably take them
Roethlisberger.
over Phillip too. So he
Yeah.
was never even like top 5.
Donovan McNabb. I mean,
You could argue he was top 5, but he was never like a lock. And I don't think
Yeah.
a QB that's. I know his stats are insane, but like a QB that doesn't even make top 5
ever.
ever
Yeah.
in his respective era.
Yeah.
Or he's not even a top 5 quarterback in his respective era. Like,
No. Big E.
Yeah.
All right. This next one's pretty stupid.
He's a no
Tony
for
Romo.
me also too. Just
think
purely
it's
because of the
obviously
lack
no.
of postseason success.
I
That's
love
really
Tony,
why.
But no chance.
yeah, no chance. in
pretty
hell.
easy.
I actually, I bet Phillip does get in at some point.
No, I think
I
At
bet-
Phillip-
some point he will.
He will
Definitely not
he'll
first
get
ballot.
in on some ballot.
They do so many ballots.
because you can keep
Yeah,
doing it every
no.
year. So
No.
Phillip will get in. I would say no though.
He'll get in eventually.
Tony, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
My boy, Eli Manning.
Yes.
I say yes. Two Super Bowl MVPs.
Yeah.
Like you,
and
that you can't.
he
That's
beat
a no
the
for me
best,
also.
arguably the best team
Yeah.
ever in that Pats team that went 16-0. And like
his stats are there too. I mean,
Yeah.
he's like top 10 in passing
I mean,
yards.
I kind of looked this up, but like Joe Namath made the Hall of Fame, and he made 1 Pro Bowl and won 1 Super Bowl. Brian Greasy made the Hall of Fame too, and he was a
Didn't Joe
6-time.
Namath have like more interceptions. Than
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't even. He made 1 Pro Bowler. Eli made 4, but I mean, yeah, I think Eli.
How many did Phillip make?
I don't know. I didn't look that up, but I think Eli definitely gets in.
I think Eli gets in too.
Yeah. That's what I thought. Marshawn Lynch.
I'm gonna say yes. Marshawn, he ranks 29th all
Same.
time in rush yards, and there's only 11 people ahead of him who are not in. It's up for debate on if he's better than those 11 or not. But
I'm
he's
going-
also 8th in postseason rushing yards. Everyone ahead of him, the top 7, are all in the Hall of Fame. And right now he ranks 16th all time in TDs, 8th all time in postseason TDs. He won a Super Bowl ring with the Legion of Boom. And then you throw in, the stardom he had, the Skittles, the fans loved him. That Saints play, like
the runs.
I think
He's had those two,
I think
iconic
I think his
runs.
stats are there. I think the fame is there, the legacy, the impact to the game.
Do you know how many Pro Bowls he made?
I don't know.
I mean, how long was what was his prime? Like, how long was he actually?
He was
good
really
for?
good on the Bills before he got to
his
the
prime?
Seahawks.
Yeah,
Let me
but
look it up.
Marshawn's definitely a very debatable guy.
Was it like 6 years, maybe? Like of him
Yeah.
like being good.
Yeah,
Hang on, I got it. Hold on.
It's not bad for running back.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know. I'm on the fence with that, man. Like, I just don't know if he was good enough for long enough.
Okay, his rookie year in 2007, he had 1,100 yards. Then he had 1,000 yards his next year in 2008. Then he had a couple he had 2009 and 2010 were lull years. Then he went 1,200 yards, 1,600 yards, 1,250, 1,300 yards. He had another
So he had 5.
and another
7, 8, 12, 11, 12 13 in his 6 good years.
another argument too for it is like the era,
many
right? So like
touchdowns?
Yeah.
the QB Phillip, it's like his stats are inflated because he's played in a passer era. Marshawn
Yeah.
played in a non-rushing.
That's Hall of
era.
Fame for me.
Five-time.
So a lot of these current guys that are in the Hall of Fame that are running backs,
Yeah.
obviously their stats are better because running the ball was the priority back then.
He was a 5-time Pro Bowler, and he made first team All Pro 1 year too.
Fuck. I think.
I
Yeah.
say yes.
Yeah. I think he. Yeah. He gets
I'd
in.
say yes.
Yeah.
Hell no. I think he'll take a little bit to get in, but I
Probably,
think he'll
yeah.
eventually get in.
Yeah.
I think he's
Next
a
man
yeah,
up,
but he's not a
Frank
first
the
ballot.
Tank
But yeah,
Gore.
he's a yes.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah.
Frank the Tank, baby.
He's
Yeah.
a
He's
I think
he's
he'll get
unanimous.
He's the
but
third
just not
most
first
yards
ballot.
in history. So, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, he's a lot.
Fuck yeah.
I'm just
Fuck
curious.
yeah.
I want to look up how
The
many. He made 5 Pro Bowls.
the longevity, the numbers,
God.
the success.
Tank?
Oh my
just- I
God.
mean,
He
he
played
was
for
in
so
there.
fucking
Dude.
long.
Yeah.
I'm just going to rip off his years. 1,700 yards, 1,100 yards, 1,000 yards, 1,100 yards, 850 yards, 1,200 yards, 1,200 yards, 1,100 yards, 1,100 yards, 1,000 yards, 1,000 yards, 900 yards, 700 yards.
God, just as consistent as they come.
And he still has a 600 yard, 600 yard, and a 600 yard.
He never got hurt either.
No. His
Like,
lowest total in a season
Bro,
is 599.
imagine the CTE for Frank
Oh,
Gore.
that
Oh
guy's
my
toast.
God.
Yeah,
his
that's-
brain is probably mashed
Yeah.
potatoes, bro.
Yeah, poor bastard.
Yeah.
All right.
That was like
bro.
Jets Frank
Yeah,
Gore.
not great.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I think
So
I mean, he's
unanimous
boxing now
yeses
too. It's
for
only
the
going to get
Tank.
worse.
He's
So
unanimous.
Wes Welker.
No.
I say no.
I'm
well,
saying
I'm
no.
gonna look real quick.
agreed. Yeah. Yeah, I got him. Yeah. I got him, yeah, but only
Welker
I got
was
him, yeah,
really
because
He
of
was
how
good. I would say the
dominant and how,
argument for
good
Welker
his
too
numbers
again
were
is
when he
the
was
fact
in his
that he
prime,
kinda
and then also the
evolutionized, like,
success
the
the
slot
teams had
receiver.
because he was
He was
a
like
part
one
of
of
them.
the
But he's
first
not a
guys
first
that was
ballot
like, okay, the
at
slot
all.
receivers are actually a very important part of the game, and like they
Yeah.
can make a tremendous impact. And he was, with Brady. He was
So
Brady.
he
Exactly.
had a 7-year run. Other than that, he did nothing. But in the 7 years, he led the league in receptions 3 times, made 5 Pro Bowls and 2 first-team All-Pros.
Yeah.
He's a Lubbock boy.
That was a Lubbock boy.
His career also ended kind of early because of concussion issues too. So I mean, I think putting that
He won
in consideration.
Offensive Player of the
I got
Year
him going in.
in 07. Won
I got him
Comeback
going
Player of
in,
the
but
Year.
not first ballot. But I got him.
I
going
say
in, 'cause
no.
I
he did.
say
He
no
did
as
change.
well.
the
But I
I'm
think
saying
he
it's
probably
close.
eventually
It's
gets
agree
in.
with that.
I
I-
would say no.
I'd say no. It's just
2 first-team All-Pros, though. That's impressive.
yeah, I know. It's just not a big enough body of work for a
hold on,
receiver.
hold on. Let's take a
Yeah,
look.
he only has 7 years. And in
Yeah.
those years, one of the years he has 800 yards.
Well, let's take a look
Another year he has
at
700
let's take a
yards.
look at the current receivers that are in the Hall of Fame.
We got to put him up against that.
We got to compare to the list here.
I can pull up his postseason.
Is there any way to look? Is there any way to look at his postseason
That's
numbers?
true. How many?
too?
Well, actually, he didn't win a Super Bowl, did he? 'Cause- No, because the
Maybe
Pats.
not.
Because the
Because
Pats
that's
didn't
a
win
big
in that
part
time.
of his success too.
They won in like 03, 04, 06, and then they didn't win again until like 20.
Yeah, I thought he did.
Yeah.
16.
I thought he did with the Pats.
Oh, he might have.
was he?
No. He won. I don't think he was. Because they won.
Wasn't
they
he
won
on
in
the
15,
Broncos, though,
and he was
the
on the
year they
Rams
won,
in
or am I
15. He was
tripping?
on the Broncos for 13.
He might have been hurt. He might have been
13,
hurt.
14.
He wasn't. He might have been hurt. I'm still going, yeah, because he changed how the slot positions looked at. And so if you're going to put someone in the Hall of Fame for slot receiver, it's got to be him first.
I mean, he had a
So that's my
7-year
logic.
run, and in those 7
But
years,
it won't
2 of
be
the years
first
he had
ballot
less than
at all.
850 yards. He had 5 years.
He just wasn't good for long
Yeah.
enough.
No.
And he didn't score any touchdowns. Like, he averaged, 5 touchdowns a year, 6 touchdowns a year. So, yeah, no.
All right. Next, another Patriots slot receiver, Julian Edelman.
No
No.
chance.
No.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, Edelman's awesome and has a great story.
If this was the Basketball Hall of Fame,
Definitely.
Yeah.
he would get in.
Because basketball.
No,
fans,
if
great role
West doesn't
players
get
make
in,
the Hall
then
of Fame
Julian
because
Edelman
they're a
doesn't
part of
get
winning, and Edelman is, but he's not.
NFL's a
Yeah.
different animal.
Yeah, no.
Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
I think he eventually will get in.
At the end of his career, right now.
We're gonna say
Yeah.
for the end of his career, I guess.
Yes,
if you
definitely.
Yeah, I
if
think
you
he's gonna be known
project.
as one of the best receivers ever to do it.
He'll be.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll be on the all-decade
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
I mean, if you make an all-decade team, I feel like
Yeah.
you
He's
probably
he's
should.
gonna
Actually,
get
was he
in.
on the all?
Definitely.
He wasn't on. He wasn't on
No.
2010s.
He didn't really turn
He'll
it
probably
on.
be on. Actually, I don't know if
One
he'll
thing
be
though,
on
where,
this one.
where
though, 'cause he
NFL
locked-
differs from Basketball Hall of Fame is I feel like NFL puts stats as a bigger priority versus basketball puts winning on a more of a priority.
Yeah,
I think that's
definitely.
why, and I think Phillip will get in. I wouldn't put him in, but I think he will get in
Yeah.
because of his statistical input
Yeah.
versus like a guy like Devontae. Like
Yeah, you're
he
right.
made it over a Super Bowl. but it's
NFL
like,
is more like.
but we're all like, yeah,
individualistic.
he's unanimous because of what the numbers he puts up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Devontae definitely.
Yeah.
Keenan Allen.
Longevity matters more
All right,
in the
I'm
NFL
gonna take this
for
one.
the Hall of
I'm
Fame.
gonna. I know
Yeah,
I'm
hang
gonna
on.
say no to Keenan Allen, but I'm gonna say yes that Keenan Allen will get in the Hall of Fame.
Wow.
He has never been the best receiver in the league, but he's always been a really good receiver. And the way he plays, he doesn't rely on his explosiveness or anything like that. He's a route running technician. I wouldn't be shocked if he plays late in his 30s. And if he can get another 5,300 yards for the rest of his career, that would put him at 14,000 career yards, and only 12 players in NFL history have hit that 14K mark, and 8 of them are in the Hall of Fame, and the other few are pending that he'll probably get in the Hall of Fame. And you throw in the fact, too, that he's playing with one of the game's most exciting young QBs in Justin Herbert. He could easily get a Super Bowl ring on there. So if he gets, 5 more 1,000-yard seasons, which I think
I
he
agree
could,
with you.
he could if he does that, he's in the Hall of Fame.
Okay,
My thing is-
listen to this. He came in 2003. He won Rookie of the Year in 2013. He's had 1,000 yards, 780, 720, 1,400 yards, 1,200, 1,200, 1,000, 1,100.
Yeah, he's consistent. And he's also been, since 2016.
and he's a 5-time Pro Bowler already.
Everyone's like he gets hurt all the time, but since he tore his
Yep.
ACL in 2016, he has never had another major injury. It
Well-
seems crazy because it seems like he's hurt every year.
He
The
started.
past five-
He started at least
And the
13 games.
receptions,
The past
too.
5 years, he's been playing like 90% of the games.
Yeah.
Well, my thing is, like, I mean, you say like if he gets 5,300 yards, like there's definitely no guarantee he's getting 5,300 yards these next 5
Oh, there's
years.
okay, but
there's
right
not a,
now,
there's not a guarantee to anything.
If he's on this
you cut
trajectory,
his-
yes.
If you cut his career right now, he already has a better career than Wes Welker.
Yeah, but I don't think
Keenan
he's-
Allen
he's-
so-
I don't
he has
think
more
he's
pro.
now.
He's
Keenan Allen is-
currently 5-time in a row Pro Bowler. He's made the Pro Bowl
Dude,
every year in the last 5
I've
years.
always been a fan of Keenan Allen, and he's always been one of the most slept-on players
Yeah,
in the
absolutely.
league. Because
I agree with you.
Because he's been surrounded by Julio Jones and then getting Calvin Johnson,
Yeah.
all these like big name receivers, to where it gets forgotten about. But year in year out, when he's healthy, he fucking puts up numbers.
Well, I
bro.
think trajectory too, like you talked about. Like not only has he already been this good so far, he's also playing with Herbert for the next
exactly
at least 2 or
So
3
let's
years.
say
So he's
even-
gonna have
yeah,
another
even
great
if he
2 or
doesn't
3
hit
years.
that 14K
Yeah.
mark, if he wins a Super Bowl, and let's say he's at like 12 or 13K, that might.
I
get
mean,
him
if
in.
he ends up being like a 7 or 8 time Pro Bowler, then yeah, he'll get
That's
it.
already
another
a
thing. He's
five-time
already a
Pro
5-time Pro Bowler. He's
Yeah.
probably gonna make another 2
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
3.
and he's in the best situation to make
He's
his
won
case to
comeback
get in.
player of the year. He's won rookie of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not ready to say he's a shoo-in though. Like,
Oh,
No,
I'm not.
he's not a
No,
shoo-in.
No one's saying he's a shoo-in,
Yeah.
and I said that's why it's bold, obviously. But I think that
I do too.
if I was a betting man, I would say at the end of his career, not a first ballot, but he eventually will get in the Hall of Fame. And I'm basing on what I project for the rest of his career that he's going to output statistically, and maybe his winning too with Herbert and all that.
I think I'm gonna say no.
I mean, he'll. I'm gonna say no, but I mean, he could get there. It just because he'll have the reception number because he gets over 100. He's been getting over 100.
I think he
receptions
might-
I don't
the
think there's
past
any
5
reason why he
years.
couldn't
So,
keep
I
it
mean,
up.
keep
He's
that
playing
in
with
mind.
Herbert as the
I
number
think
The
one
reception
he's
numbers
like
will
the
be up
most
there
like
in terms
because
of
I
all
feel like
time,
usually
but
like if someone
I
was
don't know. It
asked
depends if he
like
can
Keenan
keep that
Allen,
up.
like instant thought in your mind is like, no, Keenan Allen's not going to make the Hall.
That's
of Fame.
that's
It's close to
Yeah,
that.
But then,
thought.
but
that's
then
the
when
only
you like
thing.
dive deep, and you
Yeah,
look at his
I
body of work,
His
and,
stats
like,
are
and his,
impressive.
In his next 5-year like projection, it's like he's got a chance. He's got a legit chance.
I mean, he's been like literally
It's
every
much
single year the
closer.
past 5 years. He's been in the
dude,
Pro
he
Bowl.
puts out numbers.
Every
Like,
single. He's had 5. Okay, so he's
so slept on.
The only reason he hasn't had 5 seasons in a row with 1,000 yards or more is because one year he had 992.
Yeah.
That's it. And he also has 1,000-yard year as rookie year, so he's already
and that's
basically
when he was
6
playing
1,000-yard
with a
seasons.
very declined Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we should do Mike Evans. Is Mike Evans on there already?
Nope.
We should add him. It'd be a good one. I do too.
I guess I'll throw that one in the end.
Sorry.
Matt Ryan.
No.
I think he's Hall of Famer.
If
low-key,
Phillip Rivers
before we
ain't
get to
getting
that,
in,
but
Matt
yeah, I
Ryan
think he
surely
is.
is not getting
No.
in. Even if Matt Ryan won that Super Bowl, I still don't think
No.
he gets in.
No.
Outside
Maybe
of that,
with the Super Bowl.
outside of
If he
Maybe with
wins
the Super
MVP.
Bowl.
If you
outside
blow
of
a
that
27-3
MVP year, though,
lead,
there
you
was
ain't getting
never a
in.
year
Tell you
to
that
where you
much.
looked at his numbers and you're like, this guy is top 3 elite.
Yeah.
I think
Like Phillip Rivers, like was that, or maybe not top 3, but Phillip Rivers, like year in year out, was like right there. Like his consistency was there. Matt Ryan, I don't think we've seen that same consistency throughout his whole career.
I mean, there were years though
Phil
where that
Rivers.
Falcons team was like really fucking good. Like,
Oh yeah,
there were years.
and
I
Matt
mean,
Ryan was really good, but it wasn't only because they had
I
Kyle
think if you-
Shanahan, they had a young Devontae Freeman.
Yeah.
That team was stacked.
He's only been to 4 Pro Bowls.
yeah.
That would change.
That would
Yes.
change.
Yes.
What? My thing is with him, what if he's able to pull out a Super Bowl with the Colts while he's there? Does that change it? I was about to say, I feel like that would change everything with him personally. I'm not saying it's
no,
going
if
to
Matt,
happen,
yeah,
but
Matt,
I feel like if that were
obviously
to
it
happen,
definitely
it
elevate
would
his
totally
case
change
tremendously.
because it's like the Stafford shit.
But I think
honestly.
even if he wants
like
to
everyone
with
looks
the
at
Colts,
Stafford totally
then,
different
like,
now
that's-
since he won
yeah,
a
let's say
Super
he wins
Bowl.
one. I
So
still don't think he's going to get in, unless he added a few more Pro Bowlers and stuff. But I
You don't think if he won a Super Bowl with the Colts, he wouldn't get in?
I know because I think he's still a 4-time Pro Bowler.
He'd probably be a 5 or 6-time Pro Bowler by the end of his career if he's that good with the Colts, though. I mean, I assume if the Colts are like 12-5, win the Super Bowl, he probably makes the Pro Bowl that year.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, he is in the
That's-
AFC. That's true. Yeah. I mean, if he
He is in the
hypothetically
AFC
were to
though,
win,
so it's going to
he
be
would
pretty
have
tough to make
Rookie
all
of the year,
three.
Offensive Player of the Year, and
Yeah,
MVP.
so I mean,
He'd have
it's iffy,
probably a
but
Super
it would
Bowl
definitely
MVP,
make
Super
things
Bowl
more
win, and he'd
interesting
win
if he
2
won a
Super
bowl.
Bowls. That's a pretty sizable resume.
It's good.
Yeah.
And he has
I'd put him in.
probably a ton of. I mean, he's got almost 60,000
For
passing
quarterbacks,
yards.
though, it's hard to get in, man. I mean,
Yeah.
Eli's even debatable, and Eli's the same 4-time Pro Bowler with 2 rings, and he beat the best team ever. And Eli,
Yeah.
to the analysts, NFL analysts and shit, there's still half the people that are like Eli shouldn't
Yeah.
be in.
Yeah.
So I don't think Matt with one. would
Yeah,
get in.
I don't think Matt gets in.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting though if he wins with the Colts. That would definitely throw a wrench into things.
Matt Stafford.
No. There's only. I don't even think. he
I
gets
think
another one.
Matt's gonna have the stats to get in
No.
with the ring.
No, so I don't think.
No.
Matt, I think there's
wow.
no way.
Unless
Matt gets
unless
in.
he gets another one.
Yeah, exactly. There's only 29 QBs in the Hall of Fame, and only 4 don't have a first-team All-Pro, being Roger Staubach, John Elway, and Troy Aikman, and Warren
John
Moon.
Elway never made first team
Nope,
All-Pro.
or Troy
That's
Aikman, or Roger
disgraceful.
Staubach. And yeah, like you said,
Cowboys.
Matthew Stafford has only made 1 Pro Bowl, which they look at. Mitchell Trubisky made a Pro
Yeah.
Bowl. And back to the era thing too, like his stats are inflated because of the era he played in and the fact that he was on a
Yeah.
Lions team for all these years that had a shit-stained defense. They were playing behind, and he had to play catch-up.
How did he not make the Pro Bowl last year?
He's only made 1. Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
How did he not make it last
Who
year?
knows?
Who made it? Rodgers,
I have no idea.
Kyler,
And Tom.
Tom. No, you still
I
get
think
like
that-
you
I
still
think
get
you still
the
get
nod.
recognition.
You still get recognition that you made it. Yeah.
Well,
I think
you know
there's
why
no
he didn't
way
make
Matthew
it? It's 'cause
Stafford
he didn't
makes
make
it.
the list. 'cause
I mean,
he was in the Super
he'd
Bowl.
have to win at least another Super Bowl with the Rams and go to.
Well,
like
I
4
think
more
I
Pro
think these
Bowls.
Do you
years
still-
he's about
okay,
to
see, I
have.
didn't know if they
34
still gave you
now.
the
Like, that's not
recognition.
very
I
likely.
mean, quarterbacks play for a while. I would say no. Yeah.
I mean, I think these years he's about to have with the Rams, like I think that's going to help his case so much more because they're going to be in the thick of things in the NFC for the next couple of years, assuming he's healthy.
It's gonna help his case, but I still say no.
I think
He's
I
got
think
a
he's gonna
lot of
get-
work to do.
I think he's going to
Same
get
here.
He's got a
I think
shitload.
eventually, I think he's going to have the numbers.
I
to
mean,
get in.
because
And I think
okay,
he also-
before this past season, like if you asked anyone, they say there's literally a 0% chance he gets in.
Yeah.
And so I don't think one Super Bowl gets him in. Like,
Did
okay,
he win MVP?
no, Matt Stafford's never won MVP.
No. Super Bowl.
No,
MVP.
Aaron Donald did.
He did.
I think Aaron Donald
Who won? Hang on.
did. Or no, Cup. Cup. No, I think Cup
Yeah,
won it.
Cup did.
Yeah, Cup. But like I was saying, yeah, Stafford before the Super Bowl is like literally 0% chance.
It might have
was
shit. It
So
might
I
have
don't
been
think
fucking
winning
Cup.
one Super Bowl
It might have been
gets
Cup.
him onto like that fringe.
I was
Well, I
gonna say, it
think
might
he's
have been
going to have the
Cup.
Super Bowl, and I think by the time his career's over, he's going to be in the top 10 of a lot of categories, and I think that's
He
gonna
is
help.
he's the youngest. He is the youngest player to ever hit some
Certain
passing
marks.
numbers. Like he's the youngest quarterback ever to
Okay,
hit like
but
10,000 yards.
But let's
or
say you
20,000
said no
yards.
for
His
Phillip
numbers
Rivers.
will
If
be
Phillip
there.
Rivers is top 5 in all these, and let's say Stafford's 9, 10, 11, whatever, hovering, and he has that one Super Bowl, is that one Super Bowl on that great Rams team that much more valuable to where he should get in over Phillip Rivers?
I think so. A ring's a ring, man.
Well, what if Phillip Rivers play? But the NFL doesn't evaluate that ring as much. They value stats more in a sense.
I mean, well,
If he
Basketball
gets-
I think the ring
evaluates
matters
winning
more.
more. But I'm saying with the
Yeah,
I'm
I
saying
think
how
if
the
he gets
NFL
two,
looks at it.
if he gets
It's
two,
distinct.
he's
Well,
over.
I think they view that Super Bowl as a pretty big thing.
No, they view it as a big thing, but I'm saying that they view stats to a bigger extent.
well,
For reference,
I mean,
Phillip
I'm-
Rivers is an 8-time Pro Bowler.
wow.
Yeah. I don't think you can say no. Or
Fuck,
yes
I
to
mean, I
Stafford,
guess
no
for
to
doing that,
Phillip.
then yeah, fuck.
One
I
thing
almost
that's
wanna say yes for
interesting.
That's
both.
why, like, everything I'm basing this off of is like what I view the NFL's ideology of this guy's a
That
qualifier.
makes
You
me
know
want,
one
that makes me
thing-
want to say yes for both.
You know, one thing that's interesting about Matt Ryan,
Huh.
he'll pass Phillip Rivers in career passing yards this year, probably.
Will he actually?
He's Phillips at 63, 400, and
Well, that's the thing,
Matt's
too.
at like
Phillip-
5,
Phillips
9,
at the top
7.
right now, but he's gonna get passed up a
Yeah,
lot over these next
definitely.
5-10 years.
Yeah.
by a lot
So
of
is
people.
Eli and all those guys.
Yeah.
I mean, most of them are. I mean, that makes me want to put both of them in.
Stafford's going to be up there too. But that's the thing. Like, if all these quarterbacks keep just
It's
getting
like
these
there's-
yards,
it's
you
where's the
can't just be
value
like,
in it?
oh
Yeah.
yeah, John Elway only had this many, so
Exactly.
all these people have to be in.
You
So
have to adjust it to the
balance it.
era.
Yeah, you have
Yeah.
to balance it. So I say no on Stafford after
Yeah,
looking at
I
the
say
stats.
no.
Unless he goes on like a 3-year run that like's incredible. Like if he makes like all pro 3 years or something.
I just think at this point in his career, that's
I think
unlikely.
it's a
Like, that's
no
why
unless
I think the Keenan Allen thing is more
Yeah.
likely than like.
I was about to
Well,
say,
that's another
unless
thing
he's
about
able
Stafford
to
is like
win more.
like you said about Phillip. Like how many times have you ever said Matthew Stafford's top 5 quarterback in the league? Even now, after winning a Super Bowl, I don't think anyone has Matthew Stafford as
No.
top 5 quarterback.
No.
So I mean, maybe some people.
I don't know why. I just like Stafford, man.
I do
I
too.
want to put him in.
I'm surprised he's only made 1 Pro Bowl.
That sounds. That
I
sounds
guess
crazy.
if Rodgers and Breeze have been in the NFC,
I mean, they've been shoo-ins every year.
who's the other quarterback?
I feel
in
like-
NFC? I mean, Romo was there for a while.
Eli.
I feel like-
4 of them.
Who else?
McNabb was before him.
Yeah, Donovan McNabb.
That was before. I mean, who are we missing?
We're missing someone. I know
For
we're missing
sure.
someone. Saints,
Big Ben
Bucks,
or no, Big Ben's
Pan-
AFC.
No one on the
Big
Pan-
Ben's AFC.
Cam Newton made a cup. He made a lot.
Yeah, Michael Vick with the Falcons, I guess.
Or hell with the Eagles too. He made some
Yeah.
with the
Didn't
Eagles.
Kaepernick make one?
Probably. Oh, Russell Wilson.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Wilson.
So there's always,
Yeah.
and that's why I think it's with like all these quarterbacks. It's, yeah, I think that's
Fuck
the
that.
biggest outliers, the era, and you got to look at their peers, how their peers play, and like if they equal up on the same degree, it's like you got to really put up legit numbers or a
Yeah.
lot of wins.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
or the other.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, two. I mean, if he
oh,
won
if,
two
if
more,
he, if he got 3, I think he would.
Yeah.
Win. Yeah. If you win, especially in
I
today's
just wonder
NFL.
what
shit,
2
if
more
he
like
won-
Super
if he
Bowls
wins
would do
another
for him.
one,
That's
I'd
what I don't know.
because then it's like Eli. He's got 2 rings. The passing totals are going to be just the same
But I mean,
as Eli.
but I think Eli, 4-time Pro Bowler, he
I
took
think
a
you make the
9-7
argument.
wild card team and
the
beat
story
the 16
around
and
Eli.
The story- and it's
the
New York.
story
And,
around
and
Eli
people are
going
to say
different.
Stafford
Yes.
got dropped into a fucking dream A+ scenario all around.
But they're not gonna be looking at that when they do the voting. They're gonna look at the numbers and what happened. Like he won 2 Super Bowls.
Well, I
He-
think they
Stafford's
look at. I think they look at everything.
Stafford would definitely have to win at least another Super Bowl and make a couple more Pro Bowls, maybe even
Yeah.
a second team All Pro.
Yeah.
If he makes like a couple second team All Pros, maybe
Yeah.
maybe a first team if he has an amazing year or something. But he's also older, so that,
Yeah,
I'll say
he's
no.
got a definitely an uphill battle. to get in.
So we got 3 no's and a yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Zeke.
No.
I say no also unless he gets 2 more Super Bowls.
Okay.
I
Actually,
personally,
there
think
is, I think, an argument to be made for
no,
Zeke.
but at the same time, he does have.
I mean,
he
his
leads
numbers
the
are
NFL in
crazy.
touches
His
since
numbers
he
are
came
good.
into the NFL.
I mean, his numbers.
So
He doesn't get hurt.
His lowest rushing
there,
total.
that's what I'm saying. Like, there's like,
His
I mean,
lowest
he's got
rushing
the
total in 6 years is
longevity.
979
Yeah.
yards. His
Did-
numbers
didn't-
are
didn't he
good.
break the
He's
rookie
got the
rushing record as
longevity.
well?
Yeah.
He plays on
He's
the
made a
Cowboys.
few first-
I
Well,
mean,
He's
Yeah.
made
There's
a
a good-
few All-Pro teams too,
He's
right?
made 3 Pro Bowls and a first-team All-Pros rookie year. He's had 1,600 yards, 980 yards, 1,400 yards, 1,400 yards, 980 yards, and 1,000 yards.
So, and we're not.
He's got to keep it up.
Yeah, we're not going to see any more 1,600 yards. But if he can get 5 more 1,000-yard seasons,
He's
and the
in.
900 year
in.
was
I
when
don't
he
know
was
if that's going to
suspended.
happen. I say no.
I trend
I-
towards
I
no.
say no.
I just don't see. I
1,000
don't think he can
yards.
keep it up.
He'll
His
in.
best
He'll
days are
be in.
behind him.
yeah.
And
facts.
it helps being a Cowboy running back too.
Oh, he's actually made 2 All-Pro teams. He made a
Yeah,
second.
I'm gonna
team
say
All-Pro
no, but
one
if
year.
he's able to keep
So
it,
he's a
if he can
two-time
get a
All-Pro.
few more 1,000-yard seasons, I'll
he's
say yeah.
kinda
But
debatable.
He
for now,
he
no.
definitely could.
Yeah.
But I would just. I think he's digressing tremendously.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I think
I'd want to also see other guys. Like I'd want to see like Jamal Charles, Shady McCoy,
Yeah.
like how he stacks up to those guys, and then even like go back to like guys who are already in like
He
Terrell
is, yeah.
Davis, like
Well, hell,
Jerome Bettis.
Because
like,
I think most people say Jamal Charles isn't going to make the Hall of Fame.
Jamal Charles was a stud.
But his prime wasn't very
He has
long.
like 6. He has like 6 Pro Bowls, right? Something like that.
I think Jamal Charles was a.
I mean, he played 10 years. He only played until 32, so the longevity wasn't
Yeah.
really there.
his
for him.
prime was
But I mean,
insane.
his prime.
Or his accolades.
I mean, yeah, his last Jamal Charles' his last 4 seasons.
How good? How good
His last 4
was
seasons
he
he was
bad?
hurt.
The last
He
year
only
of his
had
career?
5 good
Or
years.
was he?
Yeah.
Because
He
I
had
mean,
He
5
was.
years over a
some-
decade.
He
I
was a
forget who it
4-time
was,
Pro
but
Bowler
some
and a
tackle
3-time
just got
All-Pro,
in.
twice a first
Yeah.
team All-Pro.
He just
first
if
team.
he
not enough.
If he could have
No.
stayed healthy, he could have got in. But
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not.
What
enough.
about Shady?
Not enough.
He had a couple good years on the Bills too. I feel like Shady's
No,
might be
but
more than
because
Shady
his,
only
his was,
played
his was much
11
shorter.
years,
His
one
was
extra year
shorter
than
than
Jamal.
Jamal's. I feel like his
Shady actually
Shady was
No.
a 6-time Pro Bowler though.
Shady put up more stats for a longer period
Yeah.
than Jamal. I mean, yeah, Shady had 1, 2,
Yeah,
3.
that's a. I and I
he had
think
like a
he
7 or
wasn't
8 year
as
stretch where he was
insane.
hitting at least like 800 yards.
Also, when Jamal was
forgot
in his
about
prime,
Arian
he
Foster's
also like
another
the
argument.
season he wasn't
I
in
feel
his
like he
prime.
only
That's
had
when
like-
Arian
yeah, I feel
Foster
like
he only had
was
a
like the
couple
best
good
running
years.
back.
That guy
in the
was
NFL
so
for
good
He
when
was
he played.
awesome.
That's also that.
What about Lev Bell?
No, he didn't play long enough.
Oh,
Really?
and he only had like 3
God,
good years.
dude, if Arian
he
Foster
was
like
so
because
fucking
Arian
good,
Foster was
man.
one of the
I-
he was
that's-
one of the first guys too that was like
No.
a legit receiving.
especially
Yeah,
the way
yeah,
it
he was
ended out
awesome.
for his career, you can't put him in there. Was good.
Wow. You know Le'Veon Bell never had more than 9 touchdowns in a season.
Yeah, he was. Arian
Never
Foster
had-
was
he
cold.
never
he
had
was only,
prime last
he was
He
only
had 3
cold
good
as shit
years.
for
He
3
had a
years,
year
and
with
then he went
1,300
vegan.
yards, a year
Yeah.
with
But
1,200, a year with 1,300.
it makes you think though if you
So-
wonder that like the NFL Hall of Fame committee is going to start like adjusting their rating factor for running backs. They're going to have
Yeah.
to where they're going to have because like with quarterbacks they're adjusting it to where it's harder, but with running backs,
Well,
I just wanna reference this
I
against
think
Adrian
I think
Peterson.
you look at the Hall of Fame, the running backs that are in the Hall of Fame. It's like the cream of the crop, though. Like it is like the unanimous like best guys.
oh yeah,
There are a lot of good running backs, but like the good running backs don't get in. 5 years of good football doesn't get you in.
but that's what I'm saying too. Now
Oh
to
my
where like most of the
God,
running backs
Adrian
that are
Peterson was
most of
a
the running
god.
backs that are
Yeah.
in there are older running
Jeez.
backs to where if they're going to start
No doubt.
adjusting their view because obviously like the new
Yeah,
age running
like-
backs aren't going to compare statistically to the old age running
No.
backs because of how the game was played.
But still, I mean,
Oh,
if
Adrian
your peak
Peterson's
is only
in
5
first
years, it's
ballot,
not going to
yeah.
get you in.
Okay, hang on. How good was Jerome Bettis? Because Jerome Bettis is in the Hall of Fame.
He was good.
Okay, Jerome Bettis is really good. He had like 9 1,000-yard seasons.
I feel like
The
I feel like-
bus.
the only
No,
guy
Jerome
who
Bettis
like
is in. I mean,
like a
he
short
has,
career that
really-
he
got
has
it was
too
like Earl
much of, like,
Campbell
a
had a shorter
brand to
career.
not
but he
John
got in there.
in the Hall of
Riggins.
Fame. Like
He's
that's
in
someone they
10.
want to put in the
He has-
Hall of
who's
Fame.
John
Like
He was
for the
the
He was
old
an
brand and
old
Redskins
everything
Redskins
they did.
running back. He was a white guy.
I think
What about
I don't think that he
Marshall
really
Faulk?
had.
Marshall Faulk stats are ridiculous.
Oh,
Are
Old
they?
old
Yeah.
skin running back.
Yeah.
I
Black
think.
boy.
Oh, he's
Okay.
definitely in, but I don't know.
Okay. John Riggins.
Marshall, I think Marshall.
John
Faulk's
Riggins has
in.
got to be an
Is Marshall
outlier,
Faulk
man.
not already
the
in?
most he ever rushed for you?
Yeah,
I mean,
because he was
he
like
was
the
Super Bowl
first
MVP.
pass catching and
he
like
played.
running
He
back.
played for
too.
14 years. Oh my God, yeah, and he had 24 touchdowns one season.
Oh my god.
I think he was
Was
he
his
might have been a Super
touchdowns
Bowl
insane?
MVP.
Was his touchdowns
Yeah,
crazy?
Also.
He played
my
for a long
God.
time too.
Yeah, Marshall Faulk.
There was one year Marshall Faulk had
Yeah,
1,000 yards
red zone
receiving and
monster.
1,400
Is
yards
Is Mike
rushing.
Allstat in the Hall of Fame?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
He's not.
He was-
God, Marshall Faulk one year had 2,400 total scrimmage yards. He had one year with 26 total touchdowns.
Yeah, Marshall
My
Faulk
God.
was the
Stud.
first.
He was like LT
trivial
before
threat.
LT.
Yeah. LT is no doubt in. LT's.
Yep, Marshall Faulk.
Were we talking about Zeke?
Literally, yeah.
that where we
He
went
kind
down the rabbit
Marshall
hole?
Faulk kind of
Yeah,
changed
we're
how
just trying
like
to figure
NFL
out
teams look
which
at a
running
full
backs
blown
were
running back in the
worth-
league.
worthy
Okay,
to
so what do we
get
say
in.
about Zeke?
No.
No.
I say no.
No.
Yeah. If you looked at it like just on paper right now, and you said like he still got 5
I'm
years,
saying
you'd probably
no.
say yes,
I'm
but
saying
we've
no.
seen
But
what
he
is
does
and
have the
what he's gonna turn
longevity.
into.
And we
But
know the life
yeah.
of running backs
Yeah.
nowadays.
Long-
age.
All right.
Ndamukong Suh.
I'm gonna say yes. He was rookie of the year. He made 5 Pro Bowls, 3 All Pros, got a ring. And I mean, Ndamukong Suh in his prime on those Lions days
I'm gonna say yeah.
was a
I'm gonna say
force
yeah.
to be reckoned with. He was
He's one of the best.
I'm not
college
saying he's
football
Aaron
players,
Donald, but he
too.
was like Aaron Donald before Aaron Donald.
He was one of the
in a
best college
sense.
football.
Oh shit.
Who did you put the pick on?
By the way, Cheeto Vera just
Vera
knocked
win?
the fuck out of Dominic Cruz in the fights. if
Big
anyone's
East
been on
corner
Cruz's
making you
side.
folks
Nice.
money
He
out
just
of
got
it.
baby.
slept with a kick.
Got live
Vera?
updates.
Hell yeah.
Yep, Vera had the kick that knocked out Cruz. I was 50%.
So
tonight,
Ndamukong
What were we
Suh.
talking about?
Ndamukong
I'll
Suh.
say
Yeah,
yes.
there you go. Sorry, just thought I'd throw
I
that
don't
in
really
there.
know.
But yeah,
I'm honestly like I want like I
Sorry.
don't know if I want to say
Off
yes to that.
topic.
Like is 5 Pro Bowls and all that.
yeah.
Like, is that how does that stack up to
I'll
the
say-
defensive tackles that have gotten in?
He was. Yeah, I
I'll
mean, he made
say-
3 All Pros all in a row. I mean, his dominance was like elite.
He
Were
was
his
the
sack
best
totals
D-tackle
ever
in the league for those
big?
5 years, though.
He was never.
I mean, he's a
he was never
D-tackle,
big
so,
sack,
like,
but he
D-tackles,
was like
you
a
can't-
he was
yeah.
like a light Aaron Donald.
Ndamukong was
He's had a
Ndamukong.
nice.
Yeah.
He made the run game was shut
I
down.
mean,
and
for
he
a
caused
D-tackle,
problems for the entire.
He's had a nice
interior
second
O-line.
chapter of his career
Yeah,
too.
and he got a ring with Tampa.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the biggest thing with like these Hall of Fame
And
arguments.
you have a
is-
second act.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
you got to compare him to who's in the
Yeah,
Hall of Fame.
I'll say
right
That's
now.
I want to see the defensive tackles that are in the Hall of Fame what their stats look like. But I'm having a hard time finding it.
Defensive.
Yeah, I know. For some reason, I really can't find.
I don't
a
know
solid
why it's so
list
hard to
too.
look at. Maybe they just have a website.
Yeah, just like listed by position.
Okay, Warren Sapp, Raj. I don't know any of these people.
They're
Go
all-
look-
Okay,
look
so
at-
Tony Baselli just got in. He got in this
Yeah, I would-
year.
Is
Let
he
me-
a
I'm gonna
defensive
look.
lineman
I
or
would
is
say
he an
Defensive
offensive lineman?
tackle.
Tony Boselli.
Wait, no, he was an offensive tackle.
Is
Yeah,
John
he was
Randall?
an offensive
Okay.
guy. Look at Warren
this
Sapp.
isn't even right.
Look at Warren Sapp.
And he-
just for
Okay, wasn't Warren Sapp a god?
Warren,
bro?
yeah, Warren
Yeah.
Sapp.
Isn't he like one of the
Yeah.
best
Yeah.
players
Yeah.
ever?
I'll look up his stat. Warren Sapp was okay. His career stats: he had 96.5 sacks, 440 solo tackles, 19 forced fumbles.
He made
198 games.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He made seven Pro Bowls, 6-time All Pro, 4-time first team All Pro.
Jesus. I was just thinking John Randall.
John Randall's like one of the best like D tackles ever.
Yeah.
What about Reggie White? Was Reggie White D end or D tackle?
The end.
He was D end. Okay, I didn't know if he was a D tackle or
God,
John
Ndamukong,
Randall. Oh
that's
my
a tough name to
God.
spell.
not. John Randall. Edit that part out. John Randall for 6 years in a row is first team All Pro.
Good God.
Okay, just for
And, oh my God, his sacks are nuts.
so just for
I made like an easy trade, like an easy just backup for backup trade, and he was like,
all right.
"No, I need Chubb." I was like, "Are you fucking retarded?"
Oh yeah. Mike's on. Mike's
All
on.
right. We're doing is your mic on, Cole? Okay.
Yep.
All right. We're gonna do rapid fire NFL Hall of Fame or not. All right.
Rip it.
All right, and here we are with some rapid NFL Hall of Fame or not. I'm gonna name a player. Y'all say yes or no. Phillip Rivers,
No.
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 Eli Manning,
Yes.
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 Marshawn Lynch,
Yes.
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 Frank Gore,
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Wes Welker,
No.
Yes.
No.
Devontae Adams,
Yes. By the end of his career. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Keenan Allen,
Yes. By the end of his career.
End of his career. Yes. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Matt
Changed my
Ryan,
opinion.
No.
No.
Nope.
Matt Stafford,
No.
Nope.
Nope.
Ndamukong Suh.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Did y'all all agree on every
I
single
think
one of those?
we might have that.
Wait, why did we cut all the ones that we said no on? Or like the other ones that we did, like Romo and
Well, I tried to, because I thought we had, I said to cut the ones where I thought we all said the same shit. Like Romo, we all said no. Edelman, we all said no. Dez, we all said no.
Those are the
Odell,
exact
Zeke,
same
we all
thing.
said no.
well.
All right,
that was more of a conversational topic.
Okay, I don't know if we can make a real. We're all saying the exact same.
Yeah.
That's pretty shitty. Whatever.
Okay. All right.
Moving on.
All right. Now we got some hypothetical 1v1 NBA matchups, current past players. I did one for each position, so pointing guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, and so on. And I'm just going to tell y'all the players. Y'all tell me who y'all think's going to win. At point guard, Steph Curry versus Steve Nash.
Oh my God,
Steph.
Steph Curry.
Yeah.
By a
Steph
mile.
is gonna literally break his ankle.
Yeah, I don't even
Yeah.
think we need to go into that.
Yeah, I
no
thought that
doubt.
was probably my worst one. Yeah. And then since it's hot right now, Jerry West or Jordan Clarkson.
I think in today's NBA, give me Jordan Clarkson. Jerry West is an old white boy. I don't even think he can move really. And even if he was dropped into this era, give me Jordan Clarkson. He's an assassin on offense.
I'm still taking Jerry West. Still.
So disrespectful.
It's
I mean, Jerry West probably couldn't stay in front of him to save his life.
Yeah,
I'm
I
going
know.
Jordan Clarkson.
Probably going Clarkson too. Just he's too athletic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
Jerry.
Next
Sorry,
one.
Jerry.
Next one at shooting guard. Klay Thompson versus Ray Allen.
Oh,
Ray Allen.
I'm taking Ray.
Young Ray Allen was a monster.
He was
He
yamming
was
on you and
athletic.
shooting threes. Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Hey, I just don't know how Clay's going to fare in a 1v1. I don't know what he does
Yeah.
off the dribble.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like defensively though he might be better. He's been good at
But
staying in front of
Ray
people.
pretty decent off the dribble when he was young?
When Ray was young, he was yamming. on
Clay's
people.
never been an ISO guy at
No.
all. So
Ray could put the ball on the deck and go to
Yeah.
the basket. I go Ray.
Yeah, I got
Same.
Ray.
Kevin Durant versus Larry Bird.
Durant. I don't even think it's close, honestly.
Durant.
Give me
Durant
big boy.
because
I think Larry Bird would body his ass up. Give me Larry Bird.
I think-
Really?
Yeah, give me Larry Bird. He's
I
a
think-
sniper.
No way.
He's
I
like a
think,
big
like-
Luca.
Dude, I don't think KD would lose to anyone. You could give me any player ever. I think KD'd beat him.
Give me Larry Bird.
No way.
I'm going KD. I'm going
Give me
KD.
Larry
Even though
Bird.
You're bullshitting right now.
Give me Larry
I know you're
fucking
bullshitting
Bird.
right
Give me
now.
the white boy sipping on a Budweiser and a pack of Camels. Damn
All
it.
right.
fucker McDonald's
Next.
commercials.
Anthony Davis versus Dirk.
Oh.
Oh, that's tough. I know what y'all want to say.
Give me fucking Dirk.
Honestly, I think I'm going Dirk too, purely because of the offense.
I'm
Yeah.
going AD.
Prime Dirk, dude. Dirk was athletic.
I'm
in his
gonna go.
prime.
I would go AD.
Dude, he's not. AD'd be able to guard him pretty well.
Dude, if we're Dirk just fucking fade away every time, baby. He doesn't need to go inside.
I mean, Anthony
fucking-
Davis, like a prime Anthony Davis. Dirk's not going to stop Anthony Davis. Also,
Well, Anthony Davis can't really shoot, so Dirk's just got to sit in the paint.
I mean, he can
AD can
shoot
shoot.
enough. Like he
I mean,
can
but
shoot mid range.
You can play loose on him though. But Prime Dirk,
I just
I
feel
mean,
like
Prime Dirk could move pretty decently. Plus that
But AD
strap he's got on him. Come on,
second-
man. That's 41,
second-
baby.
The second AD goes.
Screw it, you're right. I'm going Dirk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on to the
Oh,
Dirk
you're
side.
right.
Yeah.
Dirk's the guy. Dirk's my,
We're taking applications.
Yeah, Dirk's
Yeah.
Dirk's my man. I'm going
Come
Dirk.
on.
I'm
Come
sorry.
on.
I'm
now?
going Dirk.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going Dirk.
I'm actually going Anthony Davis, but
All right. And the last one I got, Joel Embiid versus Hakeem Olajuwon.
Hakeem.
that's a good one. Hakeem.
Embiid, he can shoot.
Hakeem could shoot.
Hakeem could shoot. It was just a different league. He didn't have to, but he could.
Hakeem was also like the best defender, like almost ever.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm going
NBA
Hakeem.
players, I don't know. I'll be different. Give me Embiid.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Give me Embiid. Okay. And then I just open-ended, like, what other matchups would y'all hypothetically like to see? Like,
Bron Jordan.
Yeah, I think anyone was super.
Kobe Jordan. Kobe Jordan.
Luka Bird.
Luka Bird.
Luka Bird.
Iverson versus Steph.
Rodman, Draymond Green.
That would be a good one. Giannis.
With Kobe Jordan?
Would be a good. Yeah,
Kobe Jordan.
Who would be a good one to do with Giannis?
I was trying to do it. I was
Kevin
almost
Garnett,
thinking,
maybe.
I was thinking like Tim Duncan. Like,
he would whoop.
KG.
yeah, he would whoop Tim
He'd
Duncan.
probably destroy Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
Tim
Yeah,
Duncan
yeah.
wouldn't even know what went past him.
Yeah.
Tim Duncan, like, what the
Yeah.
hell was that?
I mean, 1v1, Giannis might be the GOAT for a 1v1
I still think
game.
KD would beat any player ever in a 1-on-1. He's 7 feet tall.
But
shoot.
Giannis could literally just take it. He could just bully him inside every time.
I mean, KD can hold his own. Like KD's a decent shot blocker.
I think, but he has no help. I think Giannis 1v1 would just take him.
I
to
mean,
school.
Giannis would have to.
Giannis also good at defense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Giannis could. Yeah, if you want anyone guarding
But I mean,
KD,
he
it'd
could play
be
off the
Giannis.
ball on Giannis and just kind of like let him shoot.
I still
I
think.
mean, I
got
guess if
better at
Giannis,
I still think
if-
Giannis is powerful enough.
I guess
he could
if
just bully
Giannis
him
really
and
just
back
said
him
screw
down.
it and just backed him down,
Yeah.
and just went straight at him.
Yeah,
but I
just-
feel like KD would block him a couple times.
But Giannis
It'd
would
be
definitely
close.
stop him a few times. I mean, Giannis is one of the.
Yeah.
Giannis is maybe the most versatile defender ever.
I don't
It's
think
hard to
I don't
find
think
a
anyone
matchup.
could stop KD one.
It'd be hard to find a matchup for Giannis, though. Like, a really good one. I just feel like
Yeah.
What about
'Cause-
like?
he's just.
What about like Bill Walton?
Absolutely not. He get
George
fucking murdered.
Mikan.
George Mikan. Oh, my God.
What about Vince Carter versus Tracy McGrady?
Vince.
That'd be a
I'd
good
go
one.
Tracy.
I'm
I
going
think
Vince.
Tracy's better off the
Vince?
ball. Like
I'm
dribbling.
going Vince still. I'm going
I
Vince.
feel like Vince wasn't. Was Vince
Tracy-
good off the ball? Like,
Tracy
like
be
on
better
ball,
one-on-one.
like dribbling?
I don't know.
All I knew of Vince is because he could
I
jam
don't
and
know.
shoot threes.
What
Like,
about
Vince- I feel like Vince didn't
what
have a
about
big bag.
Magic Dwight Howard versus
Magic versus Giannis might be kind of cool.
versus Kevin Garnett?
Probably KG, just because KG could shoot.
Yeah.
KG had a good mid range.
It's a good matchup for Shaq.
Dwight and
Yao Ming.
Shaq. Yao Ming, baby.
Yeah. Maybe Magic Dwight, but I think Shaq would probably
Shaq
win.
would still whoop
Magic
his ass.
Dwight was a beast.
He was a beast.
Yeah.
I mean, there's that video of Shaq like teabagging David Robinson and like throwing him to the
Yeah.
ground. David Robinson's like
What about-
300 pounds. Like
Prime Blake Griffin versus who's another athlete?
Sean Kemp. Sean Kemp.
Sean Kemp.
Zion.
Yeah. So,
Oh,
Zion,
that's good.
yeah.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
good.
I'd probably go
That's good.
Zion.
I think
Or
I'd go
you
Zion.
mentioned Steve Nash, low key. Prime Tony Parker versus Steve Nash.
I
see.
think
Pretty
Tony
good.
Parker's kicking his ass.
I think he's
He's
way
so-
quicker.
so
too.
quick.
Tony Parker.
He's like a snake. He'll
I don't
slither
think
in and
I don't
out.
think Steve Nash would be able to stop him.
I don't think Steve Nash would be that great of a one-on-one player.
No, I think he'd be terrible
Well-
one-on-one.
Yeah, I think Steve would hit threes over him, probably. I mean,
But I mean, Tony can guard the three. Like,
Yeah.
you make him dribble. Dude, if Tony Parker gets in the paint, like that guy was a menace in the paint. He could score.
Dwight
over
Powell
anyone.
versus Shaq.
DP.
DP.
JJ Barea.
Isaiah Thomas. Muggsy Bogues versus Isaiah
I was
Thomas.
thinking about Isaiah Thomas versus Chris Paul.
Pistons Isaiah Thomas or
Pistons Isaiah Thomas.
Dude, low-key even like
Probably Chris Paul.
I think
Yeah,
that
honestly-
prime,
too.
low-key
I
that
honestly
prime
thought you were talking
Celtics
about
Isaiah
Celtics.
Thomas.
Yeah,
I
I
feel
thought
like
you were
he'd
talking
be
about
cold in
Celtics.
one
That
on
one
one.
year.
He would be really good.
He would be cold
He'd
in
be
one on
cold.
one.
That one
He'd
year
be
when he
so
had-
shifty. And you,
Oh,
you wouldn't be able
yeah.
to stay in front of
Because
him.
one on one's like it's different. And that
Yeah.
1 year too, he was like
That
one of
one
the
year
best
averaged
players
30.
in the
He
league.
averaged
yeah.
30 a game.
He'd be a good player for that.
I mean, I don't know if he'd be able to stop anyone, but
Yeah.
I guess if you're playing, make it, take it.
Manu Ginobili
Tell Manu.
versus
Josh Howard.
Josh Howard.
Michael Finley.
There you go.
Bogan Bogdanovic versus Bodan Bogdanovic. The Hawks and Jazz players.
Or is Boyan and Bogdan?
Or Boyan versus Bogdan.
Give me the Hawks when he's younger.
I'd probably take the Jazz one.
Oh, the Jazz one?
I think
Yeah,
I'd
crazy
take
take.
the Jazz one too. Yeah.
That's bold.
Oh. All right, let's move on to the next one. Okay. All right. We got a video game draft. We need to draw picks.
Oh, God, I forgot about this.
You want to just rip off some papers there?
4 rounds or 5 rounds?
Oh yeah.
All right. Oh, God, I don't even know what I'm going to do here. Whatever.
Is this for NBA or NFL?
All video games.
All video games.
All
Every
video
video game ever.
Shit, I literally only play like 3 of them.
I
So
was about to say, E, I know your first pick.
I forgot about
I know what
NCAA.
Biggie
I know.
pick it.
I was like, NCAA's coming first
Yeah,
round.
I'll let you have that one.
there you go. That's like my one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just gonna.
Are we doing so specific year too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So like,
Try to not like only pick like all Madden games. Or,
Okay. Yeah.
Is
okay,
it 4 or
y'all
5?
So
I mean, you
Four or
can.
five?
You can if you
just
want,
gets
but-
whichever one's
Yeah.
left.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh, one pick, baby.
I got the 4 pick.
I got the 3. Biggie got the 2.
I didn't even want
There
the
you
one
go.
pick either. I didn't know y'all aren't going to
Is there a draft?
pick.
We got to do draft board.
Actually, no.
Yeah, I definitely didn't want the
I'm sticking to my board here.
I didn't even make a board. I'm just gonna wing this puppy. Can I hit your call?
Yeah. All right. Should I just start us off here?
Let me get the board done.
Oh, okay. My bad. My big board.
We're doing 5 rounds.
Yeah.
I drank my entire pack of Happy Dads during this time, by the way. All fucking 12 of them are just gone.
12?
Oh, I bet you're feeling nice right now.
Oh my God.
You going out
They're just
tonight,
all
Biggie?
gone. I was about to like grab another one. I was like, oh shit, there's just like a bucket of water.
It's a bucket of ice.
What?
What happened?
All right.
Where did they go?
Drinks.
We are here for the video game draft. Cole, you got the first pick. Kick
All
us
right,
off.
First pick. Y'all know what I'm picking here. Apex Legends. I mean, I think it's the best battle royale game out right now. It's a blast. It's a tough game, but if you can really zone in, it kicks the shit out of any sports game because you're actually having to use real brain power.
That's rude. to
That's
people who play
not
sports
fair.
games. I don't like that.
That's
Whatever.
disrespectful.
That's disrespectful.
Pick number 2.
All right, give me that sports game, E.
Yeah, Biggie.
NCAA 13, motherfuckers. That's my second pick right there. Hot, best fucking game. I still
So do
play
you
that
have
shit.
14, 15, 16, and 17 coming up for your next picks?
Maybe.
Okay.
09's
Can I
good.
see your board?
NCAA
09 is pretty
09.
good.
1
Yeah.
second. Let me
11?
The
pick.
one with the one with
11's
Tebow's good. The one
Tebow's-
with Tebow in it.
Which one was
He's in-
Tebow?
I think he's in 9 still.
Which one was Felix Jones?
That was a while ago.
That was like
that was
08.
like that was
Okay,
that was
I played the fuck out of that one.
All right. I'm gonna say Madden 21, just because of the.
Madden blows.
Yeah,
Yeah, Madden-
but playing that
You're gonna
during
pick 2K.
COVID, like that was like the most fun I'd had playing a video game in a while.
Is it the one we played a lot?
Yes, that's
I
when
thought
we
that was
played.
Madden 20.
No, because it was, remember, they do it like a year after, and it was 2020 when the pandemic started.
I thought it was the Mahomes one.
No, it was the Lamar Jackson one. I'm pretty sure.
I thought it was 20.
Oh yeah. Lamar Jackson.
No,
one
we
was
played
not too
20,
bad.
bro. I swear we played. It was 20 that we played.
Well, because they always do it like a year after. They release it in 20, and then it's always the next year
I don't know.
after.
Could've been-
Either
could've
way,
been-
whichever. I'm
yeah.
gonna say 21.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call it 21.
All right, my pick, 2K18.
Not 17?
No, 18.
17's when they changed the game.
Yes, I had 17 on.
17
mine.
Seems like known as the best
18 was the
2K.
one we played freshman year of college. E, you remember those days?
Yeah, I played a shitload of that.
Oh yeah, that's when you did blacktop. Dirk was unstoppable. 2K18. Oh yeah, and then
Back to back.
I'm going Fortnite on my next pick.
Okay. Is it me?
No, it's me.
People's
sorry.
pick.
People's pick.
All right.
I play a little bit.
Yeah, you play. Yeah. Hey, when you lived here, we were
Hey,
playing.
me
Yeah.
and you. Those,
We got some dubs.
yeah, those Smurf lobbies, we were
Yeah.
kicking ass.
All right. So can I just do like Wii Sports as a whole?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I'm-
works.
That's a good pick.
I'm gonna do Wii Sports
I
for my
thought
second
about
pick.
Yeah.
I had too many good times as a child. You know,
That's a good
as a
pick.
youth.
Yeah.
Big E.
Oh shit.
Clock.
Yeah.
I'm going. Y'all might remember this or not. I'm going NBA Live 2009 with Tony Parker on the cover. That game was
Ooh.
super
Good
fun,
pick.
and because of the soundtrack too. That
Wait,
has like one of the best soundtracks.
Do phone games count?
Yeah. I got a couple mobiles on mine. You got Madden Mobile.
Oh, Madden Mobile's coming.
Should they count? Video
Yeah, it's a
game?
video game.
Yeah.
Is
Wait,
it?
there's like DS games. Can I pick like Pokemon?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. This just opened up for me.
Okay.
All right,
Oh,
cool.
well, shit. I was.
All right,
I was all
my
over
next
that
pick.
shit.
I got some sleep. I know there's one I expect.
Can I take away my Fortnite pick?
Hey,
I don't want Fortnite anymore.
Nope, you're stuck in. You're
You
still.
you can
Yeah.
also go PC.
You're stuck.
You're welcome.
Oh,
You're welcome.
fuck.
You're
Thank
welcome.
What,
My next
fucking mini
pick,
clip?
I'm gonna go.
You better not take it from
All
me
right,
after you bring it up.
All of my picks, because I know you aren't gonna pick any of the ones I'm gonna pick, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
I know you got a GTA in there somewhere.
Yeah, I'll just do GTA 5 here. GTA 5 here, since one of y'all might pick it, and I know my other picks gonna be there. But I mean, GTA 5 never gets old, especially if you're just like baked out of your mind or like just wanting to fuck around. You go around and do whatever you want on that game.
Can I
Good game.
swap my Fortnite pick? I don't want
No, it's
Fortnite.
locked.
No, that's locked
Damn
in,
it.
son. All right, what's your next pick?
Oh yeah, my next pick. See how I got 3 more picks, right?
Yep.
1, 2. All right, my next pick, Halo 3.
Good pick.
I played the fuck out of Halo 3. Halo 3 was such a fucking fun game. Me and my brother probably played that last mission like 50 fucking times. So much fun on the Xbox 360.
I already got my next one.
What is it?
Give it to us.
Modern Warfare 2, the only fucking shooter game I've ever played in my entire life.
That's a the people are gonna like that one. That's a value pick. I
Value
feel like
pick.
if for the consensus people, that would be like a top.
Gotta have
3
a
pick.
Call of Duty in there
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah, that's my second pick. Only shooter game I ever played.
Oh, I play a sports
If
game.
you
Don't-
go,
don't
if you go
screw it up.
Apex
Don't
Mobile
screw it
here in the
up,
third
Murphy.
round,
Hey, watch out. I'm going to mobile pick up here soon.
you better. If you don't pick,
Oh, I'm picking
You know
it.
what
I
I'm
know.
saying?
Trust me.
All
Come
right.
on now.
bread and butter.
Medium rare, please. Come on.
give me liberty or give me
death.
Jesus Christ.
Do the Oregon Trail game? I'm kidding.
Are you serious?
coolmathgames.com.
I'm gonna do MLB The Show 21 when they put it on Xbox. That opened up a new baseball game for them that hadn't
That's a
played in
good
a minute.
pick. I like that. Diamond Club's nice too.
All right. I'm going Madden 2010, the one with Larry Fitzgerald and Troy Polamalu on the cover. I
was a
played
good
that
one.
game on the Wii.
That was a good one.
ton. I loved that
the
game.
Wii.
Me and my Wii were real close. And then first pick in the 4th round, you know it, Age of Empires, number 3 on the PC.
Good fucking pick.
That is childhood game
good
right there,
fucking
baby.
pick.
Age of Empires.
All right, I'm gonna
Give
go.
it to me.
I'm gonna go pretty far back. This was I didn't remember the actual name of it, so I just kind of looked it up around the same ballpark, and that was Mario Kart Double Dash on the GameCube.
Oh, little GameCube game.
It was great as a child. Great as a child.
Gotta have a Mario. We have to have Mario.
Yeah,
Kart.
you gotta have one
Mario
of those.
Kart's gotta get in there.
Big E.
I'm going based off what I was worried Brophy's going to take mine. Mine is Mario Baseball on the GameCube. That's my 4th
That
one.
was a fun. I remember that was a fun one.
That was a very fun game. I'm good. That's
was-
my 4th pick.
What was that baseball game on the computer? Like Pablo Sanchez.
Backyard baseball.
Backyard baseball.
Backyard
yeah.
baseball.
yeah.
Oh, that was
Oh, that's
All
a
right.
good one. Pablo
My la-
Sanchez.
My last 2 picks. So I got all my shooter games locked up. I got to go sports here.
Still got some good sports games left.
Y'all are never gonna guess the 2 I'm about to pick either.
You want
First
NFL
one,
Street.
no. MVP Baseball 2005 with Manny Ramirez on the cover.
Holy shit.
This was the first game I ever got as a kid on the GameCube, and I probably played like 1,000 hours of this baseball game. So much fun. Anyone that has played this knows it's the GOAT baseball game. And then my last pick, I'm doing a pick for me here. I could do like FIFA or Tony Hawk or whatever for the people, but fuck the people. WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2007.
Good pick.
We played Hell in a Cell,
Hell in a
tables,
Cell.
ladder, chair.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. That game was insane.
Just having baseball bats wrapped in tinfoil, just beating the hell out of people.
Barbed wire for fucking bats with nails in
Nails
them.
in them. Just
Sledgehammers to the head.
Big Show just belly flopping on people.
Fucking throwing people off a 30-foot cage.
That's a good pick.
Oh, yeah. I'm very satisfied with my picks.
Yeah, you have a good list. All right, E.
Lastly, it might not be, it's very unheralded, but it's underrated. I'm going NCAA basketball 09 with Blake Griffin on the cover. First college basketball
shit.
game
I
that I
forgot
know.
about that game.
I did forget
That
about
game was
I forgot
pretty
they
much
made
NBA
that.
Live. That and NBA Live came out in the same year. Super fun.
My last pick. We're doing phone games, right?
Don't take it.
I'm not taking it. I know it's near and dear to your heart. I wouldn't do it to you.
Better
Yeah,
not.
just pick FIFA or something.
Okay, well, if we're doing that, then I'm gonna do a MLB or a MLB 2K5. That's what I played. It was a great one. First baseball game I really loved. Spoke to me.
You want to do this 6 round here? I still got a lot of video
Yeah.
games I like.
I want to cut Fortnite from my team and pick
Well,
up.
Fortnite's in there, but
Well,
we, can,
I can cut him and pick up an unrestricted free agent now.
we can just add a 6th round.
All right. Okay, pick right here. Madden Mobile. All through high school,
That-
every class.
Those iPad,
Those
oh, yeah,
iPad
we
Madden
grinded that
Mobile.
shit out.
There's nothing better. All right, so we're going. So I'm picking
more round.
picking again.
Yeah.
Oh God. Give me Pokemon. The Ruby one on the Game Boy.
Fuck.
Suck it.
I'm
Pokemon.
literally gonna do that, motherfucker.
Pokemon Ruby on the Game Boy.
All right, I'm just gonna
Jenga.
go. Give me a Wii Little League World Series game.
They had a Little League World
what?
Series.
Oh,
game?
I used to
That
play with my
game was
brother all the
fucking
time.
fun, bro.
I used to play with my brother
That
all
was
the
a
time.
fun ass game.
Go away. Go away.
Big E.
Lastly, I'm going with old fucking reliable. I'm going Madden 12 with Peyton Hillis on the cover.
Good
Oh, the
pick.
Peyton Hillis, man.
I was deciding between that one and 2010.
All right, I got one more pick. I already got a. Do I have a baseball game in there?
Yeah, you got MVP,
MVP
baseball
Oh, yeah,
05.
okay, I'm not gonna. Okay, my last pick, NFL Street on the GameCube.
Good pick.
That
That's a
I
good
really
pick.
wanted to hit some childhood games. That was another just one that was right up there. It
Yeah.
was a fun ass game.
What was that baseball game?
Probably MVP.
Was that
baseball. MVP?
The one you played in
On
like
the
the
GameCube?
backyard?
The backyard.
There was one you played on like a random field. You know what I'm talking about? You played on
That
like a
might have been-
backyard field.
I don't know.
Was it
Backyard
was it
baseball?
backyard
was-
baseball?
It might have been.
Oh,
backyard
it might have been,
baseball.
yeah.
You had all the regular players.
And Pablo Sanchez?
Big Poppy.
Yeah, I remember. That's the only guy I remember was Big Poppy.
Yeah.
He was a god.
All right, you want to do the intro?
Yeah,
And say
all right.
6th round too. when you
Okay.
do it.
All right. And here we got our 6-round video game draft.
With the first pick, I took Apex.
My first pick, I took NCAA football 13.
My first pick in the first round, Madden 21.
My first pick, 2K18. Oh, my second pick, first pick, the second round, Fortnite.
And with my second pick, Wii Sports.
My second pick was Modern Warfare 2.
My second round pick, GTA 5. Swing back around, first pick of the third round, Halo 3.
E.
B.
Oh,
Hey.
shit. Honest to God, I forgot what I had at 3. I'm not going to lie.
You had Modern Warfare at 3, but you just said that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I forgot my 2.
You had
I-
NBA Live.
NBA Live 09, yeah. NBA Live 09. Yep.
Yeah.
My third round pick, MLB The Show 21.
My third round pick, Madden 10 with Palomalo and Larry Fitzgerald on the cover.
You're back.
Oh, my fourth round pick, Age of Empires for the PC. Age of Empires 3.
My fourth round pick, Mario
Medium
Kart.
rare, please.
Mario Kart. Mario Kart Double Dash for the GameCube.
My fourth pick, my fourth pick, NCAA basketball 09.
Last pick of the fourth round, MVP Baseball 2005, the Manny Ramirez on the cover. Starting at the fifth round, we got WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2007.
You're just all over the map, man.
You're back.
You just
see.
You said your fifth round pick in the fourth round.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did I? I thought I
Yeah.
had Mario and then NCAA.
You
You did.
said NCAA. Though.
You said NCAA instead of Mario.
Oh shit! All right,
It's
we're
just
getting
12
a little all over the place.
12 happy dads.
Yeah. Yeah, but wait, what did I just
Just say
list
Mario.
Mario baseball.
Mario
off? Mario baseball.
Big E's fucked up.
All right, so am I just going now? Okay. All right, my
Fun to edit this
yeah,
one.
my fifth pick, MLB 2K5.
My fifth pick, Madden Mobile on the iPad, and sixth round, first pick, Pokemon Ruby on the Game Boy.
And my sixth round pick is Wii Little League World Series.
My sixth pick was Madden 12.
And the last pick,
Madden 12.
to sum up the draft, I got NFL Street on the GameCube.
Beautiful.
Good
Draft.
That was
All
tough. I didn't keep track of any of that.
12 happy dads will do it to you, huh?
Yeah, they will.
All
Apparently
right.
they have a banana flavor now.
The watermelon
That
one's
sounds
killer.
terrible.
Yeah, they have a banana
That's
flavor.
gross.
I don't know if I want
Yeah, I
that,
don't know about
to be
that.
honest.
Yeah.
All right. Are we going to just do the smoke circle real quick?
Yeah, just run it out real quick, and then we could maybe get the dude wipe thing in here.
Yeah. All
I
right.
want to talk about dude wipes.
Yeah, I do too. All right, you just want to do yours, and I'll do mine, and
Okay.
bounce to the next.
Wait,
Okay.
E, do you have a smoke circle?
Like, in terms of, like, anybody could be in the smoke circle?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep,
5
definitely.
guys.
100%.
Top 5.
All right, get it off, Brophy.
All right. I'm just going to list my 5. The 5 people I would have in my smoke circle would be Joe Rogan, Post Malone, Dave Chappelle, Tom Segura, and Shaquille O'Neal.
All right, my 5 people. My first guy, my soak circle would be Joe Rogan. All around great guy, funny, provide a lot of insight. Just, I think any 18 to 24-year-old would like to smoke weed with Joe Rogan. Second guy, Bill Burr, my favorite comedian. He'd be very animated. It would be funny. You'd be getting a show for free with him. Third guy, Elon Musk, to provide intelligence and kind of like some awkward, funny humor. Fourth guy, Seth Rogen, another Rogan guy, but not Joe. Seth, kind of just
Double road.
funny fat guy. Everyone loves Seth Rogen. He's one of like America's stoners.
Yeah.
Last guy, Bob Marley, good vibes, rolling up joints. Everybody loves good Bob Marley.
Everybody love Bob.
Big E.
Big E.
Can we pick the same people?
Hold on,
Yeah.
I'm gonna redo mine just without saying all that shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
My smoke circle would be number 1, Joe Rogan. Number 2, Seth Rogen. Number 3, Bob Marley. Number 4, Elon Musk. And number 5, Bill Burr.
There we go. All right, I'm going Seth Rogen at number 1, Joe Rogan at number 2, Snoop Dogg at number 3. Then we got Bob Marley at 4. And to round it out, I got
Bill Burr.
good old fucking reliable Chris Farley.
Oh,
that's a good one.
R.I.P.
That's a good one.
R.I.P.
Good pick.
All right.
All
let's
right.
get
And
into
now
this.
for the
Dude,
okay.
wipe
Now
this up.
okay. I'm outnumbered here, but in what order do you use dude wipes in normal toilet paper? Do you use toilet paper first, dude wipes after, or dude wipes first, regular toilet paper after?
I'm going to refer to the veteran over here. Take it.
You use dude wipe first. And my reasoning why is because, if you really destroy it in the bathroom and you got a tornado downstairs, you want the dude wipes to be the first line of defense, okay?
The old fucking
right.
With
Schwister.
the regular paper, it's going to be real messy, okay? You're looking at a massacre
It's
of
rough.
poop. With the dude wipe, you get one dude wipe and you get a good swipe in there, 80% of the damage is
Get a good-
already
get a good
taken
grip.
out. That's like having a fucking sniper. It's like having a fucking CIA marksman. Like, you're getting the kill right off the bat, and then you could just throw everyone else in to clean up the mess, okay? You threw that dude
Good
wipe in
analogy.
there.
I like it.
You threw that dude wipe in the first line defense. Then after you detail it up with some paper, you maybe do 1 or 2. Because otherwise, time is money, right? You're wasting time if you're wiping your ass with regular TP first and then doing the dude wipe after. The whole point of dude wipe is to be the heavy hitter, right?
Use it to break down the wall.
You
got to get through the weeds.
You don't pay $6 for a pack of dude wipes to use it after you use TP. Use it for the first line of defense.
I mean, do you actually use regular toilet paper when you use dude wipes, or you just use dude wipes? Because
I use dude wipes, and then I use TP after.
I just use dude wipes, just period. I don't use anything else. I like the sandwich method that you brought up.
The sandwich
I'm
method.
a big proponent of the sandwich
The
method.
sandwich method, I think, is the way to go.
Yes.
I
I
don't
think
go
you
dude
start-
wipe, TP.
You
and
start
that's it.
with one dude wipe. You break it down. You clean up the weeds. Take care of it. Then you fart around with some toilet paper.
Get those
toilet
dingleberries
paper.
Yeah.
And then right when you're finishing up, you use another dude wipe. Get you looking all nice, shiny, and pearly. Clean it all up. Make sure there's nothing left, and you're on your way.
I don't know what it is.
Bing, bang, boom.
I
could get down for the sandwich method.
I think
yes.
that's the ideal way.
My
to
thing
go.
is, like, I have to finish.
I haven't thought that far ahead though.
I have
by
to
my ass.
I have
Make
to.
sure.
I gotta finish
Thought
with
about it a
the
lot.
dude wipe because I feel like if I don't finish when I finish with the dude wipe, it just feels cleaner down there. I feel
That's
more
right.
comfortable. I feel more secure. I need to finish with.
More like a man.
Yeah, that's
They
exactly.
call them
what it
dude
is.
wipes. They ain't baby wipes. They're dude wipes.
That's right.
But I feel like I gotta finish with the dude wipe. I just
My only argument on that, which we've discussed,
is the wet butthole.
Is the wet butthole aspect.
I was about
of
to
it.
get into that. I was
If
about
you-
to get into that.
If you really digging
That's a big
deep with
part of my
solely
logic,
dude
yeah.
wipes, your boxers might be a little wet after. You may
Well,
look like
I
you got
mean,
some water
How
leaking
damp
out
are
of your
these?
ass.
How damp are these
they're,
dude wipes?
they're not that damp
Dude
though.
wipes,
They're
if
not
you
that
get a- if you
damp.
get a
They're
fresh
not that
pack,
damn.
You may be able to wring it out a little bit and get some drips out.
Okay,
of
that's a way over.
I don't know about that one.
Way over
it.
exaggerated.
But if you took
really polish everything off, you're not. I mean, that
That's
last
right.
wipe is not. You're not. No more. There's nothing else. There's no weeds to trim at that point.
wait,
You already tripped the hedges.
So now
baby.
we have 3 different answers. We have only dude wipe, we have dude wipe TP dude wipe, and then we have dude wipe TP.
Wait, E.
Big E, what
on
would
now.
you what do you do?
I've witnessed you take out some bathrooms before in my life, so let me know.
All right, so I've never I've never used.
So you're on my
dude wipe
team. You're on my
before,
team.
But based off what
Dude
I'm
wipe
hearing,
first.
I would go dude wipe first. And then
Oh,
I
you
would
just
dry
sandwich
off
it.
my dirty ass with some dry
what about
toilet
the wet
paper to get all
asshole?
that moisture
Just
out.
make sure it's not that wet.
It's not that wet.
then
It's not
it's not
that
that
wet
wet.
to where it's a
Okay,
concern.
obviously you're not
And if I
dripping,
had
but it's like
any
it could
You make it
leftovers,
sound like
any
you're soaking wet
dingleberries,
down
It
there.
could be
anything.
slightly
like a
wet.
wet rag.
Yeah, I know.
Have you ever
You're not
actually
getting a
won't be
damp
that wet.
towel.
have you
By
ever
that point-
actually tested the sandwich theory, or is this all speculation?
I just did it.
Oh, you
For
did.
the first time.
Oh, you debuted it. You debuted
I
it.
debuted it, yeah.
How was it?
Well, I've
How'd it
only
feel?
used dude wipes twice in my life. The first time I flushed like 10 down
yeah,
your
and you
toilet.
clogged it.
That one didn't go very
Wait,
well.
okay, hold on. Well,
It
how
was-
was your experience?
It was awesome.
Was
Like
it
I
good?
said,
5
you-
stars.
You go in there, the heavy hitter, like you said, the sniper up top, kill shot. And you send in all
Kill
the
shot.
you send in all the little army guys.
The
to come
Minutemen.
in.
You send in the
You send in the
Minutemen.
Minutemen.
Yeah.
They
Freshy.
take care. Couple wipe there, wipe there,
Yeah.
wipe there, wipe there. And then at the very end, you put the sniper back on top. He's
You
just
get the
looking.
green beret up there.
He's
Kill
looking.
shot.
Make sure there's no stragglers.
Kill
We're gonna
shit.
clean
Okay,
house.
so that-
Yeah, the
So,
kill
but we're
And
all
he
in
takes care of
agreement
business.
with he has the wrong ideology. Of.
Absolutely.
All right,
What,
Bro,
just
you
using
should
dude
hop in
wipes?
this, because you're on his team with
Yeah,
this.
you're on the
Brophy needs help.
side.
Bro,
I don't
needs
need
help with
help.
this argument.
I do not need help.
Burger, come on. Come discuss
Burger,
dude
come on.
wipes. Come
No,
on, dude.
hold up.
Come on, dude. Come
So you're
discuss dude wipes.
so you're saying I'm wrong
Get
for
the
just
producer
not
in
using
this.
any
You're
regular
gonna-
toilet paper
You're
We
gonna
need the
let your
producer's
own-
opinion
and just use
now.
a straight dude
Yeah.
wipes?
Yeah, I think that's
by himself.
I think that's like the equivalent of jerking off without lotion.
Not at all. You're still like it's still moist down there. I feel like
Ruffy, you
what's
sound
the
like
point of the
Mr.
regular toilet
Skid
paper
when
at that
you do that.
point? Like it's dry. It's not like it's
Because
there's
I
some
jerking off
friction
without a towel
sometimes. I don't
around.
want to deal with that.
but exactly. You lube it up with the dude wipe, and then it's
And
That's
then
like
just-
jerking off and
and
then
you
wiping
just
it on your
use the
body.
dude
because
wipe
dude wipes.
after.
Big E
Gross.
mentioned dingleberries, right? Dude wipes may not. Dude wipes are going
Oh,
to be
they
the
get
heavy hitter,
dingleberries.
but I don't know if they're getting
I
every
know
little
they do.
speck on the car. All
I know
right.
they do. My
I want
asshole's
asshole
never
to
been
be
cleaner
detailed.
since I
Yes,
started
they
using dude
linger.
wipes. Never been cleaner. I know
They're
for a
there.
fact.
How dirty was your asshole before doodle wipes came in your life?
There's no, it's clean. It's never been cleaner. I know that.
It's classified.
Class information.
You sort of wiped my ass like a year ago.
I think the sandwich method's the way to go.
I think
if you're gonna do it,
I'll give the sandwich method a try, and we can reiterate on this.
if I was gonna
now
do
if they're
TP,
a little wet for you, just wring it out, give a little slap, just give it a little flop.
Okay,
And
it's
then
not
go
like,
down
and I'm
there.
not saying they're like dripping wet or whatever, but like
Yeah.
I've had a doodle wipe or two that they're pretty damn moist and damp.
The ones I just used
I think
weren't
it's just
that bad.
right. I mean, I have no complaints. I mean, I don't think the moistness is even in question here. Personally,
I'm with you on that one. I agree with your level of moisture.
It's up to the people, I guess.
all right, we want to
Put a
wrap this
poll
thing
out.
up. I want to wrap this thing up.
Yeah.
We've been at since 4 in the afternoon. so.
Conclude it.
All right, hell of a pod, gentlemen. Go follow us on Instagram, TikTok, the whole 9 if you've made it this far.
Punch the air.
Punch the.